And welcome to Cusick Park Ennis here on the day of the county senior football final between Kilmurry and Miltown Malbay. Our first game today features the Senior B Championship final, and that's between Éire Óg and Kilmehel. And I'm joined here now by Seamus Hayes just for a quick look ahead to the game in store. And Seamus, I suppose from Kilmehel's point of view, intermediate champions 2 years ago, kept their status last year when we had the 6 teams going down, and now progression again this year, quarter finalists and in the Senior B final.
That's correct. And it would mean an awful lot to Kilmehel to show that they're continuing to make progress. They have a relatively young team, and they have been, I suppose, they've been hit hard over the last couple of years with immigration. A lot of their key players immigrated, so they had to build a new team. But as you say, having won the intermediate 2 years ago, this would be a further step up the ladder for them. They're going to Éire, I suppose. They're meeting an experienced Éire Óg team who had expected to be here today, but for the later game, I suppose, and it was a shock when they were knocked out of the championship. But I think I saw Kilmehel in the first round against the defending champions Miltown Malbay, and they were very impressive, and I think they have a great chance of picking up something here this afternoon.
No, and they were very competitive in that quarter final as well to Kilmurry Ibrickane, so they played, I suppose, are more competitive against both of the senior finalists that are coming down the tracks at 3 o'clock. Yeah,
and it shows the progress they've made, and they're coached by a very experienced man, Odin O'Dwyer, who has brought about a lot of improvement in the squad, and they're very well organised, and Kilmehel are very passionate about their football, always have been, I suppose, and they've deserved more titles over the year, over many years, I suppose, and they have struggled in that department, but they're a strong team. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they'll fare against Éire Óg here today.
And Éire Óg, on the other hand, as you said, I suppose would have been tipped as championship favourites after the group stages, but came up short, I suppose, that day against Dunbeg after extra time, regrouped and defeated in Diamond, I suppose, in the Senior B semi-final that leads them here today. And I suppose, look, they'll be looking to finish the year with a bit of silverware. It mightn't be the one they wanted, but at the same time, it'll be silverware in the cupboard if they can pull this off.
Really, I know they're without a key player in their captain, Aaron Fitzgerald, who suffered a serious injury playing for the club in the hurling championship. But they have a strong squad out, and they have a number of their under 21 team, and they're fancying their chances of being in the shake-up for honours in that grade as well this year. So this is a big game from that point of view. But they will be they are favourites going here today, and they would fancy their chances to win it. But Kilmehel, I think, will put it up to them, and I honestly see this being a very tight game.
Lovely, thanks very much for your thoughts, Seamus, and we're going to hand you up now to the commentary box to Leo Doyle and to Martin Flynn, who are waiting by with the teams.
As always, I'm joined in commentary position here by ex-Clare football star, a man who won a Munster football championship with that famous team of 1992. However, he's very impartial today, as he's really looking forward to the second game with St. Joseph's Miltown and Kilmurry Ibrickane, as his staunch Miltown St. Joseph's Miltown supporter. But first of all, we are here for the Senior B final between Kilmehel and Éire Óg. I'm joined by Martin Flynn. Martin, you're welcome once again.
Thank you, Lee. It's just to be an interesting game now. Both teams like to finish the year with some silverware. And, as I said back in previous commentary, I was thought Éire Óg would go a long way in the championship this year. Very surprised that they were beaten by Dunbeg. And when Kilmehel played Miltown in the first round of the championship, I was very impressed with them. They played very well, and I think it was 1-12. So this should be an interesting battle today.
Yeah, an interesting battle ahead, and we're going to give you the lineouts of both teams. First of all, with the Éire Óg team in their traditional red jersey and white togs. In goals is Nathan Murray, Conor O'Halloran, Conor Brennan and Cathal Darcy is the full back line. Gerard Collins, Aidan McGrath and Colin O'Henifin is the half back line. Colin Smith, Liam Corrier in the middle of the park. David Reedy, Icam Uguero and Mark McInerney is the half forward line, with Ty Connellan, Shane Daniels and Gavin Cooney the full forward line. And the Kilmehel team line out as follows in their traditional green and gold jerseys. In goals is Ronan Cannon, David Coughlin, Jack Brown and Johnny O'Sullivan is the full back line. Mark Coughlin, Adam Normile and John Finucane the half back line. David Ryan and David Lernerhan in the middle of the park. Kieran Downs, David Egan the team captain, and Sean Crowley make up the half forward line, with Martin O'Leary, Dan Keating and Gerard O'Grady making up the full forward line. And I suppose you can see Martin, as you said, Éire Óg were one of the favourites for the championship and surprisingly knocked out by Dunbeg, but Dunbeg subsequently played well against your own crowd, St. Joseph's Miltown in the semi-final. You'd imagine Éire Óg would be favourites in this, but Kilmehel are a team that are progressing nicely under the manager of Mark O'Connell.
Yes, Éire Óg will be favourites today, and they have a very talented team. When you look through it, Conor Brennan, Cathal Darcy was very impressive here in one of the matches we covered, Colin O'Henifin, and up front in they have Gavin Cooney and David Reedy, Ty Connellan, and the ageless Shane Daniel. So, from that point of view, I think they would be favourites. But Kilmahel have done a lot of work this year with Mark O'Connell taking over the scene, and Odin O'Dwyer as coach. And, as I said, when they played Miltown, they were very impressed with them. Jack Brown played very well at full back, Alan Armyle centre back, David Ryan is midfield, and in the forwards, and young Sean Crowley, David Egan, and Martin O'Leary was outstanding against Miltown.
Yeah, indeed. We look in forward to an intriguing battle here. It's the curtain raiser to the real big game, and Kilmahel are playing into the goals here at the LD Inn. So Ronan Kellnan, the Clare under 20 goalie, is going men in the goals here at the town end. And we're waiting for the referee to throw up the ball here as players make their way into their positions. Mark Coughlin making his way back, tall wing back, as some of the stragglers are making their way off the field. And the game is on here in the Senior B final. Nearly catcher David Lernahan. David Lernahan coming through the middle for Kilmahel, cuts through the Air 65. Here's Lernahan, the man with the left boot, coming across, tries to find, gets the ball back to David Egan. Egan gets it back. Here come Kilmahel. There's a shot. Number 23, a shot. A ball is into the full forward. The full forward is Dan Keating. A shot, and the first score of the game for Kilmahel, and that's just the start Kilmahel wanted, Martin.
Yes, well, from the throw in there, David Lernahan got the ball, attacked straight away, went through the defence, laid it off to corner forward, who passed it back to Dan Keating, and he put the ball over the bar. Took the sensible move, and he could have gone for a goal, but it's a good start to put a point on the board.
Yeah, and here comes the kick out from Nathan Murray. Nathan Murray goes to the kick out, goes short. He's brought West down. Going to be cut out by Mark Coughlin, but Coughlin loses out to Liam Curry. Liam Curry overhits the pass. He's gone, but he still has the pace to get away. Tries to get away from David Egan. Here comes Curry. Curry, one of the footballers that champ. Curry, the gap opens up for Curry. He's gone straight through the middle. He's going to give it to Gavin Cooney. Cooney, a shot. A brilliant save by Ronan Cannon, but going to be pulled back for the free in. Good save from Cannon. But indeed, Martin, throughout the championship, Liam Curry, he's a dual player for the role, but really this man is one for the future.
Yes, a fantastic run there, but through the centre, the gap just opened and he kept going, and eventually they had a shot which was fantastically saved by Ronan Callan. Great save, but they went back for the 13-metre free.
Yeah, and a free going to be taken by the mercurial Gavin Cooney. Cooney who has lit up the championship here, was very most impressive here again. Clondegad in the championship, going tipping over this. He's equally at home with left or right, puts the score over the bar. It's 1 point each here after 1.5 minutes here of a good start here to the Senior B final. As I said, the curtain raiser to the big game later on. And Ronan Kellnan with the kick out. Kellnan goes very short. He's robbed by Shane Daniels, and Daniels puts that one over with a plum. And I tell you can't be messing around with the likes of Cooney and Daniels around, Martin.
Well, unfortunately, he tried a short kick out, chipping it over Shane Daniels, but the ball wasn't high enough. Shane caught it and put it straight over the bar.
I tell you, he goes long with this, and he's not going to get caught the second time. Out towards the middle of the field, blocked down, fouled by Ike there as he fouled David Lernahan. Lernahan's a big man, going to be free for Kilmahel, going to be taken by Kieran Downs, but Downs leaves it back to David Lernahan. Lernahan, an influential member of the Kilmahel team, gives it back to Mark Coughlin. Here comes Coughlin, gives it back to Lernahan. Lernahan coming up down the wing, releases the ball to Kieran Downs. Downs gets it back in the middle, gets it into David Ryan. Ryan goes with a quick ball into O'Grady. Here comes O'Grady. O'Grady goes the fist pass to Coughlin. Oh, good tackle there. A foul. I thought it was a fair tackle by Aidan Murgay, who has taken over the centre back position from the injured Aaron Fitzgerald. And Fitzgerald will be a big loss to Rogue today, Martin.
Well, and actually, any player who plays into county is going to be a massive loss to his club. But Rogue would have a fairly strong panel, so hopefully they should be able to make up for that. But Aaron was probably a big loss against Dunbeg in the last round when they Dunbeg got the better of Rogue.
Yeah, indeed, it was a deep in extra time and a free on the 14-metre line from Marty O'Leary. Marty, who also plays the club hurling with Bellier, no stranger to Cusack Park on the big day. Alright, he would love to be here with his beloved Kilmahel for the Senior final, but for today it's the Senior B final, and Marty makes his way in and just nonchalantly chips that one over the bar. Kilmahel go into a goal level peg, and 2 points all. Good free there from Marty O'Leary, and O'Leary, a very good talent, maybe his best days maybe gone past him, but a good corner forward, Martin.
Well, Colm had him on a clear panel there, and that done him the world of good. A very good player, Marty. As I said at the beginning there, he was outstanding in the first round against Miltown, caused numerous problems for Miltown, and Miltown were lucky to get over the line that day against Kilmahel.
And the ball is with O'Leary and Coughlin, but the ball is won by Cathal Darcy. Darcy fouled there by Mark Coughlin. Coughlin busy since the game started. Quick free into David Reedy. David, who was a member of our commentary team for the hurler here. Oh, and a high challenge there by David Ryan into David. And I tell you, David Ryan, he might be lucky to get away with that one, Martin.
Well, I think David is about 6 or 8 inches shorter than David. That was part of the problem, that he made contact with his head. But I think he should probably yellow card and should be okay. It wasn't. He didn't mean to do any damage. It was an accidental.
Yeah, indeed, a card to be, as I was about to say, David Reedy, before he hit the ground there, has been a member of our commentary team here on Clare-GA TV for the hurling matches, a prestigious talent at all sports, Reedy, and look, up and well, didn't make the most of it. Free for Aero, going to be taken by Aidan McGrath, man in the centre back position. He's looking for the runners. Liam Curry makes a run for him. Mark McInerney makes a run. Where's he going to go? He goes short to Colin Smith. A pacey midfielder is Smith, releases the ball, and here come Erogue on the run, coming through from the wing back is Gerard Collins. Collins gives it out to Reedy. Reedy coming through, being chased there by Lernahan. He releases the ball to Ty Connellan. Connellan gives it back to Conall O'Hanniffin. O'Hanniffin gives it back to Reedy. Reedy looking for the move and gets a great ball in over the top to O'Hanniffin. Here comes O'Hanniffin from Fairrogue. A shot from Colin O'Hanniffin. That's a top class score from Colin O'Hanniffin, a man who won an university's medal there with Sigerson medal with UCC earlier on the year. A good talent, Martin.
Yes, Colin has done a great season with the Clare team, and he worked that ball up well there himself, and David Reedy worked between them, and he worked his way into a shooting position and put the ball over the bar.
And the kick out comes from Kennan, and it's won out in the middle by Ryan, the hard working David Ryan, fouled, and he's pulled for over carrying. I thought maybe that he was fouled on indeed he was fouled on that occasion. Referee overturns his decision, was going the wrong way. Free going to be taken by the centre back. The centre back is Normal gives it out to the full back. The full back is none other than Jack Brown. Here comes Normal, puts the ball over the top for Mark Coughlin, but that's not the best of passes. Intercept by O'Hanniffin gives it into the hard worker Liam Curry. Here comes Curry crossing his own 65 metre line, gets into Reedy, plenty of space for Reedy to run at the Kilmurry defence. He tries to get away from John Finucane, gets away from John Finucane. Here comes Reedy going to shoot on the run. A shot from Reedy, but it goes out to the right hand side and gone wide. And even in these early stages, Martin, it looks that if Erogue can run at this Kilmurry defence, they will cause plenty of problems.
Well, Erogue will cause problems for any team. As I said, saw him here against in one of the earlier rounds, and I was very, very impressed with him. And very surprised that managed to get the better of Dunbeg in a nail-biting match in Miltown.
Yeah, indeed, many would have expected Erogue to be here later on today. The ball for Erogue, or for Kilmurry, is with Crowley. Sean Crowley releases off to David Egan. Here comes Egan, moving at pace in towards Erogue 65. Gets it back to Crowley. Crowley being marked up there by Conor O'Halloran. Releases it back out to David Egan. Egan puts it into O'Grady, a man who set up the first score. O'Grady has a bit of pace, being stood up there by Aidan McGrath. Here comes O'Grady, going looking for the runners. He gets it in, but good defensive play by Gerard Collins in Erogue. Gets it out to Ikey coming through. Nonchalantly coming through, getting up past his own 65, gets it back to Liam Curry on the reverse pass. Here comes Curry for Erogue with many men back. Let's not make it run. Begs it out to Colin Smith. Smith hits the ball in over the top, looking for Mark McInerney. Mark, whose father Francis, Captain Clare, along with Martin here, Captain Clare, and bit of pace from Mark McInerney. A shot from McInerney off the left foot. Indeed, that's a magnificent score for McInerney. He has a better left foot than his father, Martin.
Well, I don't think I ever saw his father kicking with his left foot, but an excellent score there by Mark. He got the ball up the far side of the field, carried it in to 30 yards out, and a very good score with his left leg, the best score of the match so far.
Indeed, we're talking about Francis McInerney. There's 4 points to 2 in favour of Erogue, and the ball is blocked down by Ikey, down to Reedy. Reedy working hard for Erogue, trying to get a bit of space, gets it back out to Colin Smith. Colin Smith reverses the ball out to Liam Curry. Cusick Park in absolutely in perfect condition here. Here comes Curry going up along the wing, looking for Cooney. Cooney out from corner forward. Here comes Cooney looking for space. Chips a lovely ball in towards is picked up by Mark McInerney. McInerney busy for Erogue, puts the ball back into Cooney. Great movement from the forward. Cooney going to use the breeze to curl it in. And indeed, if McInerney's was the top left score, Martin, that's an even better score from Gavin Cooney.
An excellent score there, and they worked the ball in well, and Gavin Cooney got the ball and laid off, or Mark got the ball laid off to Gavin and judged the breeze perfectly to slap it over the bar.
Indeed. Ronan Kennan, the busier the goalkeepers at the moment. 5 points to 2 in favour of Erogue here, and we're gone into it's nearly gone on 10 minutes, and the ball is out with the number 14. The 14 is Dan Keaton. Dan touches the ball in the ground, and another free for Erogue, going to be taken by the centre back Aidan McGrath switches the play across to Hennepin as Erogue begin to push up and begin to put the squeeze on Kilmurry. And here's O'Hennepin going to get around, trying to get around the midfielder. Lernahan gets the ball, gets it into Curry. Here comes Curry coming through 22 onto the 21. Here comes Liam Curry, gets away from Downs. He's gone the whole way in towards the inline. Curry turns, well, great block down. The ball comes out to Ellen Normal. Normal releases it out to Jack Brown. Jack Brown, another man who plays his club hurling with belly aim. Tremendous, one of the best hurling backs in the country, and not a bad football man either. And the ball comes out to David Lernahan. Lernahan shrugs off the talent of a Hennefin and pops the ball up. Here comes for Sean Crowley for Kilmurry, gets the ball into Marty O'Leary. Marty being chased by Darcy. Can O'Leary get away from Darcy with the left foot? Martin O'Leary. Indeed, we're being treated some top class shooting here, Martin Flynn. 5 points to 3 in favour of Rogue.
Yes, we were present at the last two Rogue scores. Have been very good scores, but that was equally as good for Marty. Got the ball 30 yards out, took on his man and kicked over the bar. Great score. And
a quick kick out towards Ikey from Nathan Murray. Here comes Ikey. This man just glides along the ground there, being chased by Jack Brown. I tell you one, you wouldn't want to be playing around with too long with Jack Brown coming around you, and Liam Curry, and indeed they're getting to know one another fairly well. And the ball out there now with Colin Smith. Colin Smith gives it back to McGrath. McGrath gives it out to Conor Brennan. Brennan gives it out to the cornerback Darcy. Darcy, who has been a very influential and highly regarded cornerback this year. Here comes Darcy, gets through a few tackles. Is he going back? Gets it back, looking for Collins. Collins switches the play across here to Liam Curry. Liam Curry gives it into the guy Aidan McGrath, who makes up the overlap. Gives it back out to Cooney. Cooney gets a lovely ball, and the full back then fails the cornerback. David Coughlin done well there, and Callan, his coolness maybe too cool in around the goals there. And here come Kimehel coming out with the ball. Out with David Egan. It's Sean Crowley. Crowley out from his wing forward. That's a great ball up to his fellow wing forward. Out to Kieran Downs. Downs for Kilmehel as he goes taking on the fullback. He takes on Conor Brennan. Here comes Downs. He's going to look for Marty O'Leary. Indeed, he gives the ball back to the man who started the move. It's Crowley. A shot from Crowley. If that can stay inside, that's a tremendous score. And Martin, this is a high class game of football.
Yes, those last four scores are excellent scores, and that was well worked up the field by Kilmurry, the wing forwards, in tune one another, and an excellent score in by Sean Crowley.
And the kick out once again from Nathan Murray. He goes short and playing around, and the ball is going to be won by O'Grady, and he's pushed on the back there by Cahill Darcy, and a bit of laziness there from the Aerogue backs, and free going to be taken, and none other than Martin O'Leary coming off to take this one. It's 5 points to 4 in favour of Aerogue. We've just gone 11 and a half minutes gone here in the first half here, live on Clare GATV from Cusick Park in association with our media partners at Dowd Media. And here comes Martin O'Leary, 35 metres out from the Aerogue goal. Here 20 metres in from the main stand here in Cusick Park, and Martin O'Leary level the scores here in the first half here in this Senior B final. Already has one got from a free and a Brennan Pine got from play. Is he going to allow for the breeze? Indeed, Martin, he allows maybe too much. The breeze didn't come back in. Breeze going in funny direction, Martin. He left that out very far outside right hand post, expecting the breeze to bring it in.
Yeah, what's unusual here in Cusick Park today, I know, so the breeze seems to be coming across the field today, which is unusual. It's usually blown into one goal or the other, but today it seems to be blown over here to the dressing room side of the field.
Yeah, coming in towards the stand as Murray goes shot with that kick out. Here comes Collins. Collins going looking for a Hennefin, but he's being stood up there by Dan Keating. But McGrath makes the run. Aidan McGrath, man who also played the hurling for a row, being pulled back there by Martin O'Leary. And runners not going as lively as they were in the earlier moment, but McGrath tips it short, kicks it in. Here comes O'Hennefin, a man who sets up an awful lot of attacks here. O'Hennefin. Collins will be hoping to play a big part for Clare. Here comes O'Hennefin. He passed the ball off to McInerney. Good blocked out, foot blocked there by David Coughlin, but it comes out to Mercurial Cooney, and Cooney off his left boot. This ball is still going to be in play, kept inside by Jack Brown. No, it's not. It's the cornerback who gives it out to Ellen Normal. Normal tries to take on Cooney. Normal gets the ball up the wing to Lernahan, and the reverse pass being a bit intricate and tight there for Aerogue, but the ball is back with O'Hennefin again. O'Hennefin spreads the ball out to McInerney. McInerney taking David Coughlin for a run. Here's McInerney going to turn off his left. A shot from McInerney, and it's gone to right hand side and gone wide. But looking at Kilmehel, Martin, they're just finding it that bit difficult to get away from the tackles of the Aerogue forwards.
Yes, Aerogue just seem to be finding it that bit easier to set up the scores, and when Kilmehel are in possession, maybe not the forwards or the players don't seem to be attacking or supporting as good as what Aerogue are at the moment. But they're still in touch, and there's nothing in it.
Yeah, 5 points to 4 in favour of Aerogue, and the ball is with Lernahan. Lernahan is pushed in the back there by Ikey. is Lernahan looking for supporters. 4 Kilmurry lads around. Gets the ball. He gets the ball out to Downs. Kieran Downs. Or give it to Mark Coughlin. Here comes Coughlin for Kilmurry. Tries to get away from the tackle of Ike. Here comes Coughlin coming up along the wing. Release that ball back out to Downs. Downs gets it back into Normal. Here comes Normal, who gives it back to Mark Coughlin. Kilmurry looking for the runners. There's 3 players up, but space at a premium. With the ball, he gives the ball back to David Egan. Egan gives the ball back to David Lernahan. Lernahan, the midfielder, coming through. Is he going to shoot his step boot? A shot from Lernahan. I tell you, Martin Flynn, I haven't seen top class shooting like this in a long time. We're up together 5 points each.
Yes, it's hard to believe that these teams are already out of the championship with the shooting that's there, as 5 of the best points you'll see in any match at this stage of the season.
And the kick out from Murray goes to Hennepin, and the ball is released over the top. Here comes Collins for a row, cutting into the Kilmurry half of the field, in over the 65. He's looking for support. Players not coming through as quick as they did with the Ireland Championship, but McInerney makes a run off his shoulder. Here comes Mark McInerney. Mark going to shoot off his left hand. I tell you, that's a massive kick for McInerney. And I did, Martin, I echo your sentiments here. It's hard to believe with the shooting that these lads are showing that they're out of the championship, and this is already the Senior B final. 6 points to 5 in favour of Erogue.
Maybe it's just because both teams out of the championship, they're a bit more relaxed there and are taking the chances, but certainly the scores today are a joy to watch.
Indeed, there's an injury there for one of the Kilmurry players. He went down, and it looks like the full forward Dan Keaton, and I'd say the knee, he's in trouble with the knee there. He seemed to go over on his knee, and hopefully that, he'll make a quick recovery. An innocuous tackle challenge there with himself and Colin Smith was after the ball. When he went to turn, he went down on his knee. You could see his hand went straight up looking for attention. I see even David really calling in for attention for him. Hopefully Dan will, he has his hands in his head. He seems to be in a bit of pain, Martin. There's no doubt about it. It's a knee injury.
Well, it's a worry enough for Kilmurry, as he hasn't moved since he got injured, and it looks like it's pretty serious. He's already, if he doesn't have some damage done to his knee, or he's cruciate, because he hasn't made any move on his right leg since he went down, and he seems to be in a lot of pain. So hopefully it mightn't be as serious as it looks at first for both himself and for Kilmurry.
Yeah, indeed. Notice Amanda and Odrin O'Dwyer, a man from Kilmurry, Ibrickane inside there, and Odrin is on the phone even at this early stage, and you'd hope that Dan Keating will sooner be able to get back. I see Mark O'Connell, the manager, is also in there, and there is concern here for Dan Keating. Maybe he's taken off the gloves off. He is in communication, there's no doubt about it, with the officials there, so hopefully that we'll see the full forward. And indeed the stretcher is making its way out, being brought out there to the pitch, and hopefully that Dan won't need the stretcher, and that he'll be able to, I see Nick Desrin, who's doubling up as a Kirk Botkin reporter. I know he's also with the part of the medical, it looks like here, but yeah, Dan is beginning to move around, so maybe Martin signs looking maybe a small bit better.
Well, hopefully he'll be able to make his way off the field to have the stretcher brought in, but he's slowly getting up. But I think his days are numbered in this match anyway, and hopefully it's not a long-term injury, that he'll be okay again in a short period of time.
Indeed, at least he's up on his foot anyway. There's no way they're trying to ask him to put his foot and waiting. There's not. He's departing the scene here. Looks like an injury for Kilmurry, and it looks like Shane Downs is going to be replacing him. And we wish Dan is a young player and a very good talent, and we wish Dan Keating, hopefully very best of luck with his recovery, and hopefully he'll be back playing football sooner rather than later. I know we're coming towards the end of our days for this year, but hopefully early in 2020 we'll see Dan Keating back in the green and gold of Kilmurry, and he is replaced by none other than Shane Downs. And Shane Downs looks like is he coming back to wing back, and it looks like David Lernahan has been pushed up into the forwards as the free going to be taken by Hennepin. We're back in the play, back to Corrie. Tries to get around Ellen Norman, who's been a great servant to Kilmurry. Here comes Norman, was a prodigious, very good hurler on his time as well. Gets the ball back out to Reedy, the movement of Erogue, getting the ball out to Gavin Cooney for Erogue, going to try to take on the fullback. The fullback is Jack Brown. Here comes Cooney, but you won't get around Jack Brown too easy. Gets the ball out to Reedy going to cut off his right with a right boot. This ball is going to curl in, but it curls to the left hand side and gone wide, and the score remains here after 18 minutes here. It's 6 points to 5 in favour of the boys from Erogue. As we said, Ronan Cannon, who's also a well-known underage goalie with Kilmurry in the hurling, kicks this ball out, looking for Kieran Downs. Good feeling by Downs, good catch. And it's a feature that we've seen in football between the intermediate final and today, Martin. The height catch, plenty of good feelers in Clare.
Well, it's a great thing to see because it's not something you associate with Clare football, but with Gary Brennan and Carl O'Connor, a few of those lads, Aidan Davison yesterday in the intermediate final, it's something that seems to be coming back again.
Yeah, and indeed, no less the player than Masterton wasn't too bad at him yesterday either, and the ball is back to Shane Downs. Downs gets the ball into the middle. Here comes Camille, it's with Kieran Downs. Downs going to shoot off his left hand side. I tell you, I haven't seen this. He's immaculate shooting from both sets of forwards. We are actually level picking here in the Senior B final in the first half. After 19 minutes, it's a rogue in it, 6 points, and the boys of Kilmurry 6 points freshen, and a kick out coming from the boot of Nathan Murray. Nathan Murray goes short mostly with his kick outs. When indeed he goes long with this one, look for Smith. Smith, the high ball, but the ball comes to into the hands of Coughlin. Mark Coughlin, the busy Mark Coughlin for wing back for Kilmurry, coming up along the field, being chased and being fouled by Liam Curry. Indeed, Kilmurry have grown into the game, Martin, and they're taking the game to Erogue.
Yes, they're good in possession. They're holding on to the ball and trying to hold on to the players and make the runs. And playing the 1-2s and holding possession.
The ball is with Egan, the captain. He gets the ball out to the number 20. 20 is John Finucane, who's gone out the middle of the park, but the ball is in with the cornerback. The cornerback is Darcy. Lively Darcy gets the ball out to Colin Smith, and here comes Smith. Bit of space in front of him as he crossed into his own 65. Being chased there by David Lernahan and fouled by David Lernahan, and maybe a tick from the referee. Indeed, Lernahan, or the midfielder, Smith went down there, a hard challenge from Lernahan, and indeed I'm impressed with Lernahan, Martin. I wouldn't have seen, with Lernahan, I haven't seen much of him, but seems to be very capable on the ball also.
Yes, well, the two boys are doing well in the middle of the field for Kilmurry, the two big lads, David Ryan, David Lernahan, and David has got a great point so far, so hopefully Kilmurry will be hoping he can continue that form and put a few more of them over the bar.
I did concern now as Colin Smith is gone down for a rogue. We're just gone 20 minutes. There will be a bit of injury time for the injury to Dan Keating, and as I said, we wish Dan the very best luck in his recovery, and at least he was able to get up and move off the field anyway, so hopefully signs looking a bit better than did initially, but Smith gingerly making his way up off the ground, it's a hand injury indeed. It looks like Colin Smith. It seems that when he hit the ground, Martin, that he done a bit of damage to his hand, and it looks like Colin Smith's day's race is run here in Cusick Park today.
Yes, it looks like a collarbone or some damage to the arm anyway, and it looked an innocuous challenge at the time, but obviously whatever way he landed or whatever way he fell, he has damage done, and his day is numbered as well.
Yeah, and in fairness, Smith is a very good midfielder, impressive midfielder in the championship, and unfortunately it looks like he's holding the wrist there, so again, the championship coming towards an end for this year. I think Smith is a renowned soccer player also with the Avenue, so we'd hope that his injury doesn't rule him out for too long. And I suppose at the end of the season, Martin, as it comes to close, it's the one thing, when you're playing games like this, it's the dreaded injury. You just hope you don't pick up something. You just get through the season unscathed.
Well, naturally, nobody likes to get injured, no matter whether it's the start of the season or the middle of the season or the end of the season. So, everyone likes to stay healthy and be able to do a bit of training or go to the gym or do whatever they want to do. So, it'll be a blow for him if he's playing soccer. He'll be hoping to get back on the pitch again fairly soon. Yeah,
and indeed, the sub-on for a rogue is Philip Telty, and the ball is now out with Ty Kennell. Kennell now out, gets the ball out here to Cathal Darcy. Cathal Darcy. Philip Telty is the man who's in at corner forward, and the ball is out now. Here comes Darcy. Darcy puts the ball over the top for Garrod Collins. Collins getting into Kilmurry half of the field. Back out to Telty. Telty hoping to make an early contribution. Dancing around with the ball. Gives the ball back to Collins. Collins is going to give it back to Darcy. What's Darcy going to do? He's going to try and take on Martin O'Leary. Martin O'Leary is the corner forward now, and Darcy is the corner back, and both swapping roles there for the moment. The ball is released out to Ty Kennellan. Ty Kennellan gets it out to Liam Curry. We're 6 points each here in this first half of this Senior B final, live here on Clare GATV from Cusick Park, and Curry just glides across the ground, gets a lovely ball into McInerney. McInerney gets out ahead of Shane Downs. It's Mark McInerney. A shot from Mark McInerney, and indeed that's a tremendous point. Left to right from McInerney. He's comfortable on either foot, Martin.
Yes, another excellent score there by Mark, and as I said, he scored the last two with his left foot, and put this one over the bar with his right foot. A very good score.
And he puts Erogue into the lead, 7 points to 6 in favour of Erogue, and here come Erogue, or Kilmurry, trying to make it home for that one. The ball is out with Lernahan the midfielder, gets it out to Jack Brown. Here comes Jack, clearing up here in front of the main stand here in Cusick Park. He's off with the ball and the hurley. Tries to get the ball in towards Lernahan, but it's being cut out there by O'Hanafin, a comfortable footballer, and a late challenge here by Jack Brown. I tell you, there's one thing about Jack Brown. he'll never be far away from the action, Martin.
Well, it's just the way the football is nowadays. He was just stopped the Rogman making the run, and they're trying to cut out that in the game at the moment, and he's going to get looking like he's going to get a tick or a yellow card for that. Yeah, indeed, O'Henifin is still receiving attention here, 45 metres from his own goals as a result of that late challenge from Jack Brown, and a Cartabui for Jack Brown. And we won't say how many Cartabuis Jack has picked up through his career, but indeed he's a fabulous defender in football, and he's an even better defender in the hurling. And the referee consistent, keeping a tight rein in the game. 24 minutes gone here in the first half. Erogue ahead by the minimum is Erogue, Shock Colini, and the Bukili, Yas Kilvihil, Shea Colini, and a free going to be taken by Ike Oguero. Ike, but Hennepin taking a drink from the magic bottle. Indeed, he's back in action again, and here comes Ike playing midfield here today for Rogue, and another man who has lit up the championship with his performance this year. Gives the ball back, giving it to O'Henifin, who was central to most attacks. O'Henifin with a lovely ball into space. He was waiting for Reedy. Good patient play there from O'Henifin. Gives it out to Reedy. 7 points to 6 in favour of Rogue here in the first half. Reedy's really going to get the cross-field ball. He does. He gives it out to Cooney. Cooney is pulled back by Jack Brown, and Jack is treading on eggshells at the moment. You know, once, Martin, you have that yellow card, you have to be very wary of what you do. Well, he was that time. He was just making a challenge. Gavin was two more in a challenge for the ball. Gavin got there before him, and Jack fouled him with definite free in. Yeah, and here comes Cooney, 45 metres out. As we said, Erogue kicking into the town goal here in the first half. Being manned by Ronan Callan. Is Cooney going to allow for the breach? This one has gone in all the way over the top. Oh, and the ball is fisted there by the full forward, Shane Daniels, and just beat McInerney. McInerney was anticipating the break of the ball, but it just went out over his head, out to the left hand side and gone wide, and a kick out going to come from Ronan Callan. Callan tries to find, and he tries to find David Ryan, but he's blocked, or tries to find David Egan, but he's blocked down to David Reedy. David by Philip Telty. Here comes Reedy trying to get the man in a better position. Gets the ball out to McInerney, but great play there. And here comes Kilmehel. It's Kieran Downs, the wing forward. Pops a lovely ball off to O'Leary. Support at Marty on his own as he tries to take on Cahill Darcy. And indeed O'Leary takes on his man, gets the ball out. In fairness, Downs works very hard, the wing forward. Downs shooting off his left foot, but this ball is going into the safe hands of Nathan Murray. Murray with plenty of time, release the ball out to the other corner forward. Positions mean nothing, our numbers mean nothing. It's Ty Canillan, gives it out to Ike, the midfielder for Rogue, tries to get away, glides away from Sean Crowley. This man just looks to be playing at his ease at all times, and Canillan working hard, makes that run. Is Ty Canillan, gives it back to Ike coming up here for a row, crosses into the Kilmahel 65, releases the ball back to O'Henifin trying to inject a bit of pace, puts the ball over the head of Sean Crowley. And O'Henifin is a class footballer, and this will be a great score for O'Henifin. Indeed, Martin Flynn, that's as good a score as you'll see. I know maybe the bite of the real championship when you see a ball be knocked over the head. You can look at it there again, you might get away with that one in a match where to be do or die. Well, Conal worked that ball very well. He found himself on his own out the wing. He flicked the ball over the defender's head, which is very unusual in this day and age. But he got away with it and put the ball over the bar for a very good score. 8 points to 6 in favour of Rogue, and that kick out comes from Kennan, goes out here towards the line. You have Norman and Ty Canillan. Ike wins that ball. He's being challenged by two Kilmahel fellas, and Ike trying to get away the challenge from Norman. Indeed, he's pulled for over carrying. And indeed, I think Mark O'Connell, maybe the manager, might have won that free. Great ball from Lernahan, low ball into the corner for Marty O'Leary. Leary being pulled back by Darcy. Here comes O'Leary being fouled by Darcy. Advantage being played here, and Marty O'Leary using all his experience there, put down his head. He was going playing for the free. You know, Marty a free going to be taken 30 metres out. And indeed, you know, in fairness to Kilmahel, they're not thrown in the towel here, Martin. No, it's a very entertaining contest now. Both sides, giving it their all, and some very good score, as we said earlier on, very good scores and a very good match-up, very, very good battle so far. Looking at the clouds hanging around, there's dark clouds descending on Cusack Park, and hopefully they'll stay away until later on this evening when we have the Senior B final, and more importantly the main of the big match between Kilmurry Ibrickane and St. Joseph's Miltown, which is to come later here on KRGA TV. And here comes Marty O'Leary, 35 metres out, 28 minutes gone. Can he bring back the scores to the minimum? And Martin nonchalantly just puts that one over the bar. A tremendous free taker. 8 points for Rogue, 7 points for Kilmahel. And Kilmahel will maybe hopefully push on and maybe try and get level scores here before half time, Martin. Well, just as we speak now, quick kick out has been intercepted there by Kilmahel, and they're on the attack again.
And the ball is out with the wing back. It's Shane Downs. Shane Downs getting the ball out. Look at the Kieran, the hard working Kieran Downs. Kieran Downs gets the ball to the runner. The runner is David Egan. Egan, the captain. A shot from Egan. And indeed, I tell you, the shooting here, I tell you one thing, it is absolutely top class. We're living Peggle here. And you can see that score from Egan coming in off his left hand side and on the run over the bar. Another top test score, Martin.
An excellent score for Kilmahel, and we saw David making the run. He made the run from around the middle of the field off the ball altogether, and he managed to catch up with the play and got a very good pass and kicked an excellent score with his left leg.
We're level pegging, 8 points all here in the Senior B final. 29 minutes gone, and here comes the ball out from Hennepin to Ike. How many times have we said that? Here comes Ike, going to be challenged up by Martin O'Leary. Tries to get around in a tight space, being well marshalled by O'Leary. And Ike gliding to the ground there as he gets away from O'Leary. You'd think this man wouldn't be running for a funny kind of a pass, but he was full back. But indeed, he's very deceiving, Martin. You think he's just not moving, but there's fair stride in that man.
Yes, to see him running, he never seems to be going flat out, but at the same time, the lads can't catch him. He's a very deceptive pace.
I know Hennepin with the free. We're just inside the Kilmihil half of the field, and the clock is just ticking down here, nearly on the 30 minutes. Well, there will be, and is it Martin O'Leary has picked up a bit of an injury for Kilmihil? No, he's okay, maybe Marty, or he's fixing the boot as we come towards half time. Hennepin gets the ball down the corner, down towards Telty. Telty gets out in front of David Coughlin. Telty, who was introduced as a sub for Airog, and here's the ball in favour of place of Colin Smith. That ball is gone in towards Daniels. Daniels can't keep it in play. We're still level pegging, 8 points all here. We've just going to be 5 minutes of added time here in the first half. In 2 injuries received by Colin Smith and Dan Keating, and once again we wish both well. Ronan Cannon with the kick out, goes out the middle this time towards Lernahan. Good catch by Lernahan, good field, and a quick release of the ball. Great release of the ball for the centre forward Egan, and here comes the captain for Kilmahel, David Egan. Can he captain Kilmahel to the Senior B? A lovely low ball, but the other midfielder inside wasn't reading that one, and the ball comes out to the midfielder. That midfielder was David Ryan. David was a bit tired, and the ball comes out to Liam Curry. Curry, who started. Here comes McInerney, a man who has got great scores, and he injects a bit of pace as he tries to get away from the midfielder Lernahan. And McInerney being held up by David Lernahan gets the crossfield ball to Cooney, and Cooney gets away from the tackle of Jack Brown. Gets the ball out to David Reedy. David Reedy is pulled back by Mark Coughlin, and indeed at that stage it was Dowshat not passing. Another scoring chance here for Airog, Martin.
Yes, a good move by Airog. They worked the ball well up the field, and eventually a player was just about to get inside to set up a score, and he was pulled back. That was a free in.
Yeah, indeed, it's good to see both players that were injured in early on the first half. I see Colin Smith is out there, but he has his hand is wrapped. So I'd say Colin will be going to get that arm checked, and I see Dan Keating, they're icing the knee over there, and hopefully that injury into us here as Cooney nonchalantly kicks that ball over the bar to put Airog into the lead. 9 points to 8 in favour of Airog here in the first half, and there is concern. In fairness to Keating, he seems to be improving down the line. So for any of his relations, anyone belong to him, he's in contact there with the medical team. The free and the kick out goes to Alan Normal. Normal gives it back to Shane Downs. As we say hello to all our listeners, wherever you're tuned in here today, watching here on Clear JTV, and we hope you're enjoying our broadcast here from QC Park. Shane Downs coming through for Kilmahel, crossed into the Rogue 65, gives it back out to Kieran Downs, the hard working Kieran Downs, going to look for Gerard O'Grady. A lovely turn by O'Grady, but David Reedy, safety in numbers there, but it's Downs. Can Downs win this ball for Kilmahel? He does, as we release the ball back, and the ball is going across the middle, going to come across to David Lernahan. David Lernahan, the big midfielder, going to shoot at the outside of his foot, going to put it in for David Ryan, and Ryan is being brought to the ground here by Conor Brennan, but good play by the full back, and the ball is back out to Darcy. Darcy released out to Ty Canillan down in his own corner back position here in front of the stand, at the goals of Ellie, but Liam Curry injecting a bit of pace to Airog, tries to get away a couple of would-be challengers, gets the ball back to the full back. It's Conor Brennan, gets the ball back to O'Hennepin going to switch the play across the far side as he gets away from Mark Coughlin, and here comes the ball over the top to David Reedy. Plenty of space for David Reedy. Reedy takes a great ball on the run as he takes out the challenge to send down. Here's David Reedy being chased by David Coughlin and being robbed by David Coughlin. Tremendous play, and Kilmahel get a score. Here comes Coughlin back out to Johnny O'Sullivan, the cornerback. We haven't seen much of him. The ball comes to David Egan to Normal, out the wing here to Sean Crowley. Can Kilmihel get a score to level up the scores here before half time? It's 9 points to 8 in favour of Éire Óg. It's Mark Coughlin for Kilmihel coming through, tries to get away from the challenge of Philip Telty. Indeed, Telty does well. Liam Corrie goes down the ball and Mark Coughlin dives in, and Corrie gets this ball quick out to Ike. They're going for a quick score before half time. Ike tries to get away from David Lernahan, which he does, and here he comes gliding across the field again. Gets the ball out here to Philip Telty. Here comes Telty for Éire Óg. Telty puts the ball back into Ty Canillan, the very busy Ty Canillan. Canillan looking for the runner, gets the ball off as O'Hennigan makes that run through the middle again, and here comes O'Hennigan as he gets away from Shane Downs. O'Hennigan, who's just after getting a top class score, is he, and he's fouled. But indeed, in fairness, Martin Flynn O'Hennigan, in fairness, he is a really top class player.
Yes, an excellent player, and he's making great forays up into the Kilmihel defence there today. He's 2 points got already, and I was trying to set up a shot there, but he was fouled, and a free in for Éire Óg.
Indeed, we're in the dying moments here of the injury time here in the first half in Cusick Park. Just gone over nearly 34 and a half minutes gone here. It's 9 points for Éire Óg, 8 points for Kilmihel, and Ken Cooney put 2 points. Éire Óg 2 points ahead as we close in on half time here. He's just on the edge of the D here for Éire Óg, straight in front. Éire Óg, as I said, kicking into the town goals, and indeed Cooney makes no mistake over the bar. 10 points to 8 in favour of Éire Óg, and it really entertaining Senior B final here. In fairness, both teams giving it their all. We're just coming up. We're at the discretion of the referee, and we'll see what he's going to do. And he's given us one last kick out here in the first half, and the ball comes out. One there by Canillan, the very busy Canillan. Canillan pops a lovely ball off to Philip Telty. Telty hasn't weakened Éire Óg by any means. There's Daniels. Oh, that's a great ball from Daniels into Cooney, and this could be a shot. And indeed, looks like we have a penalty coming up to half time, Martin. But what a ball over the top from Daniels.
Yes, there's a fantastic ball by Shane Daniels. He saw Gavin making the space behind the defender. Managed to get the pass through an eye of a needle in as far as him, and Gavin was taken down, and it was a definite penalty.
Indeed, it is the last thing that Kilmihel wanted as they come on towards half time. It's 10 points at the moment in favour of Éire Óg, and I would presume it's Gavin Cooney, who is a tremendous free taker with the left foot up again against one of the up and coming goalies in Clare football, in Ronan Cannon. We're going to see what way Cooney is going to go with this one. Indeed, in fairness, I think Ronan Cannon may be a small bit disappointed with that one. He didn't know whether to go left or right, Martin, and Cooney went straight down the middle. And that brings us to half time. As we go in at half time, 1 goal and 10 for Éire Óg, 8 points for Kilmihel.
Well, Kilmihel will be very disappointed with that conceded penalty, and that's goal right on the throw of half time. They've played very well up to now. Has been a tit for tat battle. Both sides have had their periods of domination, got very good scores, and Kilmihel will be very disappointed to go in after conceding that goal.
Yeah, and indeed, as the teams make their way off at half time, I think Paul Madden will be the happier of the two managers. That goal before half time, will give Éire Óg a bit of a cushion as they go in at half time. But I suppose the game, that is probably a turning point. I see, in fairness to young Keating, the medical staff are still treating him well down there. Colin Smith going away, it looks like he's going away to get himself sorted out. But Martin, for a Senior B final, very entertaining.
Yes, well, when teams are knocked out of the championship, you just don't know how serious they're going to take these matches, or how much effort they're going to put in. But it's credit to both teams here now. They're giving it their all. Both teams are taking it very serious. They're putting in a great shift all over the field. And as we said during the commentary, there is some 4 or 5 points here that you'd see, be glad to see in any match, any part of the country. So it's very entertaining, wide open game. But as I said 2 moments ago, that goal for half time was a blow to Kilmihel, and it might prove to be the difference at the end of the day.
Yeah, and indeed, Kilmihel, we're trying to bring back the score to parity, and but it looks like there's, any time that Kilmihel seem to come back at him, Martin, Éire Óg just seem to up the gear. They just seem to have the extra gear all the time.
Yeah, well, Éire Óg just seem to find it a fraction easier to get in for scores. Kilmihel have to work that small bit harder, and with Gavin Cooney in there and Mark McInerney, David Reedy in the forwards, they're playing very well for Éire Óg and setting up lots of chances.
Yeah, and indeed, looking at the performances out there, I suppose O'Henifin maybe, I suppose, is probably the star man out there on the field and gliding around. Good performances from Corrie, Reedy. Uguero is a good footballer, and the shooting of McInerney and Cooney. But also performances there. Lernahan is a good midfielder. Egan, Downs is hard working, and of course Martin Leary. There's been good spread of scores all round. Top class shooting.
Well, as we said, it has been seen some fantastic scores. And if you look at the left-hand side of the Airog attack, number 12 McInerney and 15 Gavin Cooney, they have 1-6 scored between them, which is great shooting. And probably Kilmahel's, some of their scores have been very good as well. Marty O'Leary's got a few great scores. David Lernahan, David Egan, and Sean Crowley and Kieran Downs have all pitched in with a point. So they'll need to be putting a few more scores on the board and maybe get a goal to get back into it now.
Indeed, and for people that know, the Senior B is as a championship is for teams that are knocked out at the quarter-final stage in the championship, and I suppose both teams would like to be playing on maybe in the main occasion, would definitely like to be playing in the main occasion later on. Martin, can you see the merits of the Senior B?
Well, it's an advantage because otherwise the players are going to have no matches at all. It's all about giving players a chance to play a few matches. Nobody likes to be training or to be finished up in September. You like to keep going as long as possible into the season, and every match is a help. And we'll say this win in the Senior B mightn't mean a whole lot to Rogue, but it would mean an awful lot to the Kilmahel club because they're back up in the Senior there in last year or two, and trying to get their feet again, and a trophy would mean a lot to them.
Yeah, and indeed, they had been up and down, I suppose, there, and they had been intermediate for a while. They had been moving up and down between the intermediate and the senior. In fairness to O'Connell, they have stabilised things back there. There is a good underage players coming through, and they've performed admirably in the championship this year, Martin.
Yes, they have performed very well. When they brought in Mark there, he seems to have done a very good job with them. And Adrian is probably a big help there as well. He's a player who's been there and done it, and a very experienced man in all assets of football. And it would be a big addition to a club. And I was really their first match against Miltown Malbay. I didn't know what to expect from Kilmahel, but they played outstanding and had Miltown to the pin of their collar. And at the end of the match, Miltown were delighted to get through with a win because there was nothing in it. And Kilmahel really surprised me that day. And had a match or two before they played Miltown, they might have been a better team, or got over the line against Miltown.
Yeah, and indeed, Martin, in the Clare Championship, it's obviously a lot of the time the hurling takes the limelight for being a good, very good competitive championship. But on this year, 2019, the football, and I know the Clare footballers are going at an all-time high under the stewardship of Colm Collins. But indeed, it has been a very competitive, very entertaining championship.
Yes, there has been a lot of matches that have been very competitive, and some great scores, some great individual performances, and that's what you expect every year. And the thing is, the Colm will be looking for players to pick out for the Clare panel. And as I said in previous commentaries, Colm goes to nearly every match. He doesn't miss too many, and he picks players who you wouldn't expect to make the panel. But when some of the players left a couple of years ago or retired, Shane Hickey, Martin McMahon, players like that there, he got in players, and they've all done very well and kept our status Division 2, and that's the whole idea, and we hope to pick up players from all these club matches, and that's what Colin and everybody looking forward to.
Yeah, I know we're going to go down to Sean, who's down on the sideline. Sean, over to you.
Thanks very much, Leo. Yeah, I'm joined here by Kilmurry Ibrickane selector Vincent Talty. Vincent, big day for the club. You must be delighted, I suppose, to be back in the final again.
Yeah, definitely. It's where you want to be. Business end of the year, county final. It's great for West Clare. 2 West Clare teams involved. Great vibe the last 2 weeks. Great for the supporters, but this job has to be done, and it's just about throwing the ball up and getting started and getting stuck in.
Yeah, I suppose you must have been very pleased with your performance, I suppose, against Cracklow in the semi-final, and you'd be looking, I suppose, for something similar in terms of trying to nullify the threat above of the likes of your own Clearys and lads like that, and still ensure that the likes of Keelan and that have space at the other side to do damage for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like every other match, is trying to get the matchups right, and trying to get nullified their big players as best as you can, and hopefully it'll work out for our big players, get them on the ball as much as we can and get a few early scores and settle down, and hopefully the game will go well for us,
And I suppose just on the game itself, then there is the local derby, as you say, element to it, but at the same time it's very much going to be about keeping concentration, making sure that you're in the game and utilising possession as best as possible.
Exactly. Do you know, once the ball is thrown up, it doesn't matter who you're playing, it's all about the game, you know, and do you know, just getting the big players on the ball, and hopefully it works out well, you know. County final, it's probably the team that keeps it as simple as they can and doing the simple things right, and hopefully a bit of luck on the day and things might go right for us, you know.
Lovely. Vincent, thanks very much for your time, and best of luck with the final later.
Thanks, okay.
Back up to you, Leo.
Management giving very little away. Vincent Telty giving little away there for Kilmurry, for Kilmurry Ibrickane. I see, as Martin Flynn, he was in co-commentary here with me from the St. Joseph Miltown. He was left at Vincent doing a lot of talking, but really saying nothing, Martin.
Well, naturally the stakes are high now at this stage, and the tension is starting to build here for both sides. Just arrived, both teams arriving here in Cusick Park around this time, and you know, everybody is the nerves are getting better of both sides, so people won't be saying too much now, and you know, everybody is anxious and you know, wishing the 3 o'clock would come and get the action underway.
And indeed, Martin, you know, for a man that's steeped in the tradition of football and played football to such a high level, it must have been some build up back there for the last number of weeks since he got over your respective semi-finals, and you know, good honest to good banter.
Naturally there is very good banter now. Both clubs have a very healthy and a good relationship, and you know, players and mentors and supporters of both parishes are frequently together and socialise together, and so naturally it's the talk of both parishes for the last 2 weeks, and both parishes are really looking forward to it, but it's going to be very disappointing for one of them, whichever side loses out today, but you know, everyone's looking forward to the battle, and let's see how it goes.
And indeed, Martin, I suppose as a lot of people have said, you've escaped one another in the last number of years due to different circumstances, but inevitably it was going to happen sooner rather than later, and I suppose the final is the perfect occasion to come down to decision and see who's the better team back there for at least 12 months.
Well, in the last 40 years, it's hard to believe we've only met 4 times, which is very, very unusual in a club championship with only 10 or 12 teams. But that probably makes it all the more intriguing as well today. But you know, every battle is goes out to the wire. There's nothing between both sides, and you know, this is a match that probably the whole county is looking forward to. You expect an awful lot of neutrals to be here today, and you know, tis going to be a battle royal to see who comes out on top, and it'll be interesting from everybody's perspective, because some of the battles in the long time past, there was never a match without a bit of excitement or a bit of a row, and naturally with both players socialising together now, going to school together on Spanish Point, you know, a lot of that is gone, but at the same time when the ball is thrown today, there's going to be great tension, great rivalry, and it'll be hell for leather for that 60 or 70 minutes.
And indeed, Martin, it's been probably the most talked about game in the year, even over in our part neck of the woods in East Clare. We've had a lot of people, of course. We have a tradition of the Murphys, who would have been originally from Kilmurry, you know, and who are tuned in today out there in Scarf, more than likely are here in Cusick Park. But it's been talked about all over the county, you know, 2 very good football teams, and you know, we wait with interest to see what's going to develop.
Well, as you know, in the last 4 years they've shared 2 championships each, so that adds to the intrigue as well. It's not like one of them are coming in from nowhere. Both of them have good pedigree and have been there and done it. So today then it's just going to be a battle royal, see which of them is going to come out on top, and you know, you can feel the tension rising as the weekend has come upon us, and again today it's getting even better now. Yeah,
and indeed before that senior final between Kilmurry Ibrickane and St. Joseph Miltown, we have no small matter of a Senior B final to be decided, and at half time, as both teams resumed their places on the field for the start of the second half, it's Ibrickane 1 goal and 10, Kilmurry 8 points, as we're going to get the second half underway. And here as Kilmurry, who will be defending the goals at the LD end here this evening. We're waiting for Nathan Murray to make his way down to the goal at the town end, and we're waiting as one aero player, Philip Telty, who was a late substitute in the first half for the injured Colin Smith, and Telty, who has played well since his introduction for Aero, going taking up his position in the half forward line, as if positions don't mean very, very little, as David Reedy is named at wing forward. He's all over the place, and the game is on for the start of the second half, and the ball is brought down to Liam Curry. Great block down by Hennepin. Gets the ball into Telty. Telty is busy trying to get away from the cornerback. The cornerback is David Cochran. Here comes Telty playing into the early goals. Can Telty shoot? Gets the ball in over the top towards Cooney. Cooney tries to punch that ball, being marked by no less a player than Brown, Jack Brown, the hard man of the Kilmurry defence. Here comes Brown coming out across his own 21. Gets the ball out to the cornerback. The cornerback is David Cochran. Cochran with a punt pass up along the wing, but that's going to be won there by the fullback. Where for Aero is Conor Brennan, but Brennan breaks the ball down over the line. Robert Hart maybe getting caught there, forgot the team's head switched over at half time. It is going to be a line ball for Kilmurry, the centre back. Aidan McGrath in no particular hurry to give the ball back to Kilmurry. It's going to be line ball for Kilmurry. It's going to be taken by Normal. Is and Normal over there going to take in this one. Looking for the runner, gets the ball in towards Lernahan. Lernahan is being held up there, being fouled by Liam Curry. Here comes Lernahan. Big left boot of Lernahan as he switches this ball across towards Gerard O'Grady. Here comes Gerard O'Grady. This man isn't a bad hurler either. Here's O'Grady going to pop off kick off his right foot, but unfortunately the shooting at the start of the second half isn't as consistent with the top class shooting we had in the first half. As a kick out going to come from Nathan Murray. Murray has gone short more often than not, and he goes short again to Aidan McGrath. Here's Aidan McGrath, who also played club hurling in the senior champ for Rogue this year. Rogue, who had a good run, knocked out by 6 Bridge in the hurling, will be disappointed with that. Knocked out by Dubeg in the football, and they'll be very disappointed with that one. Here comes Darcy coming across the field, getting the ball across out to McInerney. McInerney just puts it, gets the ball down, chips it up. Here comes McInerney going to go along with this one, gets the ball into Telty. Telty, a good ball winner, gets the ball coming out to Cahill Darcy. Here comes Darcy. Darcy getting the ball into corner in towards Cooney. Cooney and Jack Brown. Jack and Cooney, and I tell you, Cooney, he let that one off fairly quick, as there was a fairly firm challenge coming from Jack Brown, and a line ball going to be taken by the cornerback. The cornerback is David Coughlin. Indeed, he leaves it for David Egan. Egan, named as centre forward, but playing out around the middle of the field now. Is he going to go back towards Roland Kellnan? Indeed, he looks like it. He's going to come up, goes short instead, goes to to David Coughlin. Coughlin being robbed, but the ball comes out to Mark McInerney. Here comes McInerney. Is he going to shoot off his left foot? No, plays around with it, looking for runners, and there's a free in for Eroga. A pull back there, and Kilmurry finding it hard to get out of that corner, Martin.
Well, just at the moment now, Eroga dominating in that patch of the field, and Eroga trying to find Gavin there, but he's taking a quick free. So back to you.
Yeah, the free goes into Daniels, out to Cooney. Cooney puts it in, and good. The goalkeeper Kennan advances there, being hit by David Reedy, and a punt pass gets his kept in play by Shane Downs. Downs done well there. He gets it out to Kieran Downs. Downs, who worked very hard in the first half for Kilmurry, gets the ball out to David Egan. Egan gets it back to Downs. Downs up and down the field, gets the ball out to Ellen Normal. Normal going to move into the centre back, into the Eroke half of the field. Looks for Marty O'Leary. Marty needs support, gets the ball back to Normal, the centre back, release it back to O'Leary again. O'Leary being chased there by Gerard Collins. Marty going to kick off his left foot. This one is hanging in towards David Lernahan. The midfielder is David Ryan. Ryan tries to go up, but the ball is broken down into the hands of Aidan McGrath. McGrath gives it out to Ikey with the swivel of the hips and drop of the hips. He just gets away from Kieran Downs, and here comes Uguero as he comes across, going to look for Ty Connellan, who has seen all of Cusick Park here in the first half and beginning to do a good tour here at the start of the second half also. Being chased up there by Sean Crowley. Here comes Connellan. Connellan drops the ball, but gets it back again. Gets it to Daniels. Daniels, the full forward. What a ball by catch by McInerney. Here comes McInerney cutting in, and great block down, but the ball rebounds back to McInerney. He's going to turn off his right foot. And indeed, McInerney, another score for McInerney. 1 goal and 11 to 8 points. Indeed, McInerney just glides around the ground, and another good score from McInerney.
Yes, Mark done very well down. He took the ball on. He had a shot for his left leg, which was very well blocked by the Kilmurry defence, but he got the ball again and turned and kicked it over the bar with his right foot.
And the kick out goes out from Roland Kellnan out to the midfielder Lernahan, who was pushed in the back by Colin Hennepin. Indeed, Lernahan has been one of Kilmurry's better players today. Gets the ball out back to Mark Coughlin, and indeed, I see that the full forward Dan Keating, they were waiting for the stretcher to come for him, or maybe the ambulance to come for him to take him away to get his knee looked at, and good to see that that Dan Keating is being well taken care of as he makes his way. His knee is strapped on there as he is helped on to the stretcher here in Cusick Park. And Martin, hopefully that injury is not as serious.
Well, Dan was very unfortunate. It didn't look too serious a challenge, but he went down the knee anyway and looks pretty serious, whether it's a knee cap or a knee ligament damage or what is cruciate or what it is, but hopefully it won't be too serious.
Yeah, and meanwhile back with the play is Kieran Downs with 45 metres out, as he has old foes Marty Morrissey, who's gone working for another station here. Shake hands with Martin Flynn. That's the way it is with the parish rivalry. They shake hands on and off the field, but for an hour later on, I tell you, these friendlies will be put aside. Good kick from Downs over the bar. 1 goal and 11 for Rogue. 9 points now for the men from Kilmurry, and Murray goes short again to the ever available Aidan McGrath. Gives it out to O'Hennepin for Rogue. Conan O'Hennepin being chased down there by John Finucane, now by Marty O'Leary, but O'Hennepin, the man very comfortable on the ball, being chased down by O'Leary, gets the ball back to Darcy tries to get around from John Finucane, is going to go back to the safety of the goalkeeper Murray hooped head outfield for the hurlers this year. So here comes Nathan Murray, gets the ball out, and an overhit pass there over the head of Conor Brennan and Gerard O'Grady, and the ball gets back into Lernahan, and here comes Lernahan, tries to force his way, but in fairness the Conor O'Halloran done well, or it's David Ryan who's in there. It's Aidan McGrath gets the ball out to Collins tries to get away from Kieran Downs. In fairness, David Ryan, he had a bit more pace there, but there was safety in numbers as the ball comes back. The centre back is McGrath gets the ball back into Cathal Darcy. Here comes the centre back. The full back is Conor Brennan, who gives it out to Liam Curry, and here comes the Rogue with Liam Curry going to set up an attack as he puts a lovely ball into space for Ty Kennellan. Puts the ball over the top. Here comes Kennellan, but he's robbed magnificently by Sean Crowley. Sean Crowley gets the ball out to David Egan. We're gone 6.5 minutes here in the second half. It's 1-11 to 9 points in favour of the men from Rogue. Out to Normile releases the ball out to Egan. In fairness, Egan, he walks hard. Here comes Egan, a tremendous footballer coming up, releases the ball back out to Downs, and tell you, Kenmehel cannot be faulted for their effort, and here comes Downs. Indeed, their manager was a fully committed player who gave it to his all, was Mark O'Connell, and Aldrin Dwyer, he's a coach there as well. They always give their all for the respective clubs, and did expect nothing less than the players, and their players are responding. McInerney gets a good ball across to O'Hennepin, but he's robbed by John Finucane. Finucane does well, gets the ball out to Marty O'Leary. Marty going shooting to outside the boot. Is there a curl on it? Oh, unfortunately it hit the post, but a good shot from O'Leary, but the ball breaks out to Cathal Darcy. The support not there. Downs trying to take on Darcy, gets a high tackle but gets away with it, and the ball comes out to Darcy. He goes back to the safety of the goalkeeper. Here comes the goalkeeper, who punches the ball out to Liam Curry, and indeed an overhit pass, but Curry does well to recover it, gets the ball out. Here comes Collins gets it out, and here comes Brennan, the full back, moving out from his full back position, but a great ball in towards Telty, always out in front of his man, gets out in front of Jack Brown, going to take on no less a player than Jack Brown, and gets the ball, pops it in, but it only goes into the middle where Alan Normile is there. Normile sweeping back from his centre back position, and he takes off on a run again, and here comes Crowley, the wing forward, being chased there, but he gets a great pop pass off to Normile gets out to David Ryan being held up and being fouled by Conor Brennan, and the foul has been given for an early one on Sean Crowley. Here comes Crowley, going to give the ball off to the centre forward Egan makes that run. You could hear him calling for that one in Daly's in Kilmurry sometime. Here comes Egan, gets inside O'Hennepin, and he's being fouled by Conan O'Hennepin, and just whatever tries to shut not bad. But in fairness, Martin, Kilmurry, they're taking the challenge here, Rogan, being well led by their captain David Egan.
Yes, as you expect, Kilmurry are giving it their best shot, and David is working very hard there. Made a great run there, and it was fouled just before he lost the ball, and there's a free in.
1 goal and 11 points for Rogue. 9 points for Kilmurry, and a free going to be taken by Marty O'Leary. We are just coming on nearly 9 minutes gone here in the second half of this Senior B final, live here from Cusack Park on Clare GATV, and a free 30 metres out, just off the edge of the D here for Marty O'Leary, as Kilmurry kicking into the town goals, and Marty nonchalantly just strokes that one over the bar. We're back to a 4-point game. 1 goal and 11 to 10 points. Kilmurry making a good fist of it, Martin.
Yes, in the last 5 minutes now they have dominated the game. They're playing very well, working the ball very well, and just need to put a few more scores on the board now and keep working hard.
And a kick out coming from Nathan Murray. He goes long on this occasion, going looking for McInerney, but the ball breaks out to the corner. The cornerback is Johnny Sullivan. Johnny releases a quick ball to Ellen Normal, a bit of I tell you, Kilmurry beginning to up this step here a bit, and here comes O'Grady, who started it playing well for Kilmurry, gets the ball back out to Lernahan, who gives the ball back to John Finucane. Here comes John Finucane, gets the ball down, a high chance, but it goes out to Kieran Downs, and Downs he's going to take the free. Normally the pop pass into Downs, Here's a chance. Gives the ball back to Crowley. A shot comes off to Murray, and here comes Martin O'Leary. O'Leary gives it back out to Ryan. Ryan, and a foot block, and indeed we have a penalty here for Kilmehel. The foot block there from football here, Martin. We look at that replay again. That good movement from the Kilmehel forwards. The ball came across, and a foot block.
Yes, a great move there by Kilmehel. They moved the ball, kept short passing, brought the ball forward in, and eventually got as far as David Egan. And as he was just about to take a shot, it was a foot block and a definite penalty.
Yeah, that foot block came across from Conor Holland, who receives a carte de for his troubles. And here's a big moment in this Senior B final, is that David Egan has been entrusted with the responsibility of taking the penalty. I thought myself maybe Marty O'Leary, but obviously Kilmehel, David Egan is their renowned penalty taker, and a big score here. It's 1 goal and 11 for Éire. It's 10 points for Kilmehel. It's David Egan versus Nathan Murray. What can Egan do? And it's well saved by Murray. And is that a big turning point here, Martin?
Well, I think Kilmehel needed a goal, playing against playing into the net goals, and they're playing against whatever bit of a breeze they're playing against it. And with Éire getting a goal just before half time, I think Kilmehel needed a goal to bring him back into it. But unfortunately, the shot, we didn't hit it with that much power. He hit it low to the keeper's left, and the keeper got down well and saved it.
Yeah, indeed, a good save. Give credit to the goalkeeper. Give credit to Murray. He anticipated where the ball was going to go, and the ball is now down at the other end of the field with Gavin Cooney. Here comes Cooney. Cooney gives it back to Telty. Swiveling around, gets the ball back to Cooney, who comes off the shoulder. A shot. Cooney tries to turn the ball in with the wind. Kennan comes out, and the ball is going to be blocked down. Is it Mark McInerney? Indeed, Mark McInerney was inside there. Indeed, anticipated that ball and tried to flick it past Kennan. But the goalkeeper at net this dribble, and the ball is with Martin O'Leary, pulled out by Shane Daniels. And how quick a game can change. Mark McInerney very lucky there for a goal.
Yes, well, when the ball came in there, Mark had a height on the defenders and got a touch to, but the defender got back to clear the danger, and Kilmehel were very lucky there.
And the ball breaks out to Sean Crowley. Here Kilmehel, they have to go all over again, trying to bring. The ball comes out to the corner back, the wing back. The wing back is Shane Downs. Downs, who came on as a sub there in the first half. And ball gives the ball back out to the man David Egan. David, who didn't strike that penalty particularly well, but he's playing very well. Gives it back to Downs. Downs coming across, gets the ball back to Kieran Downs. Here comes Downs, and the man coming through. Is he going to shoot off his right hand side? Being held up there by Collins. Downs coming back around. He has to go back around again. Looks for support and gets it from Shane Downs. Shane Downs gives it back to Sean Crowley. And looking for men to go into space, but Éire have a number of players back, and here comes Martin O'Leary nonchalantly making his way back up in the back, and the ball is blocked down there by Philip Telty, and Martin has all the time in the day to go back and pick it up with his left foot out around the middle of the field. Runners not making their move. Space at a premium as the ball comes out to Shane Downs. Downs gets through one or two would-be tacklers. He gets the ball, gets it out to Gerard O'Grady. Grady tries to put a bit of pep into it, going to shoot off his left-hand side, and the ball goes in to the safe hands of Nathan Murray. Nathan Murray gets around the challenge of David Ryan and gets the ball out to the cornerback Darcy, who gives it out to Holland. Holland was a lovely low ball up here for Philip Telty. Telty has all the time to pick up that ball. He gets the ball, gets it out to Shane Daniels. He played in the midfield years ago for Éire. Hadn't seen the midfield in a while, but he's out again. Gets the ball in towards Cooney being pulled and well tackled there by Jack Brown, and Cooney fouls Jack Brown. In fairness, Martin Brown, he's teak tough.
Well, there was a great battle between the two of them there, and it looked like Gavin was going to get the ball first, but Jack got in there and got ahead of him, and as Jack was in front, then Gavin pulled him back.
Yeah, and a foul there by David Reedy, being pulled back by Alan Armiles. Mark Coughlin lost possession of the ball there with a number of Éire players around him. We're nearly halfway through the second half. We're just gone 13 and a half minutes. It's 1 goal and 11 to 10 points. And indeed, there's a sub-2 getting ready. It looks like Philip Ryan is warming up for Kilmehel. Here comes Mark McInerney. McInerney tries to get away from the challenge of Crowley. Crowley is doggedly defending. He turns into his right-hand side. Now going to pops the ball up with his pull for overcarrying. Indeed, Telty kicked the ball away. Maybe a position could be brought up a few more metres, but not been spotted by the referee. And indeed, it is Philip Ryan who's coming on to the Kilmehel team. Philip Ryan, who's been part of their championship team all along. Great ball up the wing from Crowley up to Downs. This man works very hard, gets the ball back. Here comes Crowley pops this ball in over the top, just get out of Grady. Can O'Grady win it? But Murray advances from his goal line. In fairness, Nathan Murray sharp for Éire coming out now, as goalkeepers now have to do. Gets the ball out to Ikey. Ikey hadn't been seen as much here in the second half when he gets the ball out to Cooney out now, just crossed his own 65. Now coming into the middle of the park, as we said, Aero playing down towards the town goals, or down towards the LD goals, gets the ball into Philip Telty. Philip Telty being stood up by David Coughlin. Here goes Telty, he's going to shoot off his right hand side, and a shot, marvellous score from Philip Telty, continues the progression of good shooting.
Yes, well worked move there by Aero. They kept possession of the ball, worked it up to Philip Telty. It was only 2-on-2 in the full forward line, they had space. Philip made the run, got the ball, took on his man and put it over the bar.
Indeed, the change has been made by the Kilmurry the Kilmehel Minters. It's Philip Ryan is on in place of Mark Coughlin. It's now 1 goal and 12 for Rogue, 10 points for Kilmehel. And a kick out here towards David Egan, out towards Jack Brown. Jack Brown gets away from the challenge, being pulled back there by Gavin Cooney. Jack Brown switches the play across, looking for Johnny Sullivan, and Johnny gives it back to Jack Brown as Kilmehel have to go back all over again, and it's going to be left to the boot of David Egan to restart things. Go to the hard working Sean Crowley coming down in front of the main stand here in his green and gold jersey, being challenged there by Ike Ukawero, maybe being fouled by Ike in this occasion, but advantage being played as the ball comes to Ellen Normal, and definitely a free by Shane Daniels on that occasion. But indeed, Kilmehel, they just have to keep going, Martin, keep running at defence and see what occurs.
Well, as you expect from Kilmehel, they're still battling very, very hard and working very hard, and with the Mark and Audrey over them, that's what you'd expect. But they have good players and a good team, and unfortunately, if that goal had gone in, would have a fantastic battle. But they still need to get a goal or get a couple more points on the board.
Indeed, 1 goal and 12 to 10 points. We're just crossed over halfway. A free going to be taken by Kieran Downs, and here 40 metres out, 35 to 40 metres out from the row goal, 20 metres in from the sideline here on the main stand here from our commentary position here in Cusack Park. Kieran Downs, is he going to allow it outside the far post? Can he bring it in? He curls it in. The breeze not bringing it in, but the ball tails out to the left hand side and gone wide. And maybe the Kilmehel challenge maybe faltering a small bit. They need a score. I see Gerard O'Grady just slips there trying to make his way back out. And here comes Murray. Is he going to go short? Invariably, he has gone short, and this time he's gone to Conor Brennan. Conor Brennan for a rogue, trying to be tackled there, being fouled by Philip Ryan, but allows the play to Gerard Collins. Gerard Collins gives it to O'Hanafane, and O'Hanafane injects a bit of pace as he glides. This man is a beautiful footballer, very confident on the ball as he gets a late challenge there. Here comes Darcy. Darcy gets the ball in towards Cooney, and Cooney didn't want to know about that one on that occasion. And the ball goes in over towards Jack Brown. Jack Brown sticking, playing very well in the full back position for Kilmehel, trying to get away from Ike. Gets away from Ike and drops. I'm not sure what happened there, Martin. We'll go back to that play in a minute. But the ball comes out to Egan, out to Jack Brown. Jack Brown being chased by Cooney on this occasion. And Jack Brown wins a free, going to be taken by the centre midfielders. Lernahan, midfielder, gets it to Ryan. That's Philip Ryan. Ryan gives it back to Lernahan, and he gives it out to Marty O'Leary. Here comes Marty, 30 metres and goals. Is Marty going to have a shot? Indeed, Marty drives into the challenge of Carl Darcy and wins a free. Good experience there from Martin O'Leary, Martin.
Well, when Martin got the ball, he was trying to take it on to make space for him, and there was 2 or 3 defenders there, and they pulled him down. The free, gave a free in. And
1 goal and 12 for the men from Merogue, 10 points for Kilmehel. 18 minutes gone here in an entertaining Senior B final. The curtain raiser to the big game of Kilmurry Ibrickane and St. Joseph's Miltown later on coming up in the senior final. And a free going to be taken by Kieran Downs just on the edge of the D in towards the town goal here. Here comes Kieran. Can he bring it back to a 4-point deficit? Kicks it with his rifle shot and into the safe hands of Murray. Indeed, everything Murray touches today turns to goal for Aero. The goalkeeper advancing, sets up an Aero attack, gets the ball out. Here comes Aidan McGrath, the centre back, goes back to Murray. Murray stays out there as a support player, busy to get involved as the goalkeeper. Gives it back to is it McGrath? Here comes McGrath back to Corrie coming through the middle, going to be met by Martin O'Leary. Gets the ball out to Shane Daniels. Daniels with a lovely pop pass out to O'Hanafane. And O'Leary and Corrie makes the run on. A busy player gets the ball, great ball in towards Cooney. Cooney gets out in front of Jack Brown on this occasion, and Cooney and Anthony tips that ball over the bar. And there's another sub coming on for a Rogue, and indeed it is David McNamara coming on for a Rogue. But when a Rogue move the ball at pace, Martin, and move well, they're a lovely team to watch.
Well, Rogue now at this stage in the second half, they're playing 2 in the full forward line, and as a result there's a bit more space in there, and that was very well work move from the defence to work the ball up the field. And when Gavin got the ball in space, and a very easy score for him in the end.
Yeah, 1 goal and 13 for a Rogue, 10 points for Kilmurry, and as David McNamara warming up there. The ball is down with Kieran Downs as he crosses, tries to go into their Oak 21, gets it back to O'Grady. Garrod O'Grady releases back to Jack Brown. Here's Jack Brown. Jack Brown releases Martin O'Leary. O'Leary going to shoot off his left foot. A shot from Martin O'Leary, but there's a tail on that one. It goes out to the right hand side and gone wide, and the score remains 1 goal and 13 to 10 points as Kilmurry bring on Shane Egan for Kilmurry. Indeed, David Ryan. I think David Ryan's race is run as David McNamara comes on for a rogue, and it looks like Ty Canillan is departing the scene. Indeed, Ryan has had a very good championship for Kilmurry. Ran himself into the ground here. You know, maybe didn't get as much possession inside as he wanted, but you know, Kilmurry will be happy enough with the year. I know maybe they mightn't win, doesn't look like they're going to win this one, but they'll be happy here that they were very competitive in senior.
Yes, they've made, as I said earlier on the programme, they've made great progress this year. They have a great battle with Miltown, and you know, they're giving a great battle here again today, and you know, there's no reason why they can't progress on now in the next couple of years again.
And a quick free from David McNamara in over the top, and there's a chance here for Telty. We have a chance of a goal here for Philip Telty. That's a marvellous goal for a rogue, and you know, Kilmurry probably don't deserve to give away, concede a score like that. But Martin, as you look at the replay again here, the ball went in over the top. Rogue had been up forward. Telty, he just blasted the pass around Kellan.
Yeah, when the ball came in there, it was 50-50 ball between the Rogue attacker and the Kilmurry defender, and the Rogue attacker got there first, and I managed to flick the ball into Philip Telty, and then it was a matter of you know, where he was going to stick it, because unless the keeper made a fantastic save, the goal was always on the cards.
Yeah, 2 goals and 13 for Rogue, 10 points for Kilmurry, and the ball comes out to the middle of the field, out towards David Reedy. Good play by Johnny O'Sullivan as he flicks his ball up to Shane Downs. But Kilmurry won't throw in the towel. That's one thing. Under Mark O'Connell, they won't throw in the towel. It's with O'Grady tries to get around Conor Holland. O'Grady does well. He's going to be robbed by Conor Holland, who's fouled in turn by Garrod O'Grady. And I suppose Martin, really, that penalty missed from David Egan was the turning point here.
Yes, you know, plus the penalty missed by David, but plus the fact that the Arrow got a goal right on half time, you know, was a big blow to Kilmurry as well at the time, and didn't compound that, then they missed their own penalty, and you know, that was a nail in the coffin, really.
And the ball over the top being towards Telty, the man who's just after getting the goal, being marked down there by David Egan. David Egan wins the ball. Whatever way he gets out, he's coming out, being challenged by David Reedy, being fouled by David Reedy, and there's a bit of after there from David Egan. Referee just let's play go on here, and the ball comes out to Garrod O'Grady, and David Reedy is down, going to receive attention. The ball comes out to Sean Crowley, the hard working Crowley, but it's cut out by Colin O'Hanifin being chased by Martin O'Leary, gets away from the would-be challenger Martin O'Leary, and gets away from the would-be challenger Sean Crowley, now being set up by Alan Normile. O'Hanifin trying to take the challenge completely and kicks the ball out over the line off the foot of the Kilmurry defender. Good play by O'Hanifin, and I suppose Martin, in fairness, O'Hanifin, he'll be central to Colin Collins' plans for 2020.
Well, he had a great campaign in the last 12 months with Clare there, and I think probably his best match was up against Leitrim, I think, up in Carrick-on-Shannon, here he was outstanding, and you know, he's continuing that form now here with Rogue.
Yeah, and indeed the referee is going to have a word with David Egan. He's been called in there by Robert Hart. The jumpers are also having a chat, but indeed a yellow card for David Egan as we clock in 23 minutes gone here in the second half. That was that for the retaliation challenge on David Reedy. It's a line ball going to be taken by Gavin Cooney. 2 goals and 13 points for Rogue, 10 points for Kilmurry as Cooney 30 metres out from the Kilmurry goals as Ronan Kellan, as we said, men in the goals here at the LD end of the second half was Cooney. He goes short to Reedy. Reedy gets away, being pulled down there by Jack Brown, and I think Jack has enough of that running at him, Martin.
Well, Jack was lucky, you know, not to get a black hair there, because you know, it was he just caught Gavin when he got possession of the ball and dragged him down, so he's lucky to get away with that there.
Yeah, and indeed Jack is already on a quarter-way, so they could have had serious consequences as the ball is thrown up to Daniel. Daniels comes down to Shane Downs across to John Finucane. John Finucane opens up the play here across to Kieran Downs, and this man won't be found wanting if he's going to run at their Oak defence. He's going to find Alan Normale, a man who can wash his hand of him in the defeat as he gets back to Shane Downs, and Downs with a crossfield ball, and a late challenge there by O'Hanifin on that lazy challenge by Colin O'Hanifin, and indeed a substitute coming on for Rogue, and indeed is Darren O'Brien. Darren O'Brien is coming on to the team for a Rogue, and is it Mark McInerney is coming off the Rogue team? Looks like, is it Mark McInerney is coming off? Yeah, indeed, Mark McInerney he can be very happy with his display here in this Senior B final, Martin.
Yeah, Mark has done very well there, and he has scored 4 points, and he's looked dangerous every time he got in possession of the ball, and set up a couple of scores as well, and following in the footsteps of his famous father, as you mentioned earlier on.
Yeah, and the ball now is with Martin O'Leary. Martin O'Leary gives it back to Philip Bryan. Philip Bryan gives it back to Lernahan, the midfielder. Going to shoot with his left foot. Unfortunately, there's a tail on that one. It goes out to the left-hand side and goes wide. And the score remains with 5 minutes to go here in the second half of the Senior B final. There's 2 goals and 13 for Rogue. Is 10 points for Kilmehel and Nathan Murray. Nathan, who made that penalty save, which has been central to Rogue's victory in this Senior B, got down low to save that penalty from Egan. A good man with a good kick out in the place of the ball out. Gets the ball out to Conor O'Halloran. Conor O'Halloran, whose foot block led to that penalty. But indeed, he was bailed out by his goalkeeper. Ike comes on the ball. Here comes Ike. Going to be being matched up there by David Lernahan. But Ike gliding around there, playing around with the ball, but just dropped the hips and makes plenty of quick space. Gets it out to Telty. Here comes Telty. Telty shoots off his left, and this one has gone in towards there into the 3, but it falls to the smallest man. And Reedy, and indeed for the industry of David Reedy, he has covered every blade of grass. Good score from David Reedy.
Yeah, very good score there. The ball attempted shot there by Erogue. Dropped short, and David wasn't the favourite to get that. There was a couple of bigger players there, but he managed to field the ball very well and turn the kick over the bar.
2 goals and 14 points for Rogue, 10 points for Kilmehel as the ball comes out to Shawnee Crowley. Shawnee Crowley receives a late challenge from Telty, but the ball comes out to the centre forward. The centre forward is Egan. Indeed, he has worked very, very hard out to men who has really worked his socks off in Kieran Downs. Downs being faced up by Aidan McGregor. Gets the ball out to Alan Normile. Normile goes long and the ball goes in. Great catch there by the sub, Shane Egan. Here comes Egan. Pass the ball off to Philip Ryan, and Ryan shoots off his right foot, and the substitute combined to get a good score for Kilmehel. 2 goals and 14 for Rogue, 11 points for Kilmehel as Rogue run the roost as Barry Lynch is coming on the team for Rogue. He's going replacing David Reedy. Also the prodigious talent of Paddy O'Malley. Paddy O'Malley, who is a gifted footballer, also very good at the soccer, and he has played lots of games at underage for Clare. And I suppose, Martin, looking at O'Malley, he's maybe a player that we would have expected an awful lot more to see at club and county level.
Well, I haven't seen him playing too much now, but he's supposed to be very good, very talented player, very skillful player. So we'll see what he does in the last 10 minutes here.
Yeah, and indeed he goes on to take the place of Gavin Cooney. 2 goals and 14. That's 20 points. 11 points for Kilmehel. I see Niall Reedy warming up for Kilmehel also, and the ball comes out to the substitute. The substitute is David McNamara, and gives it off to Darren O'Brien. O'Brien back to David McNamara. Here comes McNamara for Rogue. Gets the ball back to the young gun is Shane Daniels, and Daniels getting a lovely pat pass into Telty. In fairness, Telty's a busy operator. Here comes Telty, going taking on a player, taking on John Finucane. Gets the ball back to McNamara, and Telty going to shoot with the outside the boot, swivels it in nicely. I tell you, he's been busy and industrious since he came on, Martin.
Yeah, since Philip came on there, he's been on the move full time. Looks very sharp, nippy on the ball, and done very well there to take his score and put a Rogue further ahead.
Indeed, 2 goals and 15 points for Rogue, 11 points for Kilmehel. Indeed, as Niall Reedy comes on, he's going to take in the place of Johnny O'Sullivan. Johnny, who gave it all for Kilmehel. I tell you one thing, they've no stone unturned. He left everything out there on the field to play. Kick out coming for Ronan Kennan as we go to the dying embers here. Ronan goes short to Jack Brown. Here comes Jack Brown for Kilmehel. Gives the ball back to Ellen Normal, being held up there by Philip Telty, and Brown goes for the overlap. Here comes Jack Brown and Normal going to be stood up there. Here comes the ball out to the centre forward David Egan. Egan passes the best off to Marty being marked up by Cathal Darcy, tries to get through the challenge of Darren O'Brien, and does get through, being fouled by Darren O'Brien. A free in for Kilmehel, and a car coming there for Darren O'Brien. But credit Kilmehel, Martin, they're trying their best as we're going to go down. Sean Chaplin, Sean has someone to talk to there down on the sideline.
David O'Brien, the St. Joseph's Miltown Malbay manager, and David, I suppose a day you've been looking forward to for 2 weeks, and it's finally arrived.
I don't know, we've been looking forward to it, but it's here now, and we better be ready for it. Look, it's a great buzz around the place. You can see the crowd filling in and all now. So look, it's great for people in the 2 parishes. I suppose just the lads inside the 4 walls of the dressing rooms, and we're both going to have to just bring their game, and some team is going to do it, and we're hoping it's us.
That's it. I suppose the side shows now the last 2 weeks are over. It's really about getting the players right, making sure that when you hit the field, get through your warm up, get a good footing in the game, and trying to adapt basically as the game progresses.
Yeah, look, it's probably the same. It's different every other game for 2 weeks, but When we arrive into the dressing room now, it's the same as every other game. So getting your warm up right, going after your targets, and would say maximising any mistake the opposition make, and cutting down your own. And whether it's a first round of the QC Cup or a county final, nothing will change there. If you make least amount of mistakes, you win the game, and both teams are in the same boat. So look, it's the side shows are over now, but look, everyone's looking forward to it. You wouldn't get involved with football if you weren't looking for days like this. So it's why everyone wants to be here, and we're lucky enough to be here now.
And from your own point of view, have you any injuries, any concerns in the lead up to the game for the last 2 weeks?
No, we've been lucky enough. I think we went through a lot of them for going up to the semi-final, so we've been lucky for the last couple of weeks now that everyone that was kind of touch and go for the semi-final came through that, and they've all been training for the last few weeks, so no excuses today.
Lovely, David, thanks very much for your time and best of luck today. Okay, back to you, Leo.
And thanks to David O'Brien, and we wish David and the Miltown boys all the best of luck, as we do the Kilmurry boys. He's 2 goals and 15 to 12 points. Kieran Downs knocked over that last free, and Martin O'Leary with another free for Kilmurry. However, there's a tail in this one. It goes out to the right hand side and gone wide, and another sub coming on there for Aerogue. It's number 24 for Aerogue is Cathal Lynch, as number 24 Sean O'Leary for Kilmurry also about to make his way, and Cathal Lynch comes on in place of Ike Ogawero, and he has had a marvellous game for Aerogue, and a tremendous player for the future for Aerogue and Clare football. And indeed it is David Coughlin is coming off, and Sean O'Leary going to make his way on for Kilmahel to make his appearance in the Senior B final, as we're in now into the dying moments here of the Senior B final. It's 2 goals and 15 for Aerogue, 12 points, a 6 point. It's a 12 points, a 9 points differential in favour of Aerogue, and Martin, I suppose, just about that scoreline emphasises their supremacy.
Well, yeah, the Aerogue are definitely the better team, working the ball better, and they have some very good scores, and in up front in Mark McInerney and Gavin Cooney, who done a lot of damage for Aerogue and put the scores on the board for them.
Yeah, and Kilmahel coming here with their midfielder, Lernahan. Midfielder gets it out to Shane Downs. Can Kilmahel even finish with a score here? Gets the ball back to Lernahan. Their bodies are all out the field though, and the ball comes out to Sean Crowley, but the ball comes across to John Finucane getting the ball out here to Downs who got that last goal from a free for Kilmahel, being chased up there by David McNamara, but he drops the shoulder and gets a lovely ball to Jack Brown. Here comes Jack Brown for Kilmahel, a shot and a score from Jack Brown, which drew one of the biggest cheers of the day here so far in Cusick Park. Over the bar, a point off the left foot of Jack Brown. 2 goals and 15 points to 13 points. We're just gone over the allotted time here in Cusick Park, and Aerogue Martin going to be Senior B football champions.
Yes, and well deserved. They've worked very well, but Kilmahel and Fenelson have kept battling, never give up, and there goes the final whistle. Yeah, there goes the final whistle, and Aerogue pick up a Senior B championship here in 2019. An entertaining game here, which is the curtain raiser to the Senior B final, and Aerogue maybe is definitely not where they wanted to be today, or Kilmahel, but I suppose building blocks for Aerogue Martin, and I think as Sean has Paul Madden down there, as we go over to Sean down there on the sideline. Yeah, Sean, over to you. I know you have Paul Madden there with you. Indeed.
Paul's running away from me, so David Reedy is just here now. So David, I suppose look at the start of the game, we were discussing it may not have been the final you were hoping, but at least it's silverware on the board, a performance, and I suppose that those few minutes before half time made a big difference in terms of the scoreboard for you.
Yeah, I suppose when we got knocked out in the quarter final, I suppose we kind of regrouped then again and went back and went to the drawing board, and it was good to finish off with silverware. It's a good building block for next year. As you said, the goal just before half time was taken excellently, and it made a big difference in the scoreline. It gave us a bit of a cushion going into half time, and it made it easier to protect that lead.
And look, when you play finals, it's always important, I suppose, to get into a habit of winning them. So from today's point of view, for some lads, I suppose it may have been their first senior final, and you now have the taste of victory, I suppose, at the end of it.
Yeah, exactly, and I suppose it's a winning habit for the club as well. It goes down to under 21, the hurling side of things, and as long as we keep winning from now on, that's going to be the goal for the coming year.
Lovely, David. Thanks very much for your time. We will let you enjoy the celebrations.
Indeed, Sean, thanks, and thanks to David Reedy. And I suppose, as David says, they got back. They took the Senior B. They done a few sessions for the Senior B, and it was important for them to finish the year with a trophy, Martin.
That's every club at the start of the year sets out to win something, and even if this is what they were hoping to win, it's still a boost for Aerogue, and it's probably fitting as well to win it on the 25th anniversary of the Falks win in 1994, was it? When the Falks won it, they're celebrating that this weekend. So it's another boost for Rogue to add another trophy on this occasion. And in fairness to Kilmahel, they gave it a great battle, worked very hard, and were very unlucky to give away that goal from a penalty before half time and then missed their own penalty in the second half. And it was a very entertaining match, a great battle between two good teams. And as I was saying there at half time, there were some fantastic points there just before half time on both sides.
Yeah, and indeed, Martin, as we said earlier, Kilmahel, they can, and Mark O'Connor and Aldrin, they can be happy with their year's proceedings. They've stabilised, they've held their own in senior and contested the B final to boot.
Yes, they have made great progress in the past 12 months, and in fairness to them, and there's some very good young players there, some very, very fit, talented and speedy guys there in the forward. So, hopefully they might be able to pick up one or two more players and continue to make progress, because this year's run in the championship will be a great experience for those players, and will be a big advantage to them. And there's no reason why if the players put their mind to it again in the next 12 months, that they can push on a little bit.
Yeah, and indeed, as we're going to take our leave from the Senior B final, I see Joe Murray-Hertig down there on the sideline with Éire Óg, and we offer our condolences and sympathy to Joe and his family on the death of his father during the week. So from all in Clare GATV, condolences. So we're going to head down to the sideline. So from me and Martin and myself here in the comedy position, is down to the sideline.
Obviously rather than using different trophies while showed up, hopefully we can use this and that's it. So thanks.
I'm joined here now by Éire Óg captain Conal Envy. Conal, I suppose it's important when you get to finals, I suppose, to win them, and from your point of view, it allows you, I suppose, to end the year now with a bit of silverware in the cupboard.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we would have been very disappointed with how we went out against Doonbeg, and to get a chance to get another couple of games in and finish on a bit of a high, it'll soften the blow of that quarter final for the winter. So it was important that we didn't let the same thing happen again today, and throw away a big lead and everything. So it's good for our development to win these games.
And I suppose from your own point of view, throughout the year, I suppose you had a strong QC Cup campaign, and you got to I suppose you just narrowly lost out in the playoffs side of that, and then obviously your group phase of the championship was very positive. Unfortunately, I suppose from your point of view, we're beaten in extra time in the quarter final, but have rebounded with two good victories again, which I suppose for the younger members of your panel, I suppose it's given them the appetite and that knowledge of victory.
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably my first time I've been playing with Éire Óg, where we had 5 championship games in a season, so, and we won 4 of them, so that's going to be a big help now, and next year just learn how to win these games. Obviously Doonbeg we kind of didn't, but hopefully next year now we can drive on and build and go for the big one next year.
Conal, thanks very much for your time, and I'm going to bring in your manager here, Paul Madden. Now, Paul, congratulations on your victory today.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, it's great. Look, obviously, I think Conal said it, we'd prefer to be playing the 3 o'clock game, but we took this competition seriously as soon as we were in it. We have a very young squad, and I think it's important that you treat every game properly, and we have done from the Enniskyman game to this one. It was a good open game of football, to be honest. Both teams will be looking forward to 2020, so it was a good way to end the year for us.
Yeah, and I suppose we were just looking at the game in general, those few minutes before half time, where you got your penalty obviously and stuck it and tacked on another one, so you went from what was a level game, 1 point game, and all of a sudden you had a 5-point lead at half time.
Yeah, I think we got 3 points up there early in the first half, and then they pegged it back. They kicked some great scores. I mean, they have good footballers, there's no question about that, and they are well able to take the score. And I said it to one of the lads, I said, I think we need one more score before half time. I'd no sooner said it, and we worked a great penalty from a great ball in from Shane. And to be fair, it's one of those things, it's 50-50. We scored ours, they missed theirs, and that's the way it is. But it was a good cushion to have at half time. But we said at half time, the big thing for us in the quarter final this year was that we had a lead on several occasions and we let it slip. So we're determined not to let it slip today.
And I suppose from your own point of view, it's as we said to Conal, it was an opportunity to finish with silverware, but I suppose more importantly it's an opportunity to finish on a high, where at least the disappointment of the Doonbeg game now has been, I won't say eradicated, but you've been softened by the victories over both Enniskyman and Kilmahel.
Yeah, definitely. I think the other side of it is that our under-21s are still in competition. They had a good win in the first round there, so from our perspective, a lot of the lads playing today are on the under-21 team, so they're going to be driving forward the next couple of weeks. So look, I think we haven't enough silverware in the club, regardless of what names on the trophy, to disregard any of them, and that was what we said today coming down. We wanted to win it.
And I suppose before we let you go, we might just get your views maybe on the 3 o'clock game. It's two teams that you know obviously through meetings in championship at times, plus your league meetings and that. So I suppose what would your own expectations of how the game will go?
I said it all week, it's a difficult one to call, in the sense that, you know, I think Kilmurry Ibrickane were absolutely fantastic against Cratloe in the semi-final, and I'm not going to say to surprise people, but they really put on a top performance. Miltown have been a bit like I'd say we have been in 06 and 07. We win and then you kind of get to the final without really playing your best. There's no doubt about it, Miltown will have to play at their best today to beat Kilmurry Ibrickane, because they have one thing that most teams don't, and that's they know how to win games. That being said, you know, Miltown have some quality players. I think you'll see a big game from a few of them today, and they might just shade it, but if it's going back to Kilmurry tonight, I wouldn't be surprised.
And I suppose looking at the two sides, they obviously have shared the last 4 titles, 2 each between them, and this is really the battle of supremacy to see who will win 3 out of the 5, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting the next couple of weeks, probably the next couple of months, for the winning and losing teams. But look, they're two footballing teams with great history and passion about the game, and look, we're looking forward to it. We'd love to be in it, we're not, but we're looking forward to it. And I think, you know, to be honest with you, whoever wins it today will probably about justify champions for 2019.
Paul, thanks very much for your time. Well done today, and we'll let you into your team. Okay, thanks for that. And now I think we're going to hand back up now, I think, to Leo and Martin, and they'll take us through some of the preparation for today.
For the awards, thanks to Sean once again. Thanks to Martin, thanks to Conan, and thanks to Paul Medden. Martin is on a bit of a breather at the moment, but I'm joined here by County Board Chairman Joe Cooney and the Vice Chairman PJ McGuan. Joe, a perfect day here in Cusick Park for the football. Perfect conditions and a great game anticipated in the senior final.
Yes, indeed, Leo. Look at a fantastic day here in Cusick Park. A fine crowd in, with a very competitive Senior B final. In fairness to the two teams, they fought it out to the very end. Rogue just came out on top for a finish up, but everyone here today is really looking forward to the County Senior Football Championship final, and my honest belief is it's going to be a thriller, and we'll go down to the wire.
And indeed, Joe, a good crowd descending here on Cusick Park today. Is one of the most talked about county finals in either hurling or football. We had last Sunday with the neighbours of Six Mile Bridge and Cratloe in the hurling final, where victory went to Six Mile Bridge. But I tell you one thing, this is a battle. Rivalry here takes on a life of its own between Kilmurry and St. Joseph's Miltown.
In my lifetime, I've never heard as much talk about a county final. I've heard people predicting during the week that you could have anything up to 10,000 people here today. We can see the crowds are filling in, and my belief is you will have a big crowd here. But really the rivalry between those two clubs, Kilmurry and Miltown, my belief is will be unreal, has been in the past. All games, I believe, between the clubs in the past have really been fought out to the very end. I can see the same thing happening here today. Some great players on both sides, good inter-county players on both sides, and I believe the crowd are really going to get value for their money today, Leo.
PJ McGuan, Vice Chairman of the County Board. PJ, you're welcome to Clare GATV, and I suppose you're a man that could tell us many a story that we wouldn't have time for here today to talk about these, but the rivalry between these two clubs, and you're living back there in Clare near Loughton, intense rivalry, PJ.
Tremendous rivalry which goes back probably 70 years, but the thing that surprises me is that I only learned during the week that this is their first time meeting in a county final, but the other side of the coin is that if you go back again only 5 years, one or other of these clubs has won the championship in the last 4 years, so today is the tiebreaker.
And what kind of a game are you expecting, PJ? You were telling me off air, you reckon yourself to come down to the sharpshooters?
It will come down to the battle at either end of the field between Keele and Sexton and Cleary of Miltown. Whoever gains control of that part of the field, because they're the two men that's going to do most of the scoring.
And indeed, Martin, or PJ, no doubt about it, the two best teams in the county, you know, they've controlled the winning the county championship for the last number of years, and it's whoever today is going to be a real deciding factor.
Both of these teams would be in the frame for the knockout stage of the championship since the draw was made. But having said that, from a county board point of view, it is the dream final. There's no doubt about it. It is the dream final.
They mightn't say that back in Miltown and Kilmurry. And PJ, we're going to put your head on the block. an experienced football supporter, great administrator. Who's going to come out on top?
I have a sneaking suspicion that Kilmurry might share it, due mainly to Keelan Sexton.
Martin Flynn is left there beside you, taking it all in. I know we're going to conduct the draw for the next round of the under-21 football championship. So we're joined here by Joe and PJ. So Joe, you have the numbers to draw them out. You're going to be drawing ably assisted by PJ. And the first, you might give us the teams that are in the next round of the championship, Joe.
The 4 teams is in the next round of the semi-final of the under-21A football championship is Evogue, Culmeen, Killadysert. The winners of that is one team. The second team will be St. Joseph's or St. Brecons. The winners of that will be the second team that will be in the semi-final. The third one is Nave Owen, O'Curry's and St. Sinnan's Kilkee, and they'll be playing Kilmahel or Shannon Gales. So we'll have the winners of that as the third team, and the fourth team is either Coolaclare or Kilmurry Ibrickane, the winners of that. So the winners of them 4 matches will be the 4 teams in the semi-finals, and we're making that draw now.
So we're going to ask you, Joe, to pick the first team out of the hat for our first team in ever pairing for the semi-final.
First team out of the hat is the winners of Nave Owen, O'Curry's, Kilkee or Kilmahel Shannon Gales, and they'll play either Coolaclare or Kilmurry Ibrickane.
So the first semi-final is Coolaclare or Kilmurry Ibrickane. Will play the winners of Nave Owen, O'Curry, St. Sinnan's Kilkee or Kilmahel Shannon Gales, and that leaves us with the final 2 pairings, Joe.
It's Erogue or Culmeen Killdysert.
So Erogue or Culmeen Killdysert are playing in the second semi-final, where they will play the winners of.
They'll play the winners of St. Joseph's and St. Brecons.
So that concludes our semi-final draw here on Clare GA TV. My thanks once again to Cahirlock, Joe Cooney, and Les Cahirlock, PJ McGuan, and we hope you'll enjoy the county final. It is hopefully a tremendous spectacle for all.
Thank you, Leo.
As St. Joseph's Miltown make their way out onto the pitch for the start of the county final, we're going to get a quick word with Martin Flynn at the start before as your beloved St. Joseph's Miltown appear out on the field and looking in tremendous shape. Martin, this is a really exciting final. Look at and a good crowd descended here on Cusick Park.
Well, the neutrals have called this a dream final, and this is a final that every player looks forward to playing in. Or first of all, look forward to playing the county final, but to playing the county final against Kilmurry, the fact is the very first one in 100 years is great entertainment, great value, great hype, and a great build-up, and everybody's really looking forward to now, and we just hope that we have a good, hard, clean contest, a very sporting contest, and hopefully that the best team will come out on top.
Yeah, indeed, we're now going to make our way down pitchside to Sean Chaplin, who has well-known journalist and reporter Seamus Hayes by his side. Over to you, Sean.
Thanks very much, Leo. Yeah, as the build-up continues, I suppose, to our senior championship final, I'm joined here by Seamus Hayes just to have a look back, I suppose, over what the course of the year and what has brought him here, and also get his predictions on how the game is going to go. So I suppose looking at Miltown Malbay first, Seamus, they obviously had a 4-point win over Kilmahel in the first group game, and that was followed up with their victory over Kilrush, and then they had a draw with the amalgamation in Avon O'Curry's before progressing obviously onto quarter-final stage, where they defeated Tyrone and Lissycasey, and then in the semi-final the last day, as we saw, they were victorious over Dunbeg. So I suppose, look, a lot of games they've had draws, they've had narrow victories, if you like, in terms of the Dunbeg one here based on their second half performance, and even they played your own Lissycasey in the quarter-final. There was only a few points in at the end.
I suppose you could say about Miltown, they've done what has asked of them all year, and they're coming into the game in a strong position, that they're the title holders. They've won the other senior title and offer this year, that being the Cusick Cup. They've improved with every game. I suppose at the start of the year there was a lot of question marks about Kilmurry. Could they bounce back, having lost out last year and having been a strong force throughout the last 9 or 10 years. and I suppose they too have improved every game. Aidan Maloney would be known as a fairly shrewd manager, and you could see they've improved. They've introduced a couple of young players, Daniel Welch in particular, a newcomer to senior football, and been very impressive. So I suppose both sides have maybe had similar paths to this stage of the competition. You could probably say that maybe Miltown are that bit more settled in that they've been together for the last 2 years and have kind of done what is asked of them in that time and have a settled team.
And I suppose looking from Kilmurry's point of view, as you said, they were victorious in their first round game 9-7 over your own Lisicasey, and then followed that up with a comprehensive 2-16 to 6-point win over Currafin, which obviously progressed them as group winners through to the quarterfinals, where they played Kilmehel, and they had a 7-point victory over Kilmehel, which brought up the semi-final last day against Cracklow, where it was 13 points to 1-8. So based, I suppose, one of the biggest things that stands out is their defence. And we saw even the last day the way they packed back, and I suppose they nullified the threat that Cracklow had, and teams don't tend to score a lot against them.
Yeah, I suppose their most impressive performance to date has certainly been the semi-final win over Cracklow, who were fancied maybe to do it, and on that day, as you say, their defence was superb. They really closed down what was a highly rated Cracklow forward line and limited them to very few chances. And on the basis of that game, I suppose they're quietly confident going into today's game, and their supporters are quietly confident. And I suppose there's so much at stake, 2 neighbouring parishes, first time meeting in the final, and either side would see it as a huge blow to lose to the other. So that would all add to the occasion. But it's going to be a very tight game, and it's certainly there won't be much in it.
No, and they've shared the last 4 titles between them. So I mean, this is the battle for supremacy. This is whoever comes out of this today has 3 of the last 5 and has bragging rights, as you say, over their neighbours, and has that extra medal in their pocket.
There has, and both are, both might have, that focus on this game today, but there's a great chance of progressing in the Munster club as well. They would be seen, either side would fancy their chances of at least getting to a provincial final, with the way the draw has worked out. So both have been in the club championship in the last 4 years. Both know that Clare football is on the up and up, and a lot of the players from both clubs are key to that as well. So there's so much on offer here today. I think there's a good crowd in. We're going to have an intriguing final, and there won't be a kick of a ball between them really.
And I suppose just looking at some of the matchups, obviously Marty has been centre back, and he done a very solid man marking job in the semi-final. And if he is to be the one that picks up Owen Cleary, well, he's going to have a busy day ahead of him.
He certainly is, and that's going to be key to keep Owen Cleary, from picking off the scores. He's in line to be the top scorer, I suppose. Again in the championship, he's a few points off the lead at the moment, but he's a key player from Miltown. But as you say, Marty, there's no more experienced player about. He's been through it all. He can play anywhere really. And that's going to be one of the key battles. As the other key battle, or the other key to this is, Brian Curtin's role for Miltown. He's been playing supremely well as a the extra player in defence and the sweeper, and he's playing that role to perfection. So that's another key thing. Our Miltown, is he going to dominate like he has up to that and set up the moves that will lead to the crucial score? So there's a lot to play for, and that in the Coughlin, key player in the Kilmurry Ibrickane defence, a very experienced man. What role is he going to have today? It's going to be another key question.
And I suppose at the other side of the field, based on his semi-final performance, Keelan Sexton is going to be a name that is going to be mentioned time and time again over the last 2 weeks in the Miltown dressing room.
Certainly, and he seems to be playing with great hunger at the moment. I suppose he was away for the summer, and maybe that gave him a bit of hunger, got a break from the game, but he was superb in the semi-final, kicked 8 points at 5 from play. And it's how Miltown are going to deal with his threat is going to be another key question, as you rightly say. So if he's allowed the same space as he was in the semi-final, that's going to be a big plus for Kilmurry.
And I suppose in your own expectation, would you expect Kilmurry to set up fairly similar, which would be to try and condense it at the back, leave a good bit of space above, and leave more or less Keelan up on his own with half a pitch to run into, and try and transfer the ball quickly to him, and let him basically, when he's close enough, get on the end of the scores, and when not, to recycle?
Yeah, they're going to try and isolate him inside, and I'd say Dermot Coughlin is another. Young Dermot Coughlin, he was held quiet in the semi-final against Cracklow, but he's a key player, and he suffered a lot of injuries earlier in the year, but he's a very talented player, and he could be proved to be. They have a few players that could prove match winners today. If Keelan is kept quiet, then the focus will be on Dermot Coughlin. So there's a lot of question marks, I suppose, at this stage as to who will take up who.
And I suppose the biggest thing about finals is they're unpredictable, and often it's lads that you don't even think of or discuss that turn out to be the key men in the battles.
Yeah, that's correct. And I suppose the key thing about today is, there's huge belief in amongst the supporters of both sides, and neither side will want to make a mistake. So there's going to be a lot of nervousness there, and there could be a lot of mistakes early in the game as people try to settle in. Nobody would want to give an inch. So whoever makes the least mistakes will have a great chance.
And with the two sides in it and neighbouring parishes, I suppose there has been a lot of side shows going on, a lot of talk about, I suppose, relations, and obviously you have the Coughlins and you have the Clearys and things like that, and I suppose it's going to be the side that can put that side show, I suppose, away into the back of their mind and concentrate really on the game and on football that may win out in the end. Yeah,
that's going to be key. The side shows have to be forgotten about once the ball is thrown in. And it has to be, the focus on the game, and people forget about whose cousins are who and who's related to who, and they just have to focus on their own clubs. And if they can do that, they'll both have some great players. Potentially, it could be a great game. It could be one of the better finals that we've had for a while.
Obviously, so if we were to ask you to put your head in the block,
I think that marginally Miltown might say that if there is to be a winner today, it wouldn't surprise me in the least if this one of anyone goes to a replay. But if there is to be a winner today, I think Miltown might sneak by a point or two. Just the experience they're having of the last year and a half where they've dominated football.
Seamus, thanks very much for your thought, and we're going to hand you up now to Leo and to Martin, and they'll discuss the fixture further.
Thanks, Sean, and thanks, Seamus. As I said, we're as Sean said, we're joined here in commentary by St. Joseph Miltown men, Martin Flynn. Martin, who's going to be very impartial in his analysis here for the senior final. And Martin, all the talking has been done, nearly done. We're down to 15 minutes before throw in. All the emotion has to be put to one side. As Sean said, in his prediction there, or Seamus said, it's a match he thinks could maybe go to Law Ella, but look, we'll think about that later. Conditions are perfect, a breeze blowing down the field, as you said in the scene, be blowing in towards us here, but realistically the two best teams in the county, what more could you ask for a county final?
Well, I suppose at this stage, first of all, we'd like to welcome all Miltown and Kilmurry supporters who are watching us throughout the world, whatever part of the world you're in. When Miltown won the championship in 2015, with a great Miltown man here, Tom the captain, and unfortunately he passed away. His family are watching in London at the moment, or over his anniversary mass this weekend, so I'd like to say hello to all those in London, and then to all the Miltown Kilmurry supporters watching in New York, Australia, Lanzarote, and different parts of the world. So it's going to be a great occasion, a tremendous build up in the last 2 weeks, and everybody's really looking forward to the big crowd here, and as you said, a good day with a slight breeze across the field. So everybody now just waiting into anticipation of the build-up and see how it goes.
Yeah, and indeed, Martin, as you said, there was been a lot. If ever a county final has been spoken about, this is the one of the most talked about county finals in either hurling or football in the county. And you can see by the crowd that's in here for a senior football final in Clare, Martin, tremendous interest from all over the county.
Well, naturally, this is a match that bring all the neutrals out, because there's a fantastic rivalry with the two clubs over the last 100 years, and that still continues. Albeit they get on a bit better off the field now than what they used to. But once the ball is thrown in here, it'll be hell for leather for a full hour. There'll be no holes barred, and there'll be nobody holding back. And it's eagerly looking forward to. And as you said, a big crowd here, and a lot of neutrals here as well as a big support from both parishes. And people have travelled home from England and America to watch this match as well here live, and everybody's now waiting for the throw-in.
Yeah, and indeed, as Peter McGuan, Vice Chairman of the County Board, said, there's so many stories you could speak about Kilmurry and St. Joseph Miltown that you'd have to bring on another programme for it. We're looking at the lineup for both teams as Chris McGuire and his officials make his way out onto the field of play. And once again, as we said yesterday during the intermediate final, Chris, a very well up and coming referee, and we wish him and his team of officials all the very best of luck. And we're going to go with the St. Joseph's Miltown team. In goals is Sean O'Brien. The full back line is Indo Gorman, Shawnee Malone and Owen O'Brien. Aidan McGuan, Gordon Kelly the team captain, and Gerard Curtin make up the half back line. Oisin O'Looney and Conor Cleary are in the middle of the park. Michael Murray, Owen Cleary and Ciaran Malone is the half forward line, with Brian Curtin, Darren McDonough and Cormac Murray making up the full forward line. And the Kilmurry Ibrickane team is in goals And in is Ian McInerney, Mark Killeen, Darren Hickey and Kieran Morrissey is the full back line. Daniel Walsh, Martin McMahon and Dara Sixon is the half back line. Keith King, the captain, and Aidan McCarthy are in the middle of the field. Shane Hickey, Inda Coughlin and Michael Hogan are named in the half forward line, with Niall Hickey, a late replacement for Darren Callan, wearing number 25 at corner forward, with Dermot Coughlin and Keelan Sexton. St. Joseph's Miltown will be wearing their claret and gold jerseys. Kilmurry Ibrickane in their traditional green and red jerseys. And you know, the build-up is on, as we said. There's a late change on the Kilmurry Ibrickane team in Niall Hickey. He's making his way onto the team in place of Darren Callan. You know, as I said, the crowd really building up here, and you know, what a day for the parish, for the West of Clare. There must be no one left back in the West of Clare today. All the bodies, Martin Flynn, no one left at home today. As someone said, whoever's last out will just turn off the lights and close the key in the door. Everyone descended here on Cusick Park as Keith King and Gordon Kelly, two very experienced members of either side, make their way in for the toss. And you know, as we said, Tulip Pipe Bend, pitch in perfect condition, two top teams. What more can you ask for?
Well, when everybody's talking about this match for the last 2 weeks, naturally everybody from both parishes is going to be here. So you know, it's a game now we're all looking forward to. Almost ideal conditions, a bit, slight breeze across the field, which is going to affect the shooting in the Senior B match there, with some balls in the LD side that tailed off at the right hand side of the goals. So we'll see how that transpires, but you know, it's all set now and all ready to go.
Yeah, indeed, Keith King, the Kilmurry Ibrickane captain, has won the toss, and it looks like that Kilmurry Ibrickane are going to play into the town goals in the first half. As once again, you're welcome here to Cusick Park live here on Clare GATV for the Clare Senior Football Final between St. Joseph's Miltown and the men from Kilmurry Ibrickane. And what a day, the crowd filling in here in Cusick Park. Both teams going through their respective warm-ups, and Martin, one change on the Kilmurry team. Whatever about two Hickeys been on from the start, now it's a triple crown, but no changes accruing from the selected team on St. Joseph's Miltown. Miltown happy to go with the team. They've won the semi-final, and that one change for Kilmurry.
Well, Niall Hickey is on for Darren Callan, and Stephen Maloney was in that corner for the semi-final, and Niall came on in the second half and made a big difference when he came on. So you know, it's probably just changing the roles today. Stephen will definitely be on before the game is over, and young Bracken come on as well. That's made a difference. But Niall's a good player and has played a lot of an experienced player for Kilmurry over the years, and had well able to score. So that's probably why he's brought on.
Yeah, and indeed, we're just after getting a message there from Kieran Mahoney, the former June Big and Clare footballer, wishing the very best luck to both Kilmurry and St. Joseph's Miltown. Kieran, who played it hard, but in fairness, great sportsman off the field, and Martin, good to see him send his wishes to both teams.
Yeah, well, Kieran is hard to know which side he'd be picking for today's match now, but you know, a great warrior over the years, and we're just hoping that he'll be coming to the celebrations in Miltown, but you know, Kieran is a great warrior over the years, and nice to have him send us a message.
Good man, Kieran, sportsman for once and all. And at this moment in time, as Chris Maguire and his officials are out in the middle of the field, and we must extend our sympathies to Chris Maguire and all his family on the death of his grandfather during the week of Michael Hastings. So our sympathies from all in Clare GATV to Chris Maguire and his family. And I suppose all the matchups have been spoke about, Martin, and indeed even PJ McGuan there was mentioned about Owen Cleary, the sharpshooter, and Keelan Sexton for Kilmurry. But invariably in a county final, it's someone out of the unknown that could come out of the pack and make a huge difference.
Well, that's always the talk, because for the last 2 weeks everybody's talking about who's going to mark Keelan Sexton, and probably Kilmurry side are probably saying who's going to mark Owen Cleary. But you know, as you said, then somebody can come out of the pack to make a difference, and you know, it could be anybody that can step up to the plate on a given day. But you know, both sides have got very good talented forwards. But then again, both teams will probably play a sweeper, which is going to make it difficult. So both teams play a very similar type of game, playing the short running game, and kicking the ball in when they get somebody free inside the forwards. So both sides play very similar. So I expect a very, very tight game, and you know, probably don't think it's going to be a very high scoring game with the defensive nature of both teams. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, indeed, Martin. And you said you have two of the great tacticians in Aidan Maloney, being the manager of Kilmurry Ibrickane, and David O'Brien, top class coach, top class manager, and Miltown have made a seamless transition from the managership of Mikey Neelan, and playing very much the same under the astute leadership of David O'Brien.
Yes, they have maintained much the same pattern as they did for the last number of years, but you wouldn't blame them for that, because they've won 2 of the last 4 championships. So why would you change? But they have a talented group of players, and we just hope they can bring it onto the pitch today. And likewise for Kilmurry. Kilmurry have got some new players there, like Daniel Walsh had a great semi-final, and Dermot Cochran, an excellent forward who on the Clare team as well. And both teams have become talented young players who have added to the whole scene, and it'll be interesting now to see how that battle goes.
Yeah, indeed, as the players take up their position behind the Tulla Pipe Band here for the parade pre-county final. And Martin, you could even see from the faces nervous tension there.
Oh, well, naturally, because it's such a big derby and such a big match, there will be nervous tension. Everybody will be nervous. Even in the stand, they'll be nervous, and we're nervous here in the commentary box. But it's an intriguing battle, and hard to call.
Yeah, and indeed, Martin, I know you're a staunch member of the St. Joseph's Miltown Club, gave great years of service, and even up here, I presume we'll have to maybe tie you to the corner as you'll be kicking every ball. But, we wish both Kilmurry and St. Joseph's Miltown the very best of luck in this county final. And
well, I'll try to be neutral, but I don't think that's possible in an occasion like this. But we'll try to be fair to Kilmurry and fair to both sides. But we'll have to see how we get on. You might have to keep me under the leash here.
Yeah, indeed. The boys have a rope ready there behind Martin to tie you to the corner there in case things go. But look at as the teams make their way, a massive, great crowd descending here on Cusick Park. Great colour of the claret and gold and the green and red, and all of West Clare seems to have descended on Cusick Park. We've been talking about it for every time since for every conversation taking place since the semi-finals have been won by respective teams. As both substitutes line up here ready to sing, get there and try and give their teams a much needed boost if they needed anything. As both teams players are hopping around in the parade, you can see the nervous tension. Kilmurry in their green and red, and the claret and gold of St. Joseph's and Miltown. I tell you, I see we have an East Clare connection here with Kilmurry Ibrickane, as Barry Gibbons, who's the team trainer for Kilmurry Ibrickane. He's from Ogunlow, and Ogunlow wouldn't be that well known at all for football, but look at Barry has made his way up towards the West of Clare and towards Kilmurry to add his expertise to Kilmurry. As the players walk down now in front of the far over stand here, far more comfortable position here where we are high up in the main stand, and as I said, perfect conditions. And I tell you, if the county board got everything right today, Martin, even the weather and the man above it is being very kind to us.
Yes, it's nice to see a bit of sunshine. I know it's a bit nippy, a bit cold, but that won't be a problem for anybody else here today. And it's good to see a good day for a big occasion like this, because nobody likes to play a county final in bad conditions, and where a slip or a mistake or something could cause a team to win or lose a match. So hopefully we'll have a good game now, and conditions won't have any effect on it, and we'll see how both teams get on and who comes out on top.
Yeah, and as the teams make their way across here in front of the goals at the town end, and Keith King, the Kilmurry Ibrickane captain, won the toss and has decided it looks like to play into the town goals here in the first half, and playing into whatever breeze is there, the breeze coming down, but whatever breeze is blowing across here into the main, kind of in towards the main stand here in Cusick Park. It'll be interesting to see the matchups. Who will pick up Keelan Sexton, Martin Flynn? Who's going to pick up Owen Cleary?
Well, that's a question everybody has been asking for the last 2 weeks, and it's a big bone of contention on both sides, I suppose, trying to get the matchups right, because they're going to have a big bearing on who comes out on this. And if the line out is selected, Shawnee Malone will be taking up Keelan, and Martin McMahon will be taking up Owen Cleary. But knowing Horse and knowing the Miltown selectors, they might not all work out as we think. So we'll have to wait and see. And for the first 5 minutes, I think everybody will be looking around to see who's taking up who.
Yeah, indeed, friends and foe, everything, family connections, everything is going to be put inside for the next hour and 20 minutes or whatever it takes here in this Cusick Park. You can see they're like the fighters lining up against one another, they're facing down one another, but indeed Kilmurry are facing the tricolour, and now St. Joseph Miltown turning around and facing the tricolour, led by their talisman, Gordon Kelly, what a servant Gordon Kelly has been to Clare football and leading his Kilmurry troops or his St. Joseph Miltown troops here into the county final. Can they make it back to back? Where Keith King, the Kilmurry Ibrickane captain, more or less at the back as Keelan Sexton leading the charge here. I tell you, there's nervous tension in board, all anticipation, everything is in readiness for the county final. And now we stand for Oran Levine. And as the Tulip Pipe band sign off with Oran Levine, and the noise levels, the decibel levels have increased greatly here in Cusick Park as both teams go into their final huddle. I see Ed Maloney bringing the Kilmurry Ibrickane team back in for one last chat, giving last minute instructions. Whatever instructions are given now, it's only a matter of maybe just getting on with the game. Martin, there's nothing more anyone can do. It's now down to 1 hour and whatever it is of football.
Well, now let's hope it's all down to the 30 players inside the sideline, and that we have a great sporting battle. The players give it their all. There's a trouble-free game, and the best team will come out on top. And I just see as I'm looking down here, I see that Michael O'Dwyer has been added to Kilmurry subs. I didn't see him in the earlier rounds of the championship, so who knows if Michael's going to make an appearance, but. Another move there by Horse, trying to get an all stalwart back into the fold, and Michael has been a tremendous player for the last 15 years for Kilmurry, so it'll be interesting to see what is involved or not today.
Yeah, indeed, numbers mean nothing as some of the Kilmurry Ibrickane team are still here in a huddle waiting to go across. They're waiting for one player. I think Keith King went in to change boots or something there at the start of the game, and St. Joseph's Miltown have taken up their positions here for the county final. We're still awaiting the reintroduction to the pitch of Keith King, the team captain. He went off there for maybe a bit of attention or something pre-match, and I see Inda Coughlin gone into the full forward line, Keelan Sexton out in the half forward line, Shane Hickey nominally named as centre forward. Don't expect him to play there. Do you see many changes at plenty as the game goes early stages, Martin?
Well, it's hard to see. Keelan is on wing forward now. I don't think Keelan will stay wing forward. I think there's just a tactic to try and upset the plans of each other team, and we'll just have to wait and see as give it 5 minutes to see how it settles on.
Yeah, indeed. They're waiting of the Kilmurry Ibrickane captain and midfielder. Not, he's adding even more to the tension, and I see Darren Hickey and Dara McDonough getting to know one another very, very well on the edge of the square. And I suppose maybe even at this stage, Martin, putting extra pressure on the referee Chris McGuire as he has to try and keep control and waiting for the player to come onto the pitch.
Well, I don't think it'll cause any problem to Chris. He's experienced enough that should make a difference. But I see that Kieran Morrissey is taking up Owen Cleary at the moment there, and Martin McMahon's on Brian Curtin, Darren Hickey's on Darren McDonough, and Mark Killeen is taking up Cormac Murray. So we'll have to see how Kilmurry, if that is stays there at the moment. As I said, they've Keelan now wing forward, which I don't think he's going to stay there. They've Dermot Coughlin full forward, and Niall Hickey in the full, and Inda Coughlin the full forward line. So it'll be interesting to see how those transpire in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, indeed, and we await Keith King, and I think Pat Cosgrave is going to win for him. Kilmurry going to have to start without their captain. This county final has it all. We've been waiting so long for this county final to take place, and now we have to wait a few moments longer. They're waiting. I think John Brew, the administrator, the official there with Kilmurry Ibrickane, signifying that he's ready to come out with a burst. Indeed, Pat Cosgrave was going for him, but he's adding to the tension of the whole thing. And I see Gerard Curtin is being changed there with Aidan McGuan. Aidan McGuan going to come over doing, and is he going doing the marking job on Keelan Sexton as the crowd begin to get wide, trying to maybe help get in. Here comes the Kilmurry Ibrickane midfielder and captain out to give another late boost, and I tell you, we're ready to go, Martin. The very best look to both teams as referee Chris McGuire about to throw in the ball here for the start of the 2019 Senior Club Final. Its game is on here in Cusack Park live in Clare JTV, and the first ball breaks down. It's down to Oisín Looney. Is it Looney? Looney gets the ball, hits it in, and an early free for Miltown Malbay. And indeed, early stages, Chris McGuire, it seems, going to keep a tight rein in proceedings, Martin.
Well, naturally, it's probably the best way of doing things and see how the game goes. But that time, Connor was being held as he contested the throw-in, so it was free in from Miltown. So we'll see now.
And a free going to be taken by Conor Cleary. Conor Cleary, a man who plays his club hurling with Bailey, gets a great ball down to McDonagh. McDonagh gets the ball off to Michael Murray. Here comes Michael Murray being chased by Marty McMahon. Gets the ball out to McDonagh. McDonagh gives it back to Cleary. Is Cleary going to shoot off his left? Indeed, he's cut for over carrying. But and it being met there. Challenges Aidan McCarthy getting hit his man. The ball is with Marty. Marty gives it out to Michael Hogan. Here comes Michael Hogan. This industrious wing forward who'll work up and down the field. Kilmurry getting the bodies back. It's back to Shane Hickey. Back to Morrissey. Out to Keith King, the midfielder. This man is a guard and was a former champion at Athletic. The ball comes to Morrissey. Here comes Morrissey as he pops the ball back out. Ball comes out to Daniel, out to into Coughlin, and Coughlin uses experience. He gets the ball out to Darragh Sexton. Here's Darragh Sexton crossing the St. Joseph's Miltown half back line. Being chased by Gordon Kelly. He gives it to Aidan McCarthy. McCarthy shoots off his right hand side. Is there going to be a tailor? Indeed there is. A tailor goes out to the left hand side and gone wide, and the score remains in the early stages here of the 2019 Senior County Football Final. A kick out coming from Sean O'Brien, the Moon Tour, and here comes Sean O'Brien. Micheál Murray is the Sean O'Brien's first kick out, goes astray, goes out over the line, and tremendous roar from Keelan Sexton, delivers that ball in high in towards Niall Hickey, but the ball goes down to Dermot Coughlin. Looked like he's gone off the fist of the fullback, out for a 45. The umpire a bit undecided, but indeed for a 45 as Kilmurry Martin put early pressure on Miltown.
Yes, Kilmurry, a good attack there, and that Aidan McCarthy got the ball 30 yards out, and he took a shot under pressure, but the ball went out wide.
Yeah, indeed, Marty McMahon picking up Micheál Murray in the Miltown attack, and a 45 for Keelan Sexton. Just 5 metres to the right hand side post of the goals here, as Sean O'Brien, who was men in the goals here at the town in the breeze, blown whatever breeze is blown with St. Joseph's Miltown. Here comes Sexton, kicks someone, there's a tail in that one, and it's gone. Poor kick by the standard, by Keelan Sexton standards, but nerves play a part in any county final. No matter how experienced a player you are, they're going to take a part. And a kick out coming from Sean O'Brien. Sean O'Brien, what a transformation this man has made to goalkeeper from Miltown. Goes long out his side, out for Conor Cleary. Cleary is beaten, and this as the ball drops to Keith King. Keith King gives it to Dermot Coughlin. Coughlin being chased up there by Shawnee Malone. Here comes Coughlin, tries to get away, releases the ball back to Shane Hickey. Shane Hickey, the experienced Shane Hickey, and Shane playing around out towards Dermot Coughlin, and the ball comes off the hands of Gordon Kelly, and Shane Hickey has picked up an injury there for Kilmurry Ibrickane, and a line ball going to be taken by in the Coughlin, in Shane, who has played a lot of football, played in the All-Ireland Club Final. The ball is down to Marty McMahon. Marty McMahon gets away from Owen Cleary. Here's Marty, another Moon Tour, gets the ball back to Aidan McCarthy. McCarthy, lively, tries to get away from the challenge of Micheál Murray, fouled by Micheál Murray, as Kilmurry trying to make a gentle run at the Miltown defence. It's a free for Keelan Sexton. Keelan going to kick this one off the ground again, 48 metres out from the Miltown goal into whatever breeze is in it. Taken dead straight in front. Keelan going having a go. Keelan, who's one of the top footballers in the country, didn't play the championship with Clare this year due to having a sojourn in America, but refreshed, kicks this one. This is a great kick from Sexton. There's the first score of the game. A tremendous point from the boot of Keelan Sexton, Martin.
Yes, a fantastic free kick by Keelan, and went over the bar. It wasn't just over, he did well over the bar, and a great score for Kilmurry on the road.
And a kick out for Sean O'Brien. Here comes Sean, going here towards this stand side, looking for Oisín Looney. Looney blocks it down, but it comes to Inda Coughlin. Inda Coughlin gives it to Dermot. Here's Dermot trying to take on Shawnee Malone. Gets it back out to King. King gives it back to Inda. The Garda Here with the ball, gets the ball back, gets it back out to Daniel Walsh. Daniel Walsh with a great semi-final, out to Dara Sexton. Here comes Sexton, gets the ball back out to Walsh. Walsh recycles it out to Sexton. Sexton kicks this one up in the air. It's not gone, but who's back there is Brian Curtin. We see who. And a challenge there. I tell you that Ireland could have done with a challenge like that just in the World Cup, Martin.
Well, Mike Logan went in hard there, but it was fair, and it was just a freeze. There was nothing more, and the play continues.
And here come Kilmurry, or here comes St. Joseph Miltown with Owen Cleary back around his own half back line, going to pop the ball, pops it back to the twin brother Connor. Here comes Connor nonchalantly coming across into the Kilmurry half of the field, looking for support, and who's there only better than Owen Cleary. Owen, the centre forward, the talisman, going to kick a lovely low ball, looking for McDonough, but it's Darren Hickey, and Hickey sweeps up behind, gives it out to Mark Killeen gives it out to Michael Hogan, out to Aidan McCarthy gives it out to Dermot Coughlin. Good to see Dermot back on the field to play, suffered a serious injury earlier on there, but Coughlin gets the ball back, gets to Shane Hickey, a foul there on Dermot Coughlin, a high challenge there by Kieran Malone, and Shane Hickey leaves the ball for Dermot Coughlin to take this free. 70 metres out, or just goes back into his own half and goes back looking for the experienced Darren Hickey. Here comes Darren Hickey. Darren switches the play across, gets it to Marty McMahon gives it out to Walsh. Here comes Walsh, gives it back to Dara Sexton, his half-back partner, and Dara Sexton gives it back to Walsh, and Walsh gives it to King. King may be late coming onto the field, but I tell you one thing, he's coming through with it now. Gets it back to Sexton out to Shane Hickey, a shot from Shane Hickey. Unfortunately, the finish didn't match the build-up. Tremendous build-up play from Kilmurry Ibrickane, Martin.
Well, you have to hand it to Kilmurry there now. They're playing very well, very good attacking move there, and they got the ball to Shane, and he was very unlucky. The ball just went inches outside the post.
Yeah, and the breeze took it Taylor. Then Sean O'Brien with the kick out from Miltown. It's 1 point for Kilmurry Ibrickane. No score yet for St. Joseph Miltown. We've gone 6 minutes, and the ball is out with Gerard Curtin. Gerard Curtin gives it back out to Conor Cleary from the pass of Shawnee Malone. Here comes Conor Cleary coming into the Kilmurry half. Gives the ball back to Aidan McGuan. Here comes Aidan McGuan. Cleary and McGuan are in the half back line for Kilmaley in the hurling, and they're dovetailing nicely as the ball is kicked into McDonough. McDonough takes Darren Hickey for a tour, and he gives it out to Owen Cleary. Cleary coming off his left hand side. The ball is popped into Kieran Malone. A shot, a great save by the goalie McInerney. Great save. I thought Kieran Malone was in there. Great build-up play. This county final is really beginning to open up there, and the ball is with Aidan McCarthy out to Niall Hickey. Niall, who made a big contribution when introduced in the semi-final, and the ball is out with Daniel Walsh coming across his own half back line. Who is he going to give it? He's going to give it to Dermot Coughlin. Dermot ties it Turden Aidan McGuan, and gets away, and here comes Coughlin speedily picking up the yards as he tries to take on the challenge of Ocean Looney. He's gone through Gordon Kelly's challenge as well, and he's pulled down by Gordon Kelly. And indeed, Martin, Dermot Coughlin having a big influence here in early proceedings here in this county final.
Yeah, a very good run there by Dermot, but the last attack there, Miltown, was their best move of the match so far, and Kieran Malone was in, but Ian McInerney made a fantastic save and kept a clean sheet there for Kilmurry, and moved the ball up the field now, and it's a free on the D for Keelan.
Yeah, indeed, Keelan, who got the opening score of the game from a 45. Can he double Kilmurry's lead here in this county final here, live and clear, GA TV in the social media? And Keelan, indeed, makes no mistake, it's Kilmurry Ibrickane, 2 points. St. Joseph's Miltown yet to score, 8 minutes gone, and you can see by the crowd, massive crowd in, and getting great enjoyment from these early stages, Martin.
Yes, Kilmurry have started a better team now, and they've got two good scores there, and they seem to have settled better. Miltown haven't really settled yet, so we'll have to wait and see. If they need to be getting a score or two on the board now.
And the ball makes its way out to Aidan McGuan. Aidan McGuan gives it out to Owen O'Brien. Owen O'Brien gives it back to McGuan, but it's intercepted by Dermot Coughlin. Dermot, who suffered an injury down there earlier on in the league game, gives it out to Sexton. Here comes Sexton. Is he going to shoot off his left? Being chased down by Gordon Kelly, but the ball comes back to Shane Hickey. Shane Hickey gives it back to Sexton. Sexton going to shoot a shot from Keelan, but unfortunately there's a tail in this one, and indeed there's no doubt about it. If Keelan Sexton gets any chance, Martin, he's going to have a pot.
Yeah, well, he had a good chance there, even though he was shooting under a bit of pressure. Just went narrowly wide. Was a good chance and a good attempt.
2 points to no score, and the ball is out with Gerard Curtin. The quick ball from Sean O'Brien. Here comes St. Joseph Miltown up along on the far side of the field. The ball going to be looking for Kieran Malone. It goes back now into the hands of Gerard Curtin. Curtin switches across to Shawnee Malone. Shawnee Malone, here comes Shawnee, crossing over his own 65. Shawnee, who can play anywhere, being chased down by Michael Hogan. Going to release the ball back to Looney. Looney gives it to Conor Cleary instead. Here comes Conor. Conor gives it back to the talisman, the leader, Gordon Kelly. Gordon Kelly with a sharp pass out to Conor Cleary. Conor Cleary with a lovely pop pass into Oisin Looney. Looney gives it in towards Cormac Murray, and this is the man that wanted the ball. Murray, a shot off his left foot from Cormac Murray. Unfortunately, there's a tail in that, and it goes to the right hand side wide. But indeed, it's gone wide. I think was it Chris Maguire? They were St. Joseph's were looking for a 45, but it's gone to the right hand side and gone wide. I'm not sure. Indeed, is he given a free in, Martin, for the pullback on Cormac Murray?
I think nobody seems too sure what he's given.
Yeah, it looks like he's pulling back for as Cormac Murray kicked off his left foot there. He was pulled back there by Mark Killeen. Is going to give a chance just outside the D. The first chance for Owen Cleary. Can he narrow the deficit? 10 minutes gone here. Kilmurry Ibrickane in the lead by 2 points to no score. And here comes Owen Cleary for St. Joseph Miltown. Can he open the scoring? A shot off his left foot. And indeed, it narrows the deficit. It's what St. Joseph Miltown, they needed that score, Martin, and they needed it badly.
Yeah, well, probably a bit lucky to get that free there now, because Cormac got his shot off, even though it went wide. But it was well put over there by Owen.
Yeah, and here's that kick over from Cleary as he puts it over the bar. We get back with the play, and the ball is out with Kieran Morrissey. Morrissey gives it to Hogan. Hogan being chased up there by Kieran Malone. Space at the premier. Hogan turns Kieran Malone, and he's making a dart and run down along the sideline. Returns back for looking for Morrissey. Morrissey gives it into Aidan McCarthy. McCarthy going to play this ball across to Daniel Walsh. Indeed, here comes Walsh. Walsh, one of the new members of the Kilmurry team, playing around with it, gives the ball back to the experienced man Marty. Marty knows all about county finals. Indeed, here comes Aidan McCarthy. McCarthy, a young gun, a tremendous talent, hurler and footballer, being chased down by Conor Cleary. Indeed, Cleary makes it well known there as he forces Aidan McCarthy to overcarry Cleary in tremendous shape there. The ball is back there with Brian Curtin. Brian Curtin gives it back. Here comes St. Joseph Miltown. Here comes, is it in O'Gorman? O'Gorman coming out. Indeed, it's Owen O'Brien. Owen O'Brien gives it to Curtin. Gives it to Shawnee. Shawnee injecting a bit of pace as he takes the challenge at Dermot Coughlin, and I'm not too sure about that one. Shawnee, I think he just took the challenge, Martin.
Well, it looked like Shawnee was challenged by Dermot Coughlin, and thought he was going to get the free, but the referee decided otherwise and gave a free against Shawnee.
Yeah, indeed. I think Dermot Coughlin was only holding up, and Shawnee couldn't go anywhere. But Dermot Coughlin took a hard challenge there. But the ball is in the hands of Enda Coughlin. 12 minutes gone here in the first half of the senior county final. Kilmurry in the ascendancy by Cooley in the 1. It's Kilmurry 2 points, St. Joseph's Miltown 1 point. No card accruing to Shawnee Malone or Renton on that occasion. I thought maybe the Shawnee might have got the free, as you'd often find a free given for obstruction, but Chris Maguire, the referee, saw differently, and in the Coughlin there with Dermot. So Chris Maguire checking to the whereabouts of Dermot Coughlin, explaining to Dermot Coughlin why he got a free. I'm not sure, but the free is with in the Coughlin, a man who was a member of the Clare Senior Management Committee under the mentorship of Colm Collins. And here comes Marty McMahon. Marty McMahon being chased down now by Owen Cleary. Here comes Dermot Coughlin. Coughlin goes low to the ground, glides around the ground here. Here comes Coughlin. And a lot of ball here in this early stages of the county final. Gives the ball back into Daniel Walsh, the young guns, as Walsh injects a bit of pace as he tries to go past Conor Cleary. But Cleary, you don't get past Conor Cleary too easy, and definitely you don't get past this man Gordon Kelly. And the ball is which Shane Hickey tries to pick it up, but indeed it is in the O'Gorman, the fullback or the cornerback, coming out there for St. Joseph's Miltown, or Gerard Curtin on that occasion. And Brian Curtin gives the ball back to Sean O'Brien. Sean O'Brien gives it back out to Gerard Curtin, and St. Joseph Miltown are going to start all over again. Here comes Gerard Curtin. Brian Curtin in close proximity, adding support, and here comes Curtin, gives it to Brian, and Brian adds a bit of pace. I tell you, this man This man is some athlete. Brian Curtin gets a lovely low ball, looking for McDonough. Two big men inside. McDonough again. Hickey, a lovely pick up from Darragh McDonough. Hickey has fouled him. The advantage is accruing. The ball is back with Conor Cleary. Conor Cleary, what's Conor going to do with this one? Conor coming across the field, gets the ball back to the man who started the head attack is Brian Cleary. Gives it out to Cormac Murray. Out to Conor, back to Conor Cleary. Saying Kilmurry Ibrickane have all the bodies back as it comes to Aidan McGuan. Aidan McGuan now trying to get away from the challenge of Dermot Coughlin. McGuan and fouled by Dermot Coughlin, and maybe Aidan lucky to get a free on that occasion, Martin.
Yeah, it was certainly 50-50, and I think Aidan was lucky to get the free, but Chris Maguire decided that Dermot was a transgressor there and give the free into Miltown.
And a free going to be taken by Owen Cleary off the ground with his left foot, 15 metres in from the sideline here on the stand side, about 35 metres out from the Kilmurry goals, as Ian McInerney, who's manning the goals here at the LD end. Here comes Owen. A tricky breeze in place for the free takers here today. Owen gives it, lets it out, very much out to depth, but the ball comes in, and the ball is caught inside by Inda Coughlin. And here comes Inda Coughlin, fouled by Darragh McDonough, and Inda throws his hands up there and recycles the ball back to Marty McMahon, but Owen Cleary was in close proximity. Marty McMahon needed good hands on that occasion, and he gets great hands. He gets it out to Darragh Sexton. Here comes Sexton coming up, going to give the ball out to Daniel Walsh. Here comes Walsh as he injects the pace. He gets away from Micheál Murray and Cormac Murray, and fouled there by Cormac Murray. Indeed, Martin, this Daniel Walsh, a player for the future, young player, showing no nerves, taking the game to Miltown.
Well, the semi-final was the first time I've seen him, and he had a very good attacking game that day, and he seems to be playing well again today. So, Miltown will have to try and stop him going up the field.
Yeah, the game hasn't really taken much of a pattern yet here as we're here. 15 minutes, we're just gone through the first quarter over here in the county final 2019. The ball is with Walsh. Walsh gives it back to Morrissey. It's Kieran Morrissey who's doing the marking job on Owen Cleary. Gets the ball out to Inda. Going to release the ball. Comes back across the field to play. Going to give it to Marty McMahon. Indeed, he switches it across to Daniel Walsh. And here comes Walsh. Walsh, is he going to give it to Shane Hickey? No, turns back and gives it to McCarthy. Instead, releases the ball into Coughlin. Coughlin goes long on this occasion. Just space for Keelan Sexton. Well spotted by, and the ball out to King. A shot from King with a great block down there by Brian Curtin of all people. The ball is, and a free out. But Martin, a warning for Miltown. Great ball in from Inda Coughlin, who spotted the run of Keelan Sexton going into space.
Yeah, very good move by Kilmurry. Inda, of course, is a very accurate player and never gives the ball away. But he saw Keelan making the run, give the ball to him, and laid it off to Keith King, and Miltown done very well to block that attempt to the score.
Yeah, and the ball is out now. Here comes the cornerback. The cornerback is in there. Gorman gets the ball back out to Aidan McGuan, the wing back, being chased down. Gets a great pop pass into Kieran Malone. Malone gives it down to Micheál Murray. Here comes Micheál Murray. Recycles the ball back there for Kieran Malone, but it overhits the pass and it comes to Darragh Sexton. And Darragh Sexton gives it to Marty McMahon. Marty McMahon gives it to Aidan McCarthy, and Kilmurry now have it in the hand of Michael Hogan. Michael Hogan attacking the Miltown defence. Gets the ball back to McCarthy. McCarthy covering a lot of ground early on, being flanked by Gordon Kelly. And here comes McCarthy. Is he going to cross this ball? There's a great cross-field ball looking for Keelan Sexton, but the ball goes out as a tailor. They were trying to get Keelan Sexton 1-on-1 there with Johnny Malone, but Malone stick doggedly to the task. And here's O'Brien, a quick kick out, and O'Brien kicks it out to Owen O'Brien. Here comes Owen O'Brien from Miltown. And here come Miltown with Darragh McDonough. Space for Darragh McDonough as all the Miltown players stood back. Conor Cleary pops the ball into Murray and Mark Killeen. Here comes Cormac Murray. Can he take on Mark Killeen? Cormac going shooting with the right foot. A shot from Cormac Murray was a tail, and that goes out to the left hand side and gone wide. And indeed, Martin, I suppose he had to shoot as support was very, very slack.
Yeah, well, it was good. Miltown played the ball well around the middle of the field, and Cormac made a good run in the corner forward position. Got the ball, but he took a shot under pressure from Mark Killeen, and it just went outside the post.
And a good kick out there for McInerney. Well won by Hogan, who gives it to Marty McMahon. Keith King now going to be chased by Kieran Malone. And Keith King, who he might have been late onto the field, but he's making a big impression as the ball comes out to Sexton out to Darragh Walsh. Advantage accruing. Darragh Walsh gets it out to Keelan. Keelan gets out in front of Shani Malone on this occasion. Being bottled up by 2 or 3 midfielders. Into Gorman, in to help as Keelan and Dev. Keelan going back the right way to having gone backwards. And Keelan Sexton being fouled for over carrying. And indeed, that's tremendous play from the defence of St. Joseph's Miltown. Martin, they had Keelan Sexton, they had him going in the wrong direction.
Well, I see Keelan has moved into the full forward line now. Shani Malone is taking him up. But on that occasion, Keelan just didn't have the support to lay the ball off. and as a result, Miltown got 2 or 3 players around him, and he ended up giving the free to Miltown.
I need a free going to be taken by Brian Curtin. Brian Curtin, who was covering off the ground here in the first 18 minutes here of the first half here of the senior county final here in Cusack Park. And Brian Curtin, what's he going? He goes back for Shawnee, back out to Brian Curtin. Here comes Curtin, going to give it to Inda O'Gorman. O'Gorman going to give it to Gordon. Gordon, the team captain, going to go across towards Owen O'Brien as Miltown try to spread the play and try and bring Kilmurry on towards him. Here comes O'Brien, going to give it to Brian Curtin, who always makes that run, injects a bit of pace as he's being tracked there by Inda Coughlin to the elder statement. Good tackle by Coughlin as he dispossesses Brian Curtin. The ball comes out to Hogan for Kilmurry Ibrickane. 2-1 in favour of Kilmurry. The ball is with Shane Hickey. Shane gets the ball back to Morrissey. Here comes Morrissey, who gives it to King. King, the team captain, gives it back to Dara Sexton. Both teams going over and back across the field, back and waiting for the run of Keelan. Here comes Keelan Sexton, being marked now by Shawnee Malone. The ball comes back to Dermot Coughlin. Coughlin being challenged there by Kieran Malone, who gets the ball. Here comes Dermot Coughlin going in towards the corner, being chased by Conor Cleary. Here comes Coughlin, and a pull down there by Inda O'Gorman. And indeed, Kilmurry, their forwards, they're maybe making these Miltown backs work very, very hard, Martin.
Well, they have good forwards, and Dermot, made a good run there, held onto the ball, and got a free in, which Keelan is about to take now on the 21-metre line.
Yeah, indeed, you could see Dermot Coughlin being pulled down there by Inda O'Gorman, so a free in and a chance for Keelan Sexton to add to Kilmurry's lead. It's 2 points for Kilmurry, 1 point for St. Joseph's Miltown, a free just outside the 14-metre line, halfway between the goals and the sideline here, as Sean O'Brien and his defence man the goal at the town end. And here comes Keelan. Keelan strikes it, and straight over the bar. 3 points for Kilmurry, 1 point for St. Joseph's Miltown. And it's fair to say, Martin, in these early stages, Kilmurry have the supremacy.
Yeah, Kilmurry have settled better in the first whatever, 10 or 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and they seem to be more comfortable on the ball, moving the ball better. And Miltown have not really put any great moves of any great significance together yet.
And maybe just about the ball is with Aidan McGuan and Marty Morris, and Marty, as he said, Marty Morrissey. Marty, of course, a proud Quilty man also, but a free there given away by Marty McMahon. Aidan McGuan was quick enough to get his foot in and deflect the ball away, and knew the challenge was coming from Marty McMahon. A free in going to be taken by the right boot of Cormac Murray. 35 metres out here, 15 metres in from the stand. A very packed stand over here in Cusack Park. Great crowd in, as we said, for this eagerly anticipated senior county final between near neighbours and nearly fellow parishioners of St. Joseph's Miltown and Kilmurry Ibrickane. And it's safe to say, Martin, the game hadn't really hit the highlights as of yet.
Well, you see, there's a lot of tension on both sides. Both sides are being very cautious. They're getting bodies behind the ball, and as a result, you're not having a free-flowing game. So, Cormac Murray put that wide there now, which is a blow to Miltown. But both sides are playing, getting bodies back behind the ball. So it's hard to. There's very little space and very little room to open up the games.
Yeah, indeed, space is at a premium, and Ken Murray atone for his miss as he gives the ball out to McDonough, who had a very good semi-final. The full forward has to come out deep to try and find position. Release the ball into Conor Cleary. Conor shoots off his right hand side, and indeed, I tell you, the shooting boots are not on for St. Joseph Miltown here in the first half. The score remains after 22 minutes of the first half. It's Kilmurry Ibrickane, 3 points. St. Joseph's Miltown, Cooley in the one, and kick him off on Coolbara, Ian McInerney, and Ian gets the ball out, looks for Kieran Morrissey coming out, recycles the ball back to Ian McInerney, the man with the left boot, the good left boot. He's coming across, sprays the ball across to Inda Coughlin back deep, as he often invariably is for the Kilmurry men, back in his own back line. Inda nonchalantly coming across, going to switch the ball to Marty McMahon. Marty now being started up by Kieran Malone, and here comes Marty McMahon. Soft as enough free for Marty and Kieran. A bit of after stare from Kieran and here comes Kieran. Marty McMahon gets the ball into Shane Hickey for Kilmurry Ibrickane. Here comes Shane turning now and going across into the Miltown 65, and he gets the ball. He's gone for the run of Sexton now being chased by Indy O'Gorman, but he gives it to Sexton gives it out to Hogan. Is Hogan going to shoot off his left foot? A shot from Michael Hogan. That's tremendous play from Kilmurry Ibrickane, Martin, and the kick pass from Shane Hickey into space to Sexton with the quick pass off the shoulders. It's Hogan over the bar. 4-1 Kilmurry.
That's another very good move by Kilmurry, and Shane used the ball very well. A very good accurate kick into Keelan, who laid it off, and they got a good score from Michael Hogan.
Yeah, and Sean O'Brien's kick out goes astray again as it's been picked up by Dermot Coughlin. McCarthy won that ball, gives it to, I tell you, there's strength in this man from Coughlin. He may be small in stature, but he overcarries on that occasion. Maybe was entitled to free, he maybe had the jersey pulled, but the ball is a free for St. Joseph Miltown and Conor Cleary. Miltown need to have a bit of urgency to their attack. Here comes Gerard Curtin and Gordon Kelly going into one another's way, and the ball is now out with Conor Cleary. Here comes Conor for St. Joseph's Miltown, the reigning county champions. He gets the ball up to the twin brother, his Owen. Space at a premium for Owen as he's been marked by Cian Morrissey, but he gets the ball back into Gerard Curtin being pulled there, and the ball comes out to a good shot there from Malone. A shot from Cian Malone. That's a tremendous response, and that's the best score of the game, Martin.
Well, a good move by Miltown. They're slowly getting into the game now, and they move the ball well there, and worked the ball into Kieran, who could put a good ball over the bar from 30 yards.
Double scores here in Cusick Park. 4 points for Kilmurry Ibrickane, 2 points for St. Joseph Miltown. The ball is with Mark Killeen. Killeen is robbed by Owen Cleary. Owen Cleary tries to get away from the challenge of Killeen, who robs him in touch, and the ball comes out to Sexton. Sexton gives it to Daniel Walsh. Daniel Walsh being chased, and the ball comes out to Keith King, who releases the ball to Marty McMahon, and Marty plays around with it, takes all the heat out of the situation and switches the play across here to Darragh Sexton. We're gone 25 minutes here in the first half of the county final. Darragh Sexton gives the ball back, releases it back into Coughlin. Coughlin gets the ball back to Daniel Walsh, the old gun to the young gun, who gives it across to Hogan, the man for all seasons. Here comes Hogan and Walsh. Walsh goes up to the much needed support. Hogan, who got a great last point there for Kilmurry, pops the ball into Marty McMahon. Marty is being met with a lovely challenge there, shoulder challenge from Owen O'Brien, who drops the ball. And St. Joseph Miltown beginning to increase the intensity here. Great challenge there from O'Brien, and the ball comes back to Shawnee Malone. Shawnee Malone gets the ball out to Kieran Malone. Here comes Malone for that last point. Can he inject more for St. Joseph Miltown? Gives it back to the leader. The leader is Gordon Kelly. Gordon Kelly being hounded there by Keelan Sexton. He gives it back to Conor Cleary. Cleary gives it back to Shawnee Malone. Here's Shawnee Malone as he injects a bit of pace as he comes across the ball into the Kilmurry Ibrickane half of the field. Back to Darragh McDonough. McDonough now out. The run is made by Murray, but the ball is cut out by Michael Hogan. You can see Hogan could turn up anywhere. Gives it out to Niall Hickey, who releases the ball to Morrissey. All bodies back. No one within 80, 70 metres now of the St. Joseph Miltown goal. The only man is back is Brian Curtin. Keelan Sexton now makes his way up in towards the edge of the D as it comes to Darragh Sexton. Darragh Sexton back to Inda Coughlin, waiting for bodies to move forward, and he releases the ball back to Michael Hogan as Kilmurry go backwards, and the ball comes back to Marty McMahon, the centre back, and now he's going to go backwards and give it to Mark Killeen, who's spent a bit of time during his career in Australia. Here comes Killeen, giving it back out to Daniel Walsh. Trying to take on Gordon Kelly, and he's been pulled back there by Cormac Murray, being robbed by Gordon Kelly. I tell you don't mess around with Gordon Kelly, one of the top defenders in the country. I was surprised he wasn't nominated for an All-Star this year. And the ball comes out to Looney, back to Gordon Kelly, and Kelly just switches the ball across to Owen O'Brien. Owen O'Brien gives it to Shawnee Malone. Shawnee Malone gives the ball into Micheál Murray. Here comes Micheál Murray. Hasn't been much in the game, Micheál, but he's going to give the ball back to Cormac Murray, and Cormac Murray is being pulled back by Mark Killeen and Patience from St. Joseph's Miltown as they work their way into a scoreable position, Martin.
Well, they're working the ball slowly up the field, not as fast as one would hope, but they're being patient, work the ball in there, and Cormac was fouled as he made an attempt to get that ball.
And a free in for Owen Cleary. 27.5 minutes gone here in a very tight first half here in Cusick Park. Here live on Clare GATV in association with our media partners Down Media. Ken Owen Cleary. Owen strikes it off the left foot. We're back to the minimum in Cusick Park. It's 4 points for Kilmurry, 3 points for St. Joseph's Miltown. And a quick kick out there for me and McNerney. They don't give him much time here, and the ball is back with Marty. Marty gives it to Darragh Sexton, who's in touch. Turner is going to make ground, and he's going to give it to Key King. He gives it to Daniel Walsh, and he runs as a support play, and he picks up the pop pass from Walsh. Here comes Darragh Sexton out to Dermot Coughlin. Dermot hugging the touchline here. I thought he was very much out over the touchline. He feet when the ball was kept in play, and the referee going to have a word there with Oisin Looney. Dermot Coughlin coming in for plenty of attention from the St. Joseph's Miltown defence. We're back to the minimum indeed. It's a yellow card for Oisín Looney, a high tackle there for Oisín. Dermot Coughlin, as we said, a prodigious talent, suffered a serious leg injury in a league game in Armagh earlier on in the year, but the Mary Immaculate student, you know, of Livy Sall, and it's great to see him making a full recovery. Gets in, his manager comes in to check on his well-being, and Coughlin up and moving again, and Aidan McGuan checking, he's very close to him. I don't think Aidan will be checking too much on his well-being, and he's a free going to be taken by Shane Hickey. Shane goes back to Daniel Walsh, who releases the ball back to Shane Hickey. Here comes Shane from Miltown as Morrissey runs into the gap. The man playing centre back wearing 4 as he gets the ball off to Aidan McCarthy. Aidan McCarthy being held up there by Shawnee Malone, who gives the ball back to Dermot Coughlin, back to Shane Hickey. Here comes Shane Hickey. Shane gets the ball, and he gets to try to get the ball in for the run of Sexton. But indeed, Brian Curtin, the work rate of Brian Curtin has to be seen to be believed.
Brian's an unbelievable athlete up and down the field, and for his size, he makes up for it with his speed. He's a great runner and very fast, and a big asset to Miltown.
And indeed, as we see Brian Curtin, he's been fouled. He intercepted the possession there for Kilmurry. Ibrickane, and a free out going to be taken. And indeed, Brian Curtin gone down to get a well-deserved break there. In fairness, being Chris Maguire and Pat Crosby coming in to check as his well-being. We're coming into the dying moments here of the first half here in Cusick Park. Just gone over the 30 minutes. Kilmurry in the ascendancy by Cooley 1. It's Kilmurry, Kira Colini, Nabukali off St. Dave Joseph, 3 Colini. 2 minutes of added time being put up on the board by our fourth official, Fergal Gray, as Brian Curtin going taking this free. What can Brian trying to look for support, goes back to Shawnee Malone, and Shawnee Malone, here comes Shawnee, the fullback, gets the ball back to Brian Curtin. Brian Curtin gives it out to Gordon as Miltown being pinned back in their own 21, pops the lovely pass off to Curtin, and Curtin going to come across, gives it back out to Shawnee Malone. Miltown patiently playing around with the ball on their own 21, and the ball is back with Shawnee. Here comes Shawnee Malone. Shawnee going to give it to Conor Cleary indeed as Miltown get the bodies back. The ball is out to Aidan McGuan here out on the wing. Here's Aidan McGuan going to give it back, looks back to Shawnee Malone. Miltown, are they going to play out until half time? They need to get the ball up. It is Conor Cleary moving across his own half back line as Kilmurry spread up, and the ball comes for Brian Curtin to inject a bit of pace, and he does, gets away from Niall Hickey. Here comes Brian, gone in now, waiting for Garrod to move on for him. Garrod Curtin moves on for him, but Kilmurry have plenty of bodies back. Here comes Garrod Curtin, he's going to give it to, and he's been called for a double bounce and a free for Michael Hogan and Kilmurry, and the ball is back with Shane Hickey, and the call for Marty McMahon as Darren McTunnell closed down there, and it comes to the big strong man Darren Hickey as Darren comes out. Darren gives the ball out to Marty McMahon, and Marty sprays the ball across here out towards Mark Killeen, out towards into Coughlin as Kilmurry switch the play. It's one Coughlin to the other. It's Dermot into Dermot as Dermot comes up. Dermot taking a challenge there from Micheál Murray. Dermot goes to ground, and the ball is robbed by Kieran Malone. Kieran Malone gets the ball back to Owen O'Brien. Owen O'Brien does well as he gives it to Looney, to Gordon Kelly. Kelly gives the ball out to Kieran Malone. Malone gives it to Conor Cleary, and here comes the build-up. 2 big men tackle there. It gives out to Owen Cleary. We're in the dying moments here of the first half. About 2 minutes allotted by the match official Chris Maguire. It's out to Cormac Murray. Cormac takes a hefty challenge from Keelan Sexton, but Gordon recovers the ball as he gives it out to Conor Cleary. Conor Cleary gets the ball into Aidan McGuan. Here come Miltown, can they level parity? McGuan, here comes Aidan McGuan going to shoot. He gets the ball out to the fullback Shawnee Malone. A shot for Shawnee Malone, and to win the score before half time, and we're back at level pegging Martin Flynn, and that's just the score that Miltown wanted, as Ian McInerney, as the referee blows for half time. And what a boost for St. Joseph Miltown as they win from half time. A magnificent point from Shawnee Malone.
Yes, a very good attack and play from Shawnee there, supporting the attack, and done very well and put a good ball over the bar, and the score that Miltown needed at this present time, because Kilmurry have definitely been the better team in the first half, and have worked their socks off and deservedly in the lead.
Indeed, level pegging is as we started here at half time. 4 points all. 4 points here as David O'Brien goes out. He tries to get his charges into the dressing room as quick as possible. They're going to have an award. The Minters are going to have an award down there. See David O'Brien, is he waiting for a word with Chris Maguire? No, indeed he's not. They're having an award with the fourth official, Pat Coggrove, down there. I'm not sure what David is what he's quizzing about. He's something he's not happy about anyway, for sure. But Martin, even Stephen in the first half. It's as we started, we were expecting a close, tight game. That's exactly what we got.
Well, you can see both teams are cautious, are probably afraid of each other, or afraid to open up or give the space to the other team. Both teams are getting plenty of bodies behind the ball, playing the short and trying to work from there. But as we expected, it's not very high scoring. Both teams will find it hard to get the scores on the board. And actually, I thought we were still a point behind you. That Shawnee's score brought the scores level there at half time. So as I said, it's the same as when we started, and a tremendous second half in store here.
Yeah, indeed, a tremendous second half in store, and hopefully the game will open up into, maybe get a better game of football. But it's tight, county finals are not easily won, and both teams not giving away much as we're here as the Aero Fogs team of 1994 being led out there by their captain Sean Lyon. They won the county final exactly 25 years ago. And tell you, Martin Flynn, time moves fast.
Yes, it's hard to believe, some of those lads still look very fit and very fresh. But, they were an outstanding team in 94 and had a very good championship win. The first time that Dura Bearfield and Aero came together, and, they were a tremendous outfit and a great championship win that year.
Yeah, indeed, a great championship win. As in fairness, a lot of them look in peak condition. I know, I can see Barry Keating down there, a man who's one of the top now referees in the county. I think Kieran O'Neill also down there. Kieran, and Shawnee Dine comes across. But looking back on the first half, Martin, there's no doubt Kilmurry flood the bodies back, and space is at a premium.
Yeah, well, in fairness to Horst, he's a very good system set up there where, Kilmurry are very hard to play against. As you said, they get plenty of bodies back. They have 7, 8, 9 defenders there at various times, and try and crowd the player in possession or slow down the attack. And when they get the ball, then they're very good to hold it up and play support to one another. That sometimes they might stand up for a few seconds while they look at their next move or see what they're going to do next. And as a result, then they keep possession of the ball. They're working slowly up the field. And then when Keelan or Dermot Coughlin get it, they're always in danger. And they've had a very good, better team in the first half so far.
Yeah, and indeed, I suppose Martin invariably Keelan Sexton, one of the top, as Marty Morrissey hits Martin Flynn a belt going out there. But in fairness, Sexton, one of the top forwards in the country, and he's been closely marked there by the Miltown defence. But you can see from the tactic of Kilmurry is they're waiting patiently and waiting for the run of Keelan Sexton.
Yeah, well, naturally, Keelan had a man of the match by a mile here in the semi-final. They got some fantastic scores, and Miltown naturally have to try and cut down the space or cut down the amount of possession he gets because he's dangerous every time he gets the ball. He can score off left and right, and it's very hard to mark when and he's also physically very strong when he gets possession of the ball. He's hard to shrug off or hard to take the ball off him. So we'll just have to wait and see if Miltown need to contain him in the second half.
Yeah, indeed, as Kieran O'Neill comes across to collect his presentation from the car here, look, Joe Cooney. Goal chances have been very few and far between in the game, and I suppose Miltown got that one chance, but a good save by Ian McInerney.
Yeah, that was probably the only clear-cut chance in the first half, and it was a very good move by Miltown, but a fantastic save by Ian McInerney. He got down low. Cormac Murray done what he should do, kept the ball low and kept it on the ground, but Ian made a fantastic save, and that was a great boost for Kilmurry and the blower for Miltown. It would have been a great start for Miltown if he had scored that. But credit to Ian McInerney for a great save.
Yeah, indeed. Ollie Baker, a member of the Clare All-Ireland winning team in 95 and 97, come across to get his now followed by a man, Martin. He was your goalkeeper in 1992, James Hanrahan, a man who's given great service.
There's a couple of them there with Aero giving great service. So club and county there, James Hanrahan and Kieran O'Neill on the football side of it, and Ollie Baker, Steve Mack there in the hurling, and was also Cathal Shannon there, a great stalwart for Aero and Clare over the years. But there's they had a very good team that year, and were deserving championship winners. And it's a great idea to bring these teams back 25 years on, and good to see them all looking fit and well and fresh, because I think they were out the last 2 nights, so they look fresh, whether they feel fresh or not.
Yeah, whatever looks good, looks can deceive. But looking back on the first half here, Martin, once again, and Kilmurry, we'd go down to Sean first of all, who has Seamus Hayes with him.
Thanks very much, Leo. Yeah, Seamus joined here. We said it would be a low scoring game. It would be compacted, it would be tight, and I suppose that's what we had. It was 3-1 to Kilmurry after 20 minutes. We're at 4-4 now, so Miltown have settled, they've come into the game, and I suppose they'll be happy enough with the way the first half went to be going in level.
Yeah, I think they will. Miltown have come in strong, as you say, in the last 10 minutes in particular, and seem to have settled. A lot of players trying to take a lot out of the ball and maybe over carry it at time or carry it too far. Dermot Coughlin in particular, he's been in great position, but maybe his instructions seem to be to carry the ball as far as they can, and he's been closed down by Miltown, and they're closing down Keelan Sexton as well. But and the other end of it in Kilmurry are given few opportunities to Owen Cleary. The danger men are kind of been marked out. So if there is to be a winner here, it could be somebody that's maybe not fancy to get a score that'll come up, like Shawnee Malone came up there and got less point from Miltown. But there's only 3 scores from play so far in this game, 1 from play to Kilmurry and 2 from play to Miltown. So from that point of view, there seems to be a lot of tenseness there, and fellas are maybe afraid to make a mistake on both sides. So it's going to be very tight.
And even opportunities in general, I think the wide count at the moment is 5 for Kilmurry, 3 for Miltown, and a lot of the Kilmurry opportunities came early in the first half, where I think they had four wides in the first 8 or 9 minutes of the game, through whether it would be bad shot selection or just chances they went to biggin, but the scoring chances are at a minimum.
Yeah, scoring chances are at a minimum. Both defences seem to be handling the situation better. There's not that much happening. A lot of the play seems to be in the middle third of the field, and when it breaks down, then it breaks down that area, and the other side counter attacks, but there's not that much going into either full forward line, which is maybe both would have preferred or would have hoped that they would have got quick ball into the full forward line, but the respective defences seem to be holding firm.
Yeah, and I suppose we've had one kind of goal chance for Miltown there early in the first half, which I suppose a good smothering save produced from Kilmurry, and on the other side I suppose they've got in a few times but just haven't got the shot off.
Yeah, that's right. They've been closed down. Maybe they're trying to take the ball in too close at times, but both defences, as I say, are strong, and both defences are covering well, and their players are dropping back well to make sure that they're back in numbers and smother any chances that either side will create. One mistake could prove vital in this game. It could prove costly for one team and could decide the game. It looks more likely that it's going to be level, and they could very well have a second day out of this.
And it's obvious too the way that they're playing a very similar style of game, whereby once the opposition go on the attack, really it's about getting 13 men back. They're getting behind the ball, they're leaving one man above in the full forward line, and basically just trying to work it out from there. But it's really I suppose congested in as they try to carry it out, and we're seeing a lot of frees for pulling and dragging and different things like that being conceded in as a result of turnovers.
Yeah, that's right, and there's a kind of a swirling wind which is making it difficult for the shooters, if you like, to try and maybe get a shot on target. But there have been the danger men on either side have been well closed down, and they're being smothered when they're trying to have a shot on goal. So it's going to continue. It looks the same way. It may be a change. Some sub that would come on that might swing the game either way at this stage. But certainly it's hard to call it at this stage. It's hard to say who might sneak ahead.
And it doesn't appear that even coming into the last few minutes of it that the game might open up. It seems to be the way that both teams are set up, and they're set up to ensure that they're minimising opportunities for the opposition, and then hoping that they just have enough on the scoreboard at the end of the day.
Yeah, as you say, they're set up to minimise opportunities for the other, and it's as if neither side, both sides are afraid to make a mistake or to give somebody an opening. They're afraid to take a chance. And that's the way it seems to be. I suppose there's so much at stake. Being such close neighbours and rivals, that neither side wants to make the mistake that could swing the game to the opponent. So it's going to be, they're going to err. They're going to make sure they're going to defend strongly, and there will be a lot of players in defence throughout the second half, I feel.
Thanks very much, Seamus Sod. Back over to you, Leo and Martin in the commentary.
Thanks to Seamus. Seamus is finding it very hard to call it, as we are, Martin. And maybe in the first half, Martin, did St. Joseph's Miltown maybe pay too much respect to Kilmurry Ibrickane by sitting back maybe too much?
Yeah, I think Miltown could have pushed up a small bit, or pushed one or two players further forward that seemed to be very cautious and very defensive. And as a result, they're lacking support in the forwards when they get the ball up there. I think in that first half they could have shoved one or two players up to the middle of the field, or maybe forward a small bit, and played it a bit more abandoned, and take a chance, because this chance might never come again. To put the scores on the board. It's going to be a tremendous, hard, tough second half now for both sides. But from Miltown's point of view, they need to be more adventurous and push the bodies forward.
Yeah, and indeed, and the breeze has got stronger here in Cusack Park as we get ready for the start of the second half. Both teams haven't made their way back out on to the pitch as of yet. As we said, a tremendous crowd in here as Christian McGrath and his officials make their way back onto the field to play. And Martin, looking at the Kilmurry team, I suppose Sexton is the main man. Dermot Coughlin, as Seamus Hayes says, seems to be told to carry a lot of ball, but running into a lot of blind daddies, meeting the Miltown wall. Can you see tactics maybe staying the same, or will someone change things around a bit, or would you expect much of the same here at the start of the second half?
No, I don't see either team changing tactic. They're going to try and keep going and see what both teams are good at it, so they're going to continue to do that. The thing is, Dermot Coughlin there, he's carrying the ball, but because Miltown have bodies back, he's running into trouble, and when one player holds him up, second player comes in and supports him, and that's the reason he's running into trouble. And it is hard for both sets of forwards to get space there, so it'll be interesting now in the second half.
Yeah, indeed, as St. Joseph's Miltown make their way back onto the second half. They are the defending champions. Martin does, as Martin has reminded us on a number of occasions. But Martin, it's very hard to put them back to back.
Well, Miltown have found it very hard anyway, because this is our first. No, we had an attempt in 91, which we failed, and the last time Miltown actually have done back to back is 1905 and 1906, I think. So. It's going to have to be a tremendous effort here now in the second half to do today.
Martin, there was a famous common test set of Gerlocknain in 1995 when he was at. Are you going to do it?
Well, personally, I think Kilmurry have been the better team in the first half, and they're playing very well. Unless Miltown are a bit more adventurous and need to up their game and need to play better in the second half if we're going to win this.
Good man, Martin, diplomat as always, and as Chris Maguire waiting to start the second half, and no changes accruing on either side. I see Dermot Coughlin has a head bandage on there, maybe as a result of a little injury picked up in the first half. Niall Hickey has gone back into the full forward line for Kilmurry at the start of the second half, and Dara Sexton taking up his position at wing back, and the second half is on here, and the countdown, and the ball breaks down to Shane Hickey. Shane playing centre forward, 4 points all at the start of the second half. Here comes Shane Hickey. Shane with an early ball in for Keelan, in towards Niall. Niall Sexton puts up his hand, and the ball comes out to Shawnee Malone, and the ball goes out for a 45. Yes, a right decision there. The ball goes out for a 45, an early chance of a score coming, and with no doubt it will be Keelan Sexton who will make his way out to take this one. Indeed, not. They're going to leave it for the left kick of the goalkeeper Ian McInerney, and watching Ian in the pre-match warm-up and the kick around was nonchalantly kicking 45s over the bar at his ease, and Shawnee Malone, who let that ball, who'd have won the ball, thought it had gone off the Kilmurry fella, but look, small things can make big differences, and here's Ian McInerney with the 45, 4 points all here. Ian teeing up the ball for himself here. Is this going to be the start that Kilmurry needed at the start of the second half? 4 points all here in this broadcast here live from Cusack Park on Clare GATV in association with our media partners Dowd Media. Here comes Ian McInerney. The breeze, a swirling breeze blowing across Cusack Park. Ian, as he does in the warm-up, but unfortunately does a tail on this one. Indeed, Martin, the significance of the breeze cannot be underestimated.
No, as we said at the start of the game, there's a breeze across the field there, and we watched the senior B match. A lot of balls tailed out wide, just like that one there, and definitely making a difference to the attempts on goal.
And a great kick out by Sean O'Brien, who found Aidan McGuan, who gives it to O'Gorman. O'Gorman gives it to Gerard Curtin. Gerard Curtin being marked there tightly by Michael Hogan as Kilmurry close up on the Miltown defence, and the ball comes to Aidan McGuan. McGuan gives it to Curtin, who gives it back to McGuan. McGuan gives it to Cleary, and here come Miltown, a lovely pop pass in, but a power pass from Conor Cleary cut out there by Mark Killeen. Mark Killeen gives it to Dara Sexton. Sexton being hounded there by the Miltown boys, and the ball comes back out to Owen Cleary. Owen Owen Cleary trying to get away from Kieran Morrissey. Not an easy thing to do as he takes on Daniel Walsh also. Is he going to pop the ball back out to Cormac Murray? Murray gets the ball back out to Conor Cleary as Miltown go back out the field. Aidan McGuan gives that ball out to the captain is Gordon Kelly, who normally makes the right decision, gives the ball back to McGuan again. Here comes Aidan McGuan trying to get through the defence. He's going to pop a pass, looking for the Brian Curtin. Here comes Curtin. There's a chance for Darren McDonough. He took his eye off the ball, and the foul by Darren McDonough. And Martin Flynn, I see you put your hands in your head. It was the golden chance.
Yes, a very good move by Miltown. They kept possession, worked the ball slowly in, and Brian Curtin made a fantastic run. And as the ball was coming to Dara, it was just a small bit behind him, but he took his eye off it. He was thinking about which side of the goals he was going to kick it before he got the ball, and the chance was gone.
Yeah, indeed, Martin. As you look at it again, Dara was. He was going planting it, there was no doubt about that. He had a green flag in his head, and unfortunately he dropped position. The ball is back from the free from Ian McInerney to Enda Coughlin. We're gone 3 minutes into the second half. Coughlin gets the ball back, looking for Darren Hickey. Hickey, the big strong fullback, gets away from the channels of Cormac Murray. This Hickey's a big strong man, gets the ball back out to Killeen. Killeen gives it out to Kieran Morrissey. Here's Morrissey as Kilmurry tried to come across the field. They give it to the captain, Keith King. The guard gives it back to Hickey. Here comes Hickey, and Hickey being going to be chased by Conor Cleary, but he has the presence of mind to find Mark Killeen. Killeen gives it back to King. Short game being played around now by Kilmurry as the ball goes to Daniel Walsh, who gives it back to Hickey again, who'll release it out to Marty McMahon. Going to be closed down by Owen Cleary. Here comes Marty McMahon, fouled by Owen Cleary, and Marty gives a quick free. Marty was looking for ground there. Hits the ball goes to Dermot Coughlin, gives it back to Marty McMahon. Here comes Martin McMahon, going to be chased down by Aidan McGuan. Here comes McMahon, he takes on the challenge. I thought he was well robbed there by Aidan McGuan, but the ball comes to McMahon. McMahon he's testing the referee at all times there, McMahon. He gives the ball back into Daniel Walsh. Walsh gets away from McDonough. Here comes Daniel Walsh trying to take a challenge. Going to be well robbed there by the wing back. Was it Indo Gorman who won the ball? The ball is back with Shawnee Malone. Malone switched the play out to Gerard Curtin. Curtin has been busy here for St. Joseph's Miltown. The crowd, the decibel levels rise up again as Gerard Curtin trying to make his way. Here comes Curtin, has come a long way. Is he going to shoot? A shot from Curtin, and the ball come back off the post and out to the left hand side and gone wide. I thought maybe Gerard Curtin was going to be. Here comes that shot. He made that run up the field, Martin, and unfortunately it went off the post and out to left and wide.
Yeah, well, a good run by Garrod, and he took a shot there, although the angle was a bit tight. He was a bit unlucky, just hit the post and went wide.
The score remains 4 points on. A keenly contested tight game as the ball is with McKinney. McKinney's pass goes astray to Kieran Malone, but indeed as Hickey arrests the situation for Kilmurry Ibrickane, and he's fouled there by Darren McDonough. Hickey playing well at full back, trying to get a quick ball, but Kilmurry have all the bodies back. He switches the play across, and Conor Cleary intercepts it. A poor pass from Darren Hickey. Here comes Conor Cleary. Cleary gives it back to Murray, and Keith King is down. Murray here, can he get a score for a shot from Murray? And a tremendous point from Cormac Murray from that poor pass from Darren Hickey, which came across. And here comes that free score again, Martin.
Yeah, so ball pass across the field was intercepted. Conor Cleary just managed to get there before the Kilmurry defender, and he kicked the ball, worked the ball into Cormac Murray, who kicked it over the bar.
Yeah, 5 points to 4 in favour of St. Joseph's Miltown, and Keith King, the team captain for Kilmurry Ibrickane, gone down, and Kilmurry could less afford to lose a player of his ability, and they're down a point. Miltown have started the second half in better fashion. 5 points to St. Joseph's Miltown, 4 points to Kilmurry Ibrickane, and Keith King. And the referee calling for attention, Keith King, and Keith King seems to be in a bit of trouble. Indeed, it looks like Eamon Bracken is warming up, the man who made a major influence when he came on in the semi-final against Cratloe, and there's no doubt about it. Bracken, he won't weaken the Kilmurry team in any way, Martin.
Well, when he came on in the semi-final, he was on about 2 or 3 minutes, and he kicked a great score for Kilmurry, and worked very hard for the remainder of the match, and made a big difference in that occasion.
Indeed, King gives the Kilmurry supporters a great boost by getting his play back in the Ian McInerney's ball. He pushes into Coughlin way out to the limits of his powers at Darren whose pass went astray, but he gives the ball out to Aidan McCarthy. Here comes Aidan McCarthy going to take a challenge, being closely down there by Indo O'Gorman. O'Gorman is a tight defender, and that's tremendous play from the Miltown. And indeed, Martin, whatever David O'Brien gave to the boys at half time, the Miltown boys, their intensity has increased threefold.
Yeah, I think we seem to have started a better half anyway, more positive and in a better frame of mind than what we did in the first half. So we'll just see if they can continue now for the full hour.
And the ball is kicked by Aidan McGuan, and I'm not sure Aidan McGuan, is he across the line on that occasion? And Charlotte Donlan, a technical foul given against Aidan McGuan there on that occasion. 5 points to 4 in favour of St. Joseph's Miltown. Nearly 8 minutes gone here as Chris Maguire is going to hop the ball here. So here we're just 45 metres away from the St. Joseph's Miltown goal, and Chris Maguire going throwing up the ball is. I see Eamon Bracken has gone back into the dugout, so Keith King seems to have bypassed that and is fully fit to continue for Kilmurry Ibrickane. Here comes Chris Maguire. There's a lot of bodies in there. He's going to have to put a few of them back, and he throws up the ball between the big men, Cleary and King, and the ball walked out to Hogan. Here comes Hogan, tries to get away from Gordon Kelly, gives the ball back to Shane Hickey. Shane Hickey lobs the ball in, but it's going to be caught inside by O'Brien. The Miltown, the teak tough defender O'Brien gets the presence of mind to find Shawnee Malone. Malone, a shot from Shawnee Malone and a point from Shawnee Malone. Martin Flynn, I've gone to a lot of games in my time. Here's one from Shawnee Malone, and I tell you one, if Miltown lose this one, Shawnee Malone will be reminded this one for the rest of his life.
Well, like yourself, Leo, I've played football for 30 years and watched a lot of it, and never before seen a fella kick a ball over his own bar. But Shawnee was under pressure there, and as he attempted to kick the ball out to the corner, it just skewed off his foot over the bar.
Yeah, indeed, he got the last point before half time, and now he gets the first one of Kilmurry just after the second half. It's Aidan McGuan. That's going to be a trivia question in years to come. Name the Miltown man to score for Kilmurry Ibrickane in the county final. Hopefully for Shawnee Malone that the Miltown boys will be able. Shawnee Malone has the presence of mind and the character to recover from something like that. There was shock as all players just looked around to see the ball going over the bar. Sean O'Brien was trying to wave it wide, but indeed it was given, and a free in now for St. Joseph's Miltown for Cormac Murray. Cormac Murray, can he put St. Joseph's Miltown back into the lead here? A free 35 metres out from the Kilmurry goal, as we said. Ian McInerney man in the goal. Murray has 1 point got from play. Indeed, there's a tail on this one, and he's shooting boots. He has left him at home in Miltown today. We're still level here. We've had everything. 5 points all here, and there's going to be a word there. I see Chris Maguire as Eamon Bracken. Eamon Bracken being introduced to the Kilmurry Ibrickane team, and Niall Hickey, who didn't make maybe the impact that Kilmurry had hoped. He had a tremendous semi-final when he came on against Cracklow, now being replaced by Eamon Bracken as Ed Maloney takes time to recharge the batteries and gets the ball out. The ball is out with Mark Killeen. Mark Killeen gives it to Dara Sexton. Dara Sexton gives it to the main man, Darren Hickey, the big man at fullback. He releases the ball out to Marty McMahon. Space still at a premium, gives the ball back to Hickey. Hickey, who has played out the field and middle of the field also. That his father Paul played for Clare for a number of years, and has county championships won with Kilmurry. The ball is down to the substitute Eamon Bracken. Eamon Bracken comes on the foot of Shawnee Malone, the man who got the last point for Kilmurry Ibrickane, even though he's wearing the Miltown colours. And the ball comes back to Daniel Walsh. Daniel Walsh released the ball out to the midfielder. The midfielder is King. King loses the ball out to Oisin Looney, and here comes Kieran Malone. With Owen Cleary gone on support. Here comes Owen. Malone gives it out to Owen Cleary, being tightly marked by Marty McMahon. Gives the ball back to the brother. It's Connor gives the ball back to Oisin Looney, the midfielder, out to Connor Cleary. A shot from Connor Cleary. Unfortunately, there's a tail on that one, and indeed Martin, Miltown's wavered shooting, letting them down at this stage.
Yes, they had a couple of good chances there, and they kicked both of them wide, and they need to be putting those scores on the board. Scores are hard to come by today, so they could be important at the end of the day.
And the ball is down now. Dara Sexton gives the ball down to Brian Curtin. What a match this county final this man is having. To Shawnee Malone, the man at the moment, for all the wrong reasons. But the ball comes to Oisin Looney. Looney trying to get through the tackle of Shane Hickey. Fouled by Shane Hickey. He gives the ball back to Owen O'Brien. Here's Owen O'Brien. He's going to give it out to the busy Gerard Curtin. Here comes Curtin for St. Joseph's Miltown. Curtin trying to make his way up, gets crossing his own 65 metre line, looking for Micheál Murray, but he goes back for Gordon Kelly always available to add support. The experienced Kelly gives it to Owen O'Brien injects a bit of pace as he gets away from Dermot Coughlin. There's decibels again from the St. Joseph supporters rise. O'Brien, here comes O'Brien, he's going to gets the ball back to Curtin gives it back to Cormac Murray, who gives it back to Owen Cleary cutting across. Is he going to try and gets the ball out to Aidan McGuan? Here comes Aidan McGuan, he is intermittent, setting up the score. The ball out to Darren McDonough tries to get away from Hickey, not an easy task. The ball back to Conor Cleary and a pull back by Darren Hickey and Martin. And Darren Hickey now, for talking back to the referee, brings the free into a more scoreable position for Kilmurry, or for St. Joseph Miltown, but a harsh enough free may be given against Darren Hickey on that occasion.
Yeah, I think Miltown were very lucky to get the free there, and then they were lucky a second time because the referee brought in the 14 yards for Mountain, and as a result it gives Cormac an easy chance for 3 taps over the bar.
And St. Joseph Miltown go back into the lead again. It's 6 points to 5. 13 minutes gone here in the second half of an enthralling senior county final between St. Joseph's Miltown and Kilmurry. Ian McInerney goes short to McInerney as Owen Cleary pushes up, tries to close him down, but the ball goes back to Marty McMahon, no support, so he has to go back to the goalkeeper McInerney, who gives it out to Kieran Morrissey. Here comes Morrissey for Kilmurry Ibrickane, gives it out to Daniel Walsh now being fronted up by Conor Cleary, gives it back to Darren Hickey as St. Joseph Miltown press up. McLean gives it out to Sexton sells the dummy to Cormac Murray and gives the ball into King. Sexton goes for a return, gives it out to Inda Coughlin. Inda hasn't really been much in the game in the second half, but he's very much into play now as he goes a lovely pop pass on to Keelan has gone through. Here comes Keelan Sexton and he's pulled around by Gordon Kelly, and is that going to be into Gordon Kelly for today? Martin Flynn for pulling down. Will it be a yellow card? You can see, yes, Sexton pulled up a bit of space. Kelly said he could not pass and he pulled him down.
Well, the problem there is Keelan looked like he was going to set up a goal, and who knows what the referee is going to do, or any referee in the country at this moment. It's a yellow card. Miltown are very lucky there to get away with that.
Yeah, indeed. Gordon Kelly using all his years of experience there, and I think he knew what was coming, but he used it as Micheál Murray has been replaced on the St. Joseph's Miltown team, and into the team for St. Joseph's Miltown has come Owen Curtin, another experienced player, onto the team. It's a free for Keelan, and Keelan just taps it over the bar. We're back level pegging again. It's 6 points all. We were talking about this game, as we said, for the 2 weeks beforehand. Everyone knows it's going to be tight. No one could predict the winner, and you can see why. It's parity, 6 points all, as Sean O'Brien goes to kick out the ball, kicks it out to Kelly done well to win that ball off the challenge of Dermot Coughlin, and there's space for Gerard Curtin here comes Gerard Curtin as Shane Hickey tries to make his way back. Aidan McCarthy, here comes Gerard Curtin. Conor Cleary in support, he gives it out to Cleary, he gives it into the sub. Here comes Curtin, a shot from Curtin, and what an introduction from Owen Curtin. And that all started with a brilliant kick out, Martin, to Sean out to Kenny beat 3 Kilmurry men and up the field, and what an introduction from Owen Curtin.
Well, Miltown were lucky because Gerard Curtin found himself free in the far side of the field, and they carried the ball forward and worked it into Owen, and took a shot, done the right thing, put it over the bar.
And here comes now, the ball is out with Dara Sexton for Kilmurry Ibrickane, out to Darren Hickey. Darren coming out from his full back position, looks for Shane Hickey. Shane gets out in front of Gordon and drives a quick ball, looking for Coughlin. What is it? Aidan McGuan shepherds that ball out over the sideline. Aidan McGuan done well on that occasion, gets the ball back to Owen O'Brien, this tough cornerback, being pulled down there by Keelan Sexton. And a lot of the battles, Martin, maybe I know it is tight, but a lot of the battles beginning to go the way of St. Joseph's Miltown.
Well, we just seem to have started the second half a bit better, but there's a long way to go, and with the talent that Kilmurry have, you could never say it's going to go one way or the other. There's a long way to go, and a lot of chances are going to be had by both sides yet. So.
And the ball comes up to Kieran Malone, the marauding wing forward. Ocean Looney gone inside for support. Here comes Malone, and he's passed went astray. He was looking for Cormac Murray, but Mark Killeen was out in front of his men, and the ball is now back with Hickey, the fullback. Hickey, who's going to look for Eamon Bracken, the man who works in Shannon in the ABC Nutrition, gets the ball back out to Darren Hickey, but he's going to be closed down by Owen Curtin. Hickey switches the play across to Darren Sexton, who's going to release the ball up here to Marty McMahon. Marty McMahon for Kilmurry Ibrickane. Gets the ball up to Daniel Walsh. Daniel not moving as much forward as in the Leicester, but now he's crossing into the Miltown half of the field. Gets the ball back to Bracken. Bracken, who marked his introduction in the semi-final with a score. He's going to be marking with being robbed, and I'm not too sure about on that one. On that occasion, a free in. Soft enough free of the softer variety in the Chancellor Keelan Sexton. Martin, you can look at it here again of the softer, maybe a pull back by Shawnee Malone, but of the softer variety.
Yeah, I think Miltown were a bit unlucky there, but Kilmurry a bit light to get a free, and it's a chance for Keelan to tie up the scores again.
Indeed, I think is it Ian McInerney has been called out from his goalkeeping position. What an asset to have on your team. A goalkeeper that can come out and kick frees from 45 metres or more and knock him over the bar with ease. You know, the breeze, whatever breeze is favouring him. There is a swirling breeze here in Cusick Park. He has put one wide from a position, maybe a small bit closer to the goals. Maybe he can learn from that one. It's 7 points to 6 in favour of St. Joseph's Miltown. We're gone over halfway here in the second half of the county final. Here comes McInerney. He releases that ball. He leaves it outside that post. You can hear O'Brien calling for that one here. And the ball is gone. And Kelly who fished that one away. And Kelly, what a leader this man is for Miltown. The goalie McInerney was unlucky. He was just shot to the range, and here come St. Joseph Miltown. He's with McDonough. McDonough, the full forward, out around half forward line, taking on Daniel Walsh. Here comes McDonough. He's been fouled by Daniel Walsh. McDonough knows that the advantage is coming, and the ball is in the hands of McInerney, and going to be a free in and a chance for Owen Cleary to add to the lead. But I tell you, that was a dangerous ball. O'Brien went up, done well, and when the ball broke, no less a man than Kelly. Kelly playing very well at the heart of the Miltown defence, Martin.
Well, those balls are a nightmare for any defending team, and when the ball broke there, anybody could get a touch to it, and anything could happen. Miltown were lucky the ball broke, and Gordon Kelly broke it out to one of his defenders, who as a result set up a good attack for Miltown, and they have a chance now with a difficult free here from Owen Cleary.
Yeah, Owen Cleary, yes, swirling breeze here in Cusick Park. His own is kicking in here into the town goal. He kicks it high up into the air. Is there a 10? Indeed, there's a massive 10. It didn't even anywhere near the goals. Came off the outside of his boot. The scoreline remains 7 points for St. Joseph's Miltown. 6 points as sub. Is it Darren Kenlon is coming on, and I see Stephen Maloney also, as Aidan Maloney worried about the influence of what's happening. The ball is back with Marty being chased there by Owen Cleary, and the ball is back with the goalie Ian McInerney, who gives it to Hickey, who's going to look for Michael Hogan. Kilmurry need an injection, as St. Joseph Miltown have more or less kind of taken over this game. It's Hogan back to Hickey. Here comes Hickey. He gives it out to Sexton. Sexton having a good game for Kilmurry Ibrickane. Being chased now by Owen Cleary. Also being chased. Advantage being played for the foul by Darren McDonough. But the ball comes out to Daniel Morrissey for Kilmurry Ibrickane. And the ball comes out to Eamon Bracken, the man who also plays his club hurling with Kilmaley, out to Marty McMahon. It's St. Joseph's in the lead by Cooley in the one, and the ball goes into Sexton, but great defensive play there by Shawnee Malone. He's having the strength of character to get over that unusual score as he gives out to Conor Cleary, and Cleary switches the play across to Dermot McDonough. Now going to be chased down by Dermot Coughlin. Dermot not as much in the game here in the second half as McDonough switches the play across to Gerard Curtin. Curtin is having a very good county final for St. Joseph's Miltown, looking for support, and he gets the ball to McDonough careering through the middle here for St. Joseph's Miltown. He pops the ball off to Murray. Can Cormac Murray, a shot from Cormac Murray, shot, and there's a tail in it, and again it's gone to the right hand side and gone wide. Martin Flynn, if Miltown happen to lose or draw this game, they have missed a lot of chances.
Yes, I know, as we said earlier, the shoot conditions are difficult, but some of those chances they should be putting them over the bar.
Yeah, indeed, Steve Maloney is coming on for Michael Hogan, and Inda Coughlin has been replaced by Darren Kenlon. Maybe that might be more Route 1 stuff, as Kenlon is a strong man, and Coughlin, in fairness, he's given great service to Kilmurry Ibrickane, and he has played his 45 minutes, and then on come the cavalry. Of course, Michael Hogan. Also, there's an injury there. Is it to Owen Curtin? He's injured above. I'm not sure. Is it Owen Curtin? No, it didn't. It's I'm not sure who was injured above there, down for Miltown receiving attention. But Martin, your thoughts at this stage? We're 10 minutes to go. We're in, it's in the O'Gorman to call back who's down injured, but we're in the final 10 minutes. It's all to play for.
It's all to play for now. Steve Maloney and Don Callan will come in there, and Horse or Aidan Maloney will be hoping that they make a difference for Kilmurry. The substitutes that brought in the semi-final did make a difference, so they're hoping the same can happen again today. Whereas for Miltown, Owen Curtin has come on there and got a point so far, so it's definitely all to play for, and it's going to be a ding-dong battle to the final whistle.
And the ball is out with Darren Hickey from the kick out from Meccan on it to Sexton. Here's Sexton going across into the Miltown half of the field, being chased down by Owen Cleary. He pops the ball in for Kellnan, and a pull back there by Owen O'Brien, and a nearly impact from Darren Kellnan. He's a big strong man, and a chance for Keelan Sexton. And Martin, as you said, Owen Curtin made an impact for Kilmurry, and within seconds Darren Kellnan has done the same for Kilmurry Ibrickane.
Yeah, well, it was a good ball into down there. He was in front of Owen O'Brien, and Owen was given a free against him for trying to get a touch or trying to pull or try and get in front of Darren, and it's a chance for Keelan now to level up the scores again.
Nearly 23 minutes gone here in an enthralling county final. No quarter Esther given here, and here's a free just on the 21 metre line. You'd expect Sexton to level the scoring here as we had a top class forward, one of the top up and coming forwards in the country, and here comes Sexton. He puts it straight over the bar. We're level pegging. It's 7 points all here in the county final, and a kick out coming from the St. Joseph Miltown goalie in Sean O'Brien as Kilmurry put up and the press up, and he's going to go along, going to try and find Conor Cleary as King slips on that occasion, gets the ball back to Shawnee Malone, the full back, gives it into Kieran Malone. Kieran, who's the wing forward but playing back, going attacking, looking to attack Darragh Sexton on this occasion. Malone making ground. Here comes Malone making ground. He gets away from Marty McMahon. The gap opens up for Kieran Malone. Is this going to be the moment? Malone puts it over the bar. I tell you, the chance was there for a goal, but I suppose his mind took over. He done the right thing, Martin. He done the right thing as the gap opened up. But what a run by Kieran Malone.
Yes, a fantastic run by Kieran. He has that ability. He's a great speed merchant. And the gap opened up for him there. He went forward and took on the chance. And he took a shot. It's hard to know if he was going for a goal or a point, but the ball went just over the bar.
St. Joseph Miltown back in the lead. 24 minutes gone. 8 points for St. Joseph Miltown. 7 from the men from Kilmurry as Daniel Walsh tries to arrest. Oh, he gets a great ball into Morrissey. Here comes the attack. The half backline on tour in the Miltown half of the field. He gives it to Keelan. Keelan being struck down there by Owen O'Brien. Gives it back to Aidan McCarthy. Aidan has been rather quiet here in the second half as he comes back out. Gets the ball out to Dermot Coughlin. Coughlin here with Stephen Maloney as support, being closed down there by Owen Cleary. Gets the ball back to Shane Hickey. Shane Hickey gives it back out to Kellnan, a strong man, tries to take a challenge. Gets it back to Keelan. Here comes Dermot Coughlin. Miltown of all the bodies back. Only one forward is Cormac Murray up in the side of the field. The ball comes to Marty McMahon. Marty gets away, being pulled back there by Darragh McDonough. Lazy challenge on Darragh McDonough, and you can't afford to give away chances like that at this stage of the county final, Martin.
No. Scores are hard to come by now, and every chance is vital. And Darragh should have stood his ground and tried not to foul him, but he has a free got now for Kilmurry, and Keelan has another chance to level it up again.
A free 40 metres out from the St. Joseph Miltown goal. Maybe gone back 42. Back Cosgrave put Keelan Sexton back another bit. 8 points to 7. 5 minutes to go plus injury time in an enthralling county final. As another sub is Graham Kelly, who's warming up for Miltown. Also Dermot King warming up for the men from Kilmurry Ibrickane. Can Keelan just has equalised it a number of moments ago. Can he do the same again? Keelan strikes this one. A shot from Keelan Sexton, and from the moment he kicked it, it's over the bar. It's Colini, national lads of St. Joseph's Miltown, and Colini, national lads of Kilmurry Ibrickane. Whereas we started level pegging, and Sean O'Brien with the kick out, going looking for Kieran Malone, but the ball is broke down by McDonough. McDonough gives it to Kieran Malone. His last run. What a strong man, and what a runner it is. He's taken the challenge of Daniel Walsh. Malone is having a tremendous game for St. Joseph's Miltown. Releases the ball back to Darragh McDonough. Here comes Darragh. Goes backwards, looking for Inda O'Gorman as St. Joseph's Miltown and Shawnee Malone try to build from the back. Shawnee out now in the half backline, gives the ball to Gordon Kelly. You've often heard the next score win. The next score is going to be vital as the ball is with Conor Cleary. Conor Cleary gives it to Aidan McGuan coming across the field. Who's he going to give it to? He's going to give it to Shawnee. Gives it to Shawnee Malone, who gives it to Gordon Kelly. Gordon Kelly being pulled there by Keelan Sexton. Gets the ball off to Conor Cleary. Cleary for St. Joseph's Miltown, being chased down by by Aidan McCarthy. Goes back to Aidan McGuan, and McGuan with a punt pass across where there's space for India O'Gorman. O'Gorman going taking the challenge now to Kilmurry Ibrickane. Crosses their own 45-metre line. Kilmurry get all the bodies back, but O'Gorman, is he going to be the hero? He released the ball back to Darren McDonough. McDonough, here comes McDonough. What's he going to do? Is he going to look for the ball? Gives the ball back to Conor Cleary. Cleary back to McDonough. McDonough trying to get away. Pops the ball off to Owen Cleary. Cleary gives it back to Gordon Kelly. All happening around the 45-metre line in the Kilmurry defence. He gives the ball back to Aidan McGuan. Here comes McGuan. Pops it off to Cleary. Miltown would dearly love to Cleary get into a shooting position, but it comes back to Gordon. He comes back to Conor Cleary. We're now gone 27.5 minutes as Miltown play with the ball. This is a big play. This could be a match-winning play for St. Joseph's Miltown. The decibel levels improve. Here comes O'Gorman. O'Gorman, the cornerback. He gives it to Gerard Curtin, who gives it back to Aidan McGuan. As Miltown play around, the ball is with Shawnee Malone. Shawnee, who's already scored at both ends of the field. Here comes the ball back to Gerard Curtin. Curtin with the shot, and there's a tail in it. The ball is blocked in. There's a chance here. Oh, what a block down! A block down by Mark Killeen. And indeed, what's Chris Maguire going to do? Is there a penalty here for a foot block, Martin Flynn? We're in the hands of the referee of Chris Maguire. Was that ball gone out of play or not? Was kept inside by Curtin. The ball broke down. It broke down to Kieran Malone. Kieran Malone had a shot. Just blocked down. We're here. We're waiting for the decision of the referee. What's he going to do? This is a big moment in the county final of 2019. Is he going to hop the ball? Indeed, he's going to hop the ball. He wasn't sure himself. He's going to hop the ball. Right on the 21. Here we go, Martin, as that ball came down. It was a fair block down. It wasn't a foot block. And the referee is going, what's he doing? He's going to turn up the ball. Big, and a sub coming on. And indeed, Michael O'Dwyer, who was added to the panel for Kilmurry Ibrickane, is now on the field of play. Also onto the field of play is Diarmuid King as Aidan Maloney, and indeed Dara Sexton is being replaced for Kilmurry Ibrickane by Diarmuid King, who's been replaced for Michael O'Dwyer. It remains to be seen who's gone off for Michael O'Dwyer. No one gone off yet for Michael O'Dwyer. Steve Maloney being put as Kilmurry go back on the defensive. No one, indeed, his Keith King, the midfielder. Martin, this is a big play now.
Yes, at this stage of the game now, every point is going to, or it could be a potential winner. So this is a massive throw-in, and it's important to know who's going to win this.
Yeah, and the ball is won, and it's won by Conor Cleary. Conor Cleary gets it out to Malone. Malone out to McDonough. McDonough shoots off his left, and the ball is gone out for a 45. But indeed, Cormac Murray didn't give up the ghost on that one, and it came off the hands of Mark Killeen. And what a chance for Owen Cleary here. Martin Flynn, we're in the dying moments of the county final. We're just going to clock on to 30 minutes. Has Owen Cleary the chance to put St. Joseph's Miltown into the lead here towards the end of a pulsating senior county final. He's gone kicking this one off the ground. It's a tight game. Scores have been at a premium, chances have been at a premium, but this is the greatest chance of all for Owen Cleary to win. Maybe put Kilmore or put St. Joseph's into the lead. It's going to drop short. McInerney called for that ball. You could hear him calling for it in Cooney's as the ball comes out. The ball is out now in the hands of Daniel Morrissey. Morrissey being closed down by Darren McDonough. Are we going to have a Loyola? The ball is switched from Darren Hickey. He gives it into Conor Cleary. Conor Cleary gives the ball across to Kieran Malone. Malone, is he going to shoot from Miltown? Kieran Malone's shot goes up into the air where the bodies are in. Shawnee Malone, and the ball comes off the goalie out for 45. I tell you one thing, Shawnee Malone has done everything in his power. 3 minutes of added time here in the county final. 3 minutes for Chris Maguire, 3 minutes for Kilmurry Ibrickane and St. Joseph's Miltown to pull out a winner. It's going to be a chance again. Cormac Murray, he hasn't been kicking the frees as well all day, but this is a chance for everything to be put on the back burner and be forgotten about. Martin, is it do or die at this stage?
The tension is unbearable here at the moment now. This is our second 45, and let's hope Cormac has the ability to kick it all the way this time.
And here comes Murray, the young player. He doesn't kick it that well, but it goes into the hands of Cleary. Cleary gives it out to his brother, out to Owen, back to Conor. Can Conor be the match winner? And Conor Cleary puts the ball over the bar for St. Joseph's Miltown. And indeed, the man who missed out a number of years ago. What a score from Conor Cleary. We've a minute and a half left, Martin. And see Conor clearly putting the ball over the bar. The ball is out the field. It's out now in the hands of King. And King is going to be held up there by Cormac Murray. We're in the dying embers. Shane Hickey for Quinty gets the ball up to Marty McMahon. And Marty McMahon is fouled by Aidan McGuan. 9 points to 8 in favour of St. Joseph's Miltown. They want Keelan Sexton on the ball as Kelly puts in an arm and gets the ball out to Graham Kelly. And Graham Kelly, I thought, was fouled on that occasion. That's a harsh decision, Martin Flynn, given against Graham Kelly, because there was no doubt he was fouled on that occasion.
No, that's the referee has done a very good job all day now, in fairness, and but I don't think that was a free to Kilmurry. But it's Keelan has another chance now to level it.
And indeed, they're going giving it to the boot of Darren Callan, but I see Aidan Maloney calls up Ian McInerney. It's the last kick of the county final of 2019. St. Joseph's Miltown 9 points, Kilmurry Ibrickane 8 points. Ian has been shot with a couple of these frees. The last one dropped in and right on the top of Sean O'Brien, where Gordon Kelly blocked it away. Is this a chance for Ian McInerney to get Law Illa in the senior championship of 2019? Here comes McInerney. It's do or die. He strikes it over the bar. We are going to have Law Illa in the county championship. It's St. Joseph's Miltown 9 points, Miltown and Kilmurry Ibrickane 9 points.
Well, you have to give credit to Ian McInerney there. He has taken a few frees and missed them so far, but that was an absolutely fantastic free, considering the pressure he was under, and fair credit to him, and it ends up in a draw.
Indeed, we have Law Illa and both players. What a battle. Kilmurry Ibrickane and St. Joseph Miltown cannot be separated. Everyone said it was going to be tight. Indeed, look at the sportsmanship. David O'Brien and Aidan Maloney embraced one another down there on the sideline. Martin Flynn at the end of the day, 9 points all. We said it was going to be tight. I thought Conor Cleary's match winning point was the match winner. A free of the softest variety given against Graham Kelly. You know, Graham has often been, you know, he was sinned again in that occasion.
Well, naturally the Kilmurry boys won't agree with us, but you know, it did seem tough, but in fairness, you have to give the credit to Ian McInerney there. The last kick of the game practically, and you know, the pressure he was under. He, as I said earlier, he missed a couple of frees before that, but to come up and kick that ball over the bar was an absolutely fantastic score, and fair credit to Ian McInerney, and a great result, and probably both sides would be happy with that. I don't think either side deserved to lose. Kilmurry were probably the better team in the first half. Miltown were the better team in the second half, but Miltown had a few chances in the second half, but they were kicked them wide. But you know, probably a draw was probably a fair result on both sides.
Yeah, indeed a fair result, as we're going to look at the scores, the two final scores of the game. The point from Conor Cleary from play, and what a point. Owen recycled the ball, came out to Conor, back Conor turned to his right. I thought that was the match winner, but you always knew Kilmurry were going to get one last chance, and the ball came down. Graham Kelly won a great turnover by Gordon Kelly, which I thought was going to be a match winner. But what a kick from Ian McInerney, Martin! And from the moment it left his boot, it was going straight over the bar.
Well, I think everybody, or most of the people here now, thought that when Conor put that ball over the bar, it was going to be the deciding score. But credit to Kilmurry, they worked the ball back up the field, and even if the free might have been a small bit lucky, you just have to give credit to Ian for putting it over the bar. And you know, I don't think anybody leaving here, or most of the people anyway, neutrals especially, will be happy with a draw, because we have a chance to see it all again, and I know that probably next week.
Yeah, you would imagine to be next week, Martin, with the Munster Club Championship on the horizon for either side. But you know, there's no doubt about it. It was enthralling from start to finish as both teams go down through their respective warm downs. You know, the game maybe didn't hit the heights that people were expecting in football terms, but it was an enthralling tactical battle between both teams, and you know, there's no doubt about it. Both Kilmurry, they emptied the bench, Miltown emptied the bench as well, you know, and they gave it their all. And you know, the next day it's going to be a different game again. You start off again, and I suppose, you know, it was hard to call. Everyone found it hard to call, and now you can see the reason why.
Well, we knew coming in here that it was going to be a tight tactical battle, as we expected. We knew it wasn't going to be very high scoring, and you know, it was a match where both teams defended with numbers and with bodies behind the ball, and tried to work the ball up the field in when they got possession. And as I said, both teams played a similar type of game, which meant that spaces at a premium and scores were hard to come by. But Kilmurry were the better team in the first half, and a good point from Seanie Malone there just before half time, managed to bring Miltown level. But in the second half, then Miltown upped it and played a better second half, but missed had 4 or 5 scoreable chances, and had they scored a couple of those, they would probably have got over the line. But credit to Kilmurry for hanging in there, and they got their reward in the end.
Yeah, indeed, Martin, thanks for that. And we go down to the sideline, and we have Sean Chaplin, who has here look at the county board, Joe Cooney with him.
Thanks, Leo. Yeah, as you say, I have the chairman of the Clare County Board here, Joe Cooney. Joe, just for our viewers, would you have any idea of when the replay or when you'll be setting it?
First of all, Sean, I want to compliment both teams on an outstanding county final today. It's just brilliant display from both teams. Great credit due to both teams. Both teams fought out to the very end. And as you said, as regards the replay, the CCC committee will be meeting tomorrow evening, and we'll decide on the replay then when we meet tomorrow evening, Sean.
Lovely. So details will be known tomorrow evening after the CCC meeting, Leo.
And thanks to Joe. And Martin, we have to await the meeting of the CCC tomorrow evening. I'm not sure what are the dates for the Munster Club are. Will this game go back 2 weeks, or will they go ahead next Sunday? I suppose maybe at independent there will be injuries picked up by both sides. You can see Keith King, the Kilmurry captain, going off. Maybe both teams might be looking for the 2 week break. I'm not sure when the Munster Club is on. But once again, as both teams go through their respective warm downs, there's no doubt about it. Peace is still going to be in harmony in the parishes of Kilmurry and Miltown for the number of weeks, especially as we go back you go back home the same age you came down. Both is still in the Clare Championship.
Yes, well, I think both sides will be happy enough to get another day out. It was a tension-filled match that nobody wanted to lose, and the fact that we have a draw will keep both sides happy, and it might be suit people have travelled home from England and America as they face a dilemma now whether to stay or go. But I think it would be very hard on either side had they lost it, and the credit to both sides for giving us an enthralling game. As I said, it wasn't a classic, but the tension was there, the excitement was there, the pressure was there. You had everything, a tight, hard, tough match. They played in a very sporting manner. Now there was no dirty strokes in the whole match. And credit to both sides for that.
Yeah, indeed, a very sporting contest. I suppose the battles of years ago are spoke about in folklore, but there's no doubt about it. Both teams concentrated on the primary thing, which was a game of football. It was all going to be decided by a game of football, and indeed it hasn't been decided. We have to go again here in 2019 in the Clare Senior Football Championship. 9 points all, and from all here, we're going to take our leave here from Cusick Park. We're going to have another maybe date with Destiny here in Cusick Park. Martin, we look forward in anticipation to the replay. I suppose whoever learns most from today is going to come out on top.
Well, sure, we have to put up another week of pressure now and talking and analysing and see who's going to do what. But I think at the end of the day, both teams next week will set up much the same and play a similar type of game. I don't think they're going to change at this stage. This is the way the both teams have played all year, and I don't see them changing at this stage. So, next week or whenever, if it's next week or the week after, whenever it's played, it's going to be the same very similar type of game. Tight game with plenty of nerves, plenty of tension. Hard and close marking. So, I don't anticipate a high-scoring game either in the replay. It's going to be similar to a tight game and maybe a one point win for either side.
Indeed, Martin, as always, thanks for your impartial analysis here on Clare GATV, here live from Cusick Park today. So as we take our leave from Cusick Park, big loyal, we're going to have another day in the Clare Senior Football Championship as we end level pegging. St. Joseph's Miltown 9 points, Kilmurry Ibrickane 9 points. My thanks also to the camera crew. Thanks to Sean and Seamus and all our guests here on Clare GATV. All that remains is media died for Clare GATV. Until we meet again for the replay, it's Bannock Day, August Lawn.